Yeah.
Double.
That is Chicago, yeah. Yeah.
All right. You ready to do a podcast?
Are you ready?
Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to the Average Overlanders podcast. I'm Jared.
And I'm Ben.
And today we got on a buddy, Gabe, here with Battle Ready Rigs. And he was introduced to us by our good friend Neal, who's joining us for a short period. He's making a special appearance for us.
Time. What's going on, guys?
You know Neal skis.
You know me.
Yeah.
Blessing us with his presence.
God bless. Miss you, Ben.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
Yeah, my gym buddy.
Jim, buddy. Yep.
You're about to knock over like all of your
Your
pictures.
Oh,
shit.
Oh man, I thought we were doing a podcast.
damn.
Bam, look at that.
Oof.
Almost,
Nice and easy.
Almost
You
perfect.
almost crashed the Land Rover that doesn't run.
Doesn't even run. I crashed it. Okay, let me get back to my settings here. But yeah, so Gabe, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
You got to sit in
You have the
traffic.
longest intro right
I
there.
know, right? You got to sit in traffic to come join us.
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
appreciate
cool.
that. We
Almost
appreciate
2
that.
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck.
What's it go like? What 35 miles maybe?
Yeah, just about. My speedo's off, but
Yeah. Dude, what works on that thing? The AC
No,
don't
not the
work.
AC.
The
Yeah.
speedo don't work.
Subwoofers aren't working. I
Oh,
know.
man.
I know.
Your fast track transponder don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drive a slightly modified XJ.
Slightly. Not much done to it, you know.
No. What kind of gas mileage
gonna-
is in that thing?
Actually,
Why don't we talk about
surprisingly.
what it is?
Well, I mean, it's an XJ, but we were talking about his drive, so I was just curious how much it
So-
cost him to get here.
I actually did stop and put gas behind Tom's farm. I listened to you guys'
Tom's
episode.
farm,
Yeah,
yeah.
They said it was the cheapest spot, so I went
There you
ahead
go.
and pulled in, and it
Nice. Good
was
spot over
actually
there.
pretty good.
I filled up there probably like 20 minutes before he did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I actually get about 15 and a half, surprisingly.
Oh, fuck, really? Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So from Ontario to the Strip, I can make it in one tank.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Vegas. So
Ain't too bad. Shit.
no, not at all. And then it takes me, because we camp once a year in Cedar City,
Okay.
kind of Duck Creek Village, if you're familiar.
I know Cedar City. I don't know Duck. Yeah.
Duck Creek is up in the mountains from Cedar City. Like, it's like being in San Bernardino and then going up to Big Bear.
Okay, I got you.
Same thing.
It's nice. Okay, so like I know Ben obviously wanted to know a little more about the rig. So explain the slightly modified XJ.
So, I mean, axle-wise, it's stock. Motor-wise,
Really?
it's stock. Yeah. Chrysler 8 1/4 in the rear, Dana 30 up front.
Yeah.
Truck
Standard.
What size tires are on that thing?
35s.
Okay. And you didn't have to re-gear it or nothing?
456.
Oh, you did re-gear.
Yeah,
Okay,
lunchbox lockers.
Okay, fair.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we party.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Every time I turn in a parking lot, people are looking at me. Well, it's ratcheting. People are like, is that thing broken? I mean, fair
Is it
enough.
like a Yukon locker? Or what is, who makes that?
Actually, who makes a lot of lockers for the Subarus? Torque?
Torque
Yes,
Masters.
Torque locker in the rear, and then
okay.
Spartan locker up front.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah, but people always look, 'cause, I mean, it's not painted, and it's for those that
Wait
don't
for it
know,
to blow up.
for those that don't know, the back half is chopped into a flatbed. So
Yeah, which is so sick.
On a
still a four
unibody.
door.
On a
On a
unibody.
unibody, correct? Yeah,
Yeah.
with only front and rear frame stiffeners. So center stiffeners are coming soon, and I don't have sliders at the moment. I used to, but I was planning on building an exo cage, and we ran out of time, and I ran out of money. And I wanted to
Yeah,
win.
but,
important things.
dude, you don't need an exo cage.
I mean, I want one because it's we're getting close to tippy side. So
Yeah, I've seen
true.
you come pretty close to dragging on some shit. Yeah.
I've come. I actually recently almost flipped in Cleghorn on the chute.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but that was 100% my fault. I was on blown
User error.
shocks. Blown shocks. So
Hey, he knows something about that.
Oh yeah, look at all the stains in my driveway just from my shocks leaking.
that's shocks. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Bro, you got 2 Land Rovers.
To be fair,
Well, on one side of the driveway is Land Rover oil, the other side shock oil. Yeah.
yeah, I got a transfer case leak and a rear main seal leak, so it's kind of a mixture of everything.
Yeah, got all the rainbow pattern in your driveway. You know.
Yeah, and I don't want to deal with doing that rear main seal, so I'm probably going to pay my buddy to do that, because
Handle that.
I heard that's a pain in the butt, and I've already done my torque converter, so I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, Cleghorn, we went up and I did the chute, and my spotter yelled driver, so I started to go driver when I should have been going passenger. So I immediately responded to his call and cranked it driver. And if you know anything about lockers in the front, you can't turn back very well when it's time to come back. So I kind of binded up, and then it started going, and I was basically just accepted it. Like, I was like, this is going to suck. I kind of like braced myself a little bit, and then he was yelling. He's like, gas it, like turn passenger and gas it. And then it clicked finally, but I was already like looking at the boulder on the chute out of my passenger window, and I was like, we're gonna collide with that. And then it kind of just clicked in my head, like, oh yeah, gas it, like that, it'll level me out. And I gassed it and made it out. But after that, I was like, we need to get these shocks rebuilt.
Yeah. You need a new spotter too.
That wasn't his fault. That was just kind of one of those quick. Sometimes you get excited, and you call out, and you're like, "Oh crap, that's the wrong direction."
Right.
But that could also cause a lot.
He called out driver.
He called out driver.
Not just left or right.
Yeah. So we're used to driver. We're used to driver passenger.
Driver passenger is the way to go.
He yelled driver, and I cranked it driver. And then he was like, passenger. I'm sorry, and I was like, oh, I'm stuck. And that's kind of the thing. But I mean, it got the blood flowing. We were talking about almost flipping or almost kind of taking a break for a second after that. I was like, yeah, we need to fix this. So it's fixed now, and now I kind of want to go back and just make sure everything's dialed. And I also just recently did an over the axle track bar, so I want to see how that flexes out on there.
Yeah, you got some decent. Have you ever measured out your flex or anything like that?
Not yet, but I did post that video where it's kind of cranked up all the way, and basically my brake lines are acting as limit straps right now. So I need to do some limit straps.
Yeah, maybe lengthen them bad boys up.
I already have lengthened ones too, and it just that Cav Fab 3 link just flexes, and then I got metal cloak coils. Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So I got metal cloak dual rates up front, and I mean it goes, it flexes pretty hard. I don't have anything big enough to max out the jack and let the Jeep fully flex out.
Nice.
But it's fun. The rear is my limiting factor right now, actually. I need to get bigger springs or bigger leaps in the rear and then bigger shocks, but that's another money. Yeah.
Well, if you're maxed out, I think it's the last Wednesday of every month in Temecula at Burgers and Beer.
Oh, yeah.
They have a flex ramp at the Jeep meetup.
Oh, okay. I'll have to make a trip
out there and just.
They're having one. Wait, this Wednesday.
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
I work at 2 a.m. usually.
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, Wednesdays. They're having a trunk or treat one this Wednesday.
Yeah, I do see a lot of meets out this way and stuff, but because of my work schedule, it kind of sucks. I'm supposed to be in bed by 6:30 if I want to get a decent. Yeah, but that doesn't happen.
Have you done Yoda nights?
No, I haven't.
They always every time they always have the flex ramp. I've always tempted to do it, but I don't want to be that guy who tips over and fucking smashes his camper.
Oh, totally do it. You'd be all over the internet.
Oh, I'm sure it'd be great.
You'd actually make money off of views.
Everybody would love it. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
4-wheel campers would not love it.
No, good advertisement for them. Yeah.
All right, so Cleghorn. That was my very first trail I've ever been on.
Okay.
In my XJ, ironically. What's the first trail you've been on?
So if we're talking XJ, Pilot Rock is actually my first trail. Right. And so the story behind it is I bought a Subaru first. That's how me and Neal met. And I would do Cleghorn and do Pilot Rock, and then kind of see the offshoots. I'm like, I want to do that. But my Subaru was just a 98 or 97, the sport wagon. Impreza wagon. I'm sorry, Impreza wagon. It was a little 5-speed.
2.5 liter?
2.0. Non-turbo. Yeah, it was slow. Yeah. And then I put some bigger tires on it, and I mean, I took that slower. Thing very much so. We did a 3N06 in Lytle Creek, and we actually made it. And I had no lockers. We did the episode with, you weren't there, but we did with Route of Progress with Mark.
Yes. Yep.
So we made it up there, and you can hear my clutch screaming in the video, just constantly, just playing with it, trying to, full throttle and then rolling back and going. But I basically got tired of not being able to do a lot of that stuff, and I was like, if I could afford a Jeep, I want to get a Jeep. And I just happened to find this one for a good deal, and I bought it. And then it was supposed to be a camper rig. It wasn't supposed to be a rock crawl. I told myself, I'm not going to rock crawl.
Yeah, you bought expensive. An SUV,
Yeah, cool. In my head. And then Joe, all-wheel drive fam, he took me out to Pilot Rock, and there was I'm talking tiny obstacle, and he's like, go up that. I was like, I can't do that. And he's like, dude, you're not in a Subaru anymore. Like, you can 100% do that. And so I went up that one, and then kind of did a few more, and I was like hooked after that. It was just game over.
It is pretty fun. Not gonna lie.
It's addictive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gets expensive.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very, very much. I come from Volkswagens and stuff. I used to build like bugs and water coolers and stuff like that. Water-cooled cars. And what do you call it? Once I started doing this, I thought it was going to be cheaper. Oh boy, was I wrong.
Shit, dude.
I was very wrong.
Yeah, not a cheap hobby for sure.
Not at all.
Any Baja bugs?
I did have a 64 Baja bug in high school. I traded my Banshee. I had a Banshee in high school that my dad gave me, and I traded it for a 64 Baja bug. And I think I was only about 16 at the time. and I also had a 79 C10 step side. So I had 2 cars before I had my license to be able to drive them, and I sold the C10 to kind of finish
fund your other project.
Yeah. I mean, it was running and everything. It was good. I took it to I live in Ontario, so like the cow fields were behind my school, and not anymore, but I used to take them back
Eastvale
there.
now.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it actually, yes, yeah, it is. So yeah, well, yeah, Ontario Ranch now. Actually, that's what it is. Ontario
It was
Ranch.
more of a joke. Sorry.
It's by what's the not the brewery?
Like the Rodeo X. Over
Yes,
there.
it's kind of in that area.
I was just talking to Jared about that. Like that's the original Rodeo X.
Yes, correct.
Spot
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, and now they're all over the place. I'm like, that's far. So
They are.
Yeah,
far.
they just had a thing.
yeah, San Diego. I was like, I'm not taking the XJ down there unless I'm wheeling. So
Yeah, I might not make it back. Shit, a long drive. Dude.
yeah.
Last XJ we took down to San Diego, ended up overheating.
Oh yeah,
That's
Kevin.
not a surprise.
yeah.
I just redid my whole cooling system for the second time, so I should be dialed now. But
Second time.
Second time. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I did the typical the new XJ thing. I went and bought an aluminum radiator. I put electric fans on it, and then I quickly learned that wasn't a good idea. Blew my head.
Really?
I rebuilt my head in the garage or in the driveway at my house, and then took it to Calico, and it blew again. And so I found out my fans just absolutely sucked, and I took that whole system apart, and now it's back on a stock fan clutch, and I wired up the E fan to a switch so I can click it, and that's the best thing I've ever done.
Oh, just
that
like a
was
little backup?
smart.
When you
Yeah.
know it's gonna get hot, you just flip it.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm just sitting at them, I'm gonna turn that on. That way I get below 210 again, and just kind of keep it there. It just makes me feel better to see that. But because I drive it to Utah, I drive it to Arizona, Mammoth, and when I go there, it gets hot, especially going up to where we
That
camp
grade?
at. Yeah,
Especially going to Mammoth.
Mammoth. Yeah, I haven't drove it to Mammoth in a few years now, but Utah, you get out there and the speed limit's a lot higher than California. Those diesels are like moving you out of the way.
Yeah, they'll put you off the road quick,
I
dude.
can't do 85. I'm struggling at that point, and I got a Heimed front end and I don't got no bushing, so I'm just kind of wherever the road's going. So the grade to get to, are you guys familiar with Bryan Head?
No.
Okay, so that's a pretty popular snowboarding
I was
place.
gonna say for skiing though. Yeah,
Skiing
yeah.
or
Okay, I'm like,
snowboarding, yeah.
that's not an
So-
off-road trail. It's a ski trail.
No,
Okay,
no.
yeah.
So where we camp at Duck Creek is kind of in that area, but it's a 14% grade going
Yeah.
up.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
it is rough. The XJ liked it on 33s. On 35s, no. It's not a... So I think was our last time taking it out there, unless I trailer it now, because
It's too much.
it hurt. Yeah, the XJ was not... it was still snowing when we went out in June, and we were throwing patches of snow into the radiator just to cool it down, because it
for
just
real?
kept overheating. Yeah, we ended up just stuffing the whole front end with snow, and we're like, this will do, and it did. It worked.
Yeah.
It got us there, and I was like,
to get you up there.
I was like, we ain't doing this again. So yeah, that was rough. But
Dang.
yeah, going back to me and Neal, I think I met you. Where was it?
I kind of
Was
forgot
it
how
City
we met.
Creek?
We've
think
we've
it
done
was
Santiago a few times. We went
Yeah.
camping.
Yep. I want to say
First time,
City
I'm not
Creek.
sure though. City Creek.
I think so. But were you on that run?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was there too. I met
That's all
Chris.
gone now.
Yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately.
all the
That was
fire.
that was
Yeah.
our gold panning.
Oh, that's where we're gonna go
Area.
panning, huh?
Yeah.
Were you talking about the
City
huge
Creek
Software
Trail.
Nation one?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't go to that one.
Oh, okay. So no, then I didn't. I wonder where I met you. Then I don't remember, to be honest. But
Lifelong friends, guys.
Right?
You know what? We just met. All right,
yeah,
that's all that
we
matters.
just clicked. That was it.
Met
That's all
out
that matters.
in the driveway just now.
Right?
Yeah.
We just made up stories about what we've done before.
Met on Tinder. I mean,
Oh, damn.
Grinder. Yeah.
Only Subies.
Only Subie.
Dang. But my first actual, so I grew up dirt bike riding, so Glamis, Ocotillo Wells, kind of that whole thing. And then I always wanted to get into like off-roading, so I just never had the money. And I was honestly into Volkswagen so much that I didn't care for anything else. And then I finally got a truck one time, and we decided like, hey, let's go to this local spot we used to dirt bike ride at, and we started going out there. And then it was kind of like, well, this is two-wheel drive, this sucks. And and so we got that Subaru, and then kind of started watching YouTube videos, found a couple people, found Soft Road Nation, and we met up with them at City Creek, and then kind of just blew up from there too. We got all into it, and started really watching a lot of YouTube videos on the trails, and kind of going out. And then, like I said, somehow I don't know where we met.
Dave, he definitely sends it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like I used to follow his line, like Bradshaw Trail. We're going to talk about. We did a Bradshaw Trail run. There was like a little offshoot next to the railroad track. So I see Gabe go to the right hand side. There's like this big like
Where you drive under that railroad track
there's
there?
like the bridge.
Yeah,
and
the
to
bridge.
the right, there's like big old incline offshoot. And I see Gabe going out there doing it. I'm like, do you know what? Let's go do it.
Yeah, he got wheels up on that one.
I went up in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a nice little video of me coming down. I think he was trying to spot me, and I turned the wrong direction. I think.
I don't remember. Yeah, there's been so many wheeling trips since then.
Yep. So
But
that was fun.
Yeah, that was actually one of my first big camp trips, to be honest. Like in the community and all that, and that was fun. I'd never even heard of Bradshaw Trail before. We kind of saw it, and we drove out there, and that was a slow drive because all of us were pretty.
Yeah, because
With a big group or
you could
something?
easily do Bradshaw Trail in like one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it for like a day run with some
Yeah,
a group
easy.
once.
And then,
Yeah.
Where did we make it? 2 days?
It was 2 nights.
it was 2
because
nights, yeah.
Chris, rest in peace, Chris.
Yep.
Software Nation. He wanted to do, hey, let's go out there and trail. Let's find 2 campsites. So we kind of just kept it chill. Just did some off roading.
It was fun.
Did some offshoots. Camped out for a little bit. Got a little drunk. With Chris and
Yeah, we
was a lot of fun.
I think the second night we found like an abandoned vehicle, and we were walking to it, and then in the distance the military was out in helicopters, and you could see the tracer rounds they were shooting. They were doing practice, so that was really cool to see that, and deal with all that. But yeah, man, I wish I could remember how we met. I know Santiago, I had to pull your sway bar end link off.
That's right.
Yeah, on the other
Seems
one.
to be a common Subaru thing.
Very
I
common.
think I had
I didn't
you or
even
John
run
that
sway
did
bars.
that?
I did it.
It was you. Okay.
Yeah.
I had to fix a Subie on Bradshaw
Probably when I
Trail
met you.
as well.
Yeah.
And Pioneer Town to Big Bear.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Another sway bar and link on
I
a
made that one.
Subaru.
No problem.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
NBD.
I did Pioneer Town after that City Creek Trail. Some of the guys split up and went to Pioneer Town, and I wanted to catch them. So I was hauling ass through like the city, basically through Big Bear, and then I made it onto the trail, and I couldn't get in touch with anybody on the radios, and so me and my girlfriend just started jamming, trying to catch up to them, thinking we were behind them. Well,
Dude, there's so many little different offshoots out there.
Yeah.
Like you can just.
Well, and I didn't
lost.
know. I had no idea, and it was like sunset was like it was starting to come down, and we were like, man, like I don't see nobody, and I was jamming, dude. I was moving, and then we get to Pioneer Town, and I'm like, where's everybody at? Like we already made it, and so we ended up just driving home, and then I want to say we made it all the way back to Ontario, and then looked at their stories, and they were barely getting to Pioneer Town.
Oh, you beat them there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, like Neal said, I run it hard. Like I was
He runs
moving
hard for sure.
Yeah, so I was kind of just like, well, that sucked.
Did you have
but
a
it was
manual?
cool.
Or was
Yes, it was manual.
Manual.
Yeah,
Oh, manual.
Yeah.
Subie.
That's right.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then, did you go to 29 Palms when we did Joshua Tree?
Yeah.
When we got stuck because of my Jeep? Or not my Jeep, I'm sorry,
I
my
did
Subaru?
not know.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember who all was with us there, but I was doing donuts, and I sucked up a lot of sand, and it clogged up my throttle body. And then it didn't want to idle right, So after that, I got a snorkel, and then it didn't happen again. But
See, not just for water crossing.
It's only for water crossing.
Yeah.
what's funny is that's like such a big misconception.
It's so
too.
stupid, dude. Yeah. You're gonna go to puddles.
Yeah.
No, it's
We
better
live in
mostly for
California.
dust,
It's-
dude.
for dust. Very
Yeah,
much
Southern
so.
California, all this
Yeah.
dust out here.
Yeah.
That's why I had it on my Colorado. I had that pre-filter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a good one.
Yeah.
I had a cheap one. I had the one that was for the Montero, and then we just
I
kind of
love
cut the
Montero.
Converted it, made it work.
Yeah, because we're obviously. I mean, you guys see the action. We're not afraid to cut stuff up in my family. So we, like
Modify it.
friends would come over and watch me like, "You're gonna cut your fender," and I'm like, "Well, yeah. How else am I gonna do that?" And
How else do you suggest that you just?
Come on.
do you know a way that I don't know? So
How else do 35s fit?
Oh, that's my favorite question on all the XJ forums is how high can I or
What size, yeah.
what size tire can I fit on my stock lift? And it's like, man, search bar. Like it's as much as it's said over and over, search bar. Just search it. I mean,
There's a website called Let Me Google That For You.
you're right. Exactly.
It's great.
Or YouTube. I mean, I YouTube everything.
Everything,
So yeah, that's a favorite question. Or I get a lot of times people like, hey, do you have a build breakdown? And I'm the worst with that. I know what I have, but like I don't have it like broken down in like a note sheet or anything like that. It's just in my head because
I had to. I put like on my phone your notes. I just
Yeah.
listed everything there. Cause people ask me shit like, "What size is this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
Hold
gotta scroll
on, I gotta
through.
look through. I'm
Yeah.
like, it is a
yeah, for sure.
Put it on our website too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
That's a good
Look
idea.
it up on there. We got our build list.
But I don't.
But you don't
have
own any of those
on there anymore.
Yeah, like people ask me for a step by step of the flatbed, and I'm like, I can't. We just did it, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm curious. Like, so
Did some welding.
yeah.
batting,
So
welding.
how did you match up the? Because it's sealed in. It's not like it's wide open.
Yeah.
So you have a back window and everything.
The back end is actually the hatch. For it's the stock hatch. We cut
it married up pretty well. It's pretty square.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't realize that I think they overlook is we actually shrunk the back window. So if you would have left the stock hatch, it's huge. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's the back window is huge. It would have went all the way down. It would have just looked kind of. I'm sorry for anybody that has that done to theirs, but it looks dumb to me. So
I don't know anybody else who had that done to them.
Well, they're starting to pop up more in SoCal now. You're starting to see more of them, and then in general, they're just starting to pop up. But yeah, we shrank the back window and kind of made it as uniformed as we could, and
looks clean.
Went like that. Thank you. But like my dad is the wizard with that stuff.
Oh, right.
He's the OCD.
Master fabricator there.
Yeah. He's that. I'm more of like that looks good. Like, I really I'm glad that he kind of will. I'll ask him now, like, hey, like, does this look right? We're all good here. And I mean, we tried to square the bed because the bed wasn't laying evenly at one point, and then we kind of realized like, oh, I think it's because the XJ is actually tweaked, the unibody is tweaked.
It itself is.
Yeah, when I did the rear stiffeners, the driver's side fit up perfectly, and the passenger actually had like an 1.5 inch gap on it. So I ended up putting like a L channel on that side and just welding it up, and just like it was boxed in.
Made it work. Nice.
We had to cut the roof and kind of layer it over to match the ribs on the roof for it to end, because otherwise the ribs would have just abruptly ended. Yeah. So we used the back half of the hatch and everything, cut it out, welded that together, welded the hatch to that, and kind of we actually had to go through a lot to
make it marry it all up.
And now I'm contemplating cutting it all out. So
for what?
I want to cage it. I want to do a cage coming out of the roof, like popping up over the roof line.
But you're going to still keep like the back window in
Yes,
there,
yeah. So it's going to come over. It's going to be an exo cage and an internal cage in one.
You could just tie it in it right there.
I could, but I'm cheap and I don't want to do. I want to do a full roof cage on it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it would look cool if you just cut the roof out and then have a cage popping out over, and maybe do some half doors.
Just leave the rooftop off.
Yeah. So no roof and cage up and over. And it looks.
So then you're becoming like a Wrangler. Like
kind of like the circle headlights,
just do a soft top on there, some snaps on it.
I'm too cheap to own a Wrangler, so I'm making my own. So I also don't have the.
But when you're done, you'll probably could have just bought a Wrangler with all the money you spent trying to build it.
Yeah, but
Changler.
It doesn't look as cool,
No, something about it being,
I just I like being different. So like to me, I saw too many XJs that looked basically the same build, the same quarter panel armor, the same swing outs,
all the bolt-on shit you could buy.
No offense to any of my friends that have swing outs.
Hey, my swing out was actually a stock 1983 XJ swing out on my 2000 XJ.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
How strong are those?
We had to reinforce it.
Okay.
On the inside, we put like a big plate and everything. Okay. We bolted through it.
Yeah. So that's my biggest issue right now is I don't know where to run a spare because I don't have a spare. But
at all?
No.
That's sketchy.
I'm pretty sketchy.
You can't just doing that. Giant flatbed, dude. Just
I do. There. But I usually, because those toolboxes that are on the side, I'm actually going to cut the what are those called? I'm drawing a blank right now. The rails and everything. I'm going to cut all that out and make it storage. Oh. So like recovery gear will go in there, or maybe oils and coolant because it's an XJ. Yeah. And I'm going to make that because if I kept tools in there, they'd be everywhere. There would be no holding those in place or anything. So I just like the look. It looks funny without it. Like we put them on there, we're like, yeah, that's perfect.
It fits it.
Yeah. You need some sort of toolbox.
Well, I have 2 toolboxes that I carry in between those, and then like my ice chest will go there too, and then my tent fits perfectly long ways, my Gazelle, and then my Easy Up fits right next to that, and then underneath, I don't know if you saw, but I showed you guys that there's storage underneath.
I didn't see that.
So yeah, there is storage in there. So the whole back half, it drops down on a hinge, and then I can put my chairs. I can put whatever else I carry.
So you got a ton of storage still.
Yes, and then on the sides too, because my filler neck hose goes through the back fender, and then it drops down. I can fill gas right there, and then it's also space there too on both sides.
All right.
So we kind of got methodical with that, and it's funny because now we've seen some other flatbeds like that were professionally made, and I'm like, oh, I should have done that.
See how they did that? Yeah.
I mean, mine's not done. I still got to make front bumpers, rear bumpers, the sliders.
What do you make the bed out of? Did you just out of sheet and stuff?
So the bed is 1 1/8 square tubing.
Okay.
And then it's welded to the unibody itself, to the main part of the unibody, and then basically made a skeleton, and then a lot of cardboard to get the
get the shape.
Yeah, the shaping on it and everything, and we welded the sheet metal to the skeleton, and then kind of went from that. It's sturdy. I've slammed that thing on a few boulders already, and I haven't had no issues.
Nice.
So to everybody telling me to paint it, there's no point.
Why? No, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna Raptor line it. I just haven't had the time to.
Yeah, we don't need to paint and make it all fancy.
Yeah.
That has more weight though, bro.
Initially, we were going to color match it and paint the rear the same as the front.
the cab and stuff.
Yeah, and do all that. But I mean, for what? You know, it's gonna get scratched.
Yeah, it's a waste of money.
So the exo cage is my next big thing that I want to do, but that's a lot of money. It's the DOM tubing has gotten really expensive.
I would say, can you weld?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Not good, but
just
yeah.
the tubing itself. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna make our own. I'm cheap, man. If we can make it in the backyard, we're gonna make it.
I got a tube bender in my garage, all that shit. Yeah.
And a lot of friends helped me. Like, I had questions, I'd hit them up because there are a lot of fabricators, a lot of guys that I talk to. Like, they'll know and they'll kind of be like, yeah, do this, do that. And then my dad too. Like I said, my dad's really methodical with all
Probably
that.
a wealth of knowledge with all that shit. Yeah.
Very much so. I mean, my mom wanted a Blazer, like an old '80s Blazer, and so he bought a Suburban instead, and we cut the Suburban and turned it into a Blazer.
Shut up.
So it's now a 2-door Blazer. But if you know about Suburbans, they have the barn doors in the rear.
Yes.
This Blazer has barn doors. So my dad cut the frame in half, or cut the section out for the frame, took the back doors out, and then
like 10 inches off.
I think 11 something like that. It was something big because you got to figure you're removing that whole rear door.
Yeah.
So that rear door is pretty long. Actually, probably longer, more than 11 inches of the frame out.
Oh, okay.
And then when we mated it back together, like he did take into account to cut and everything, but like it wasn't like finalized, and it about went right back together. The front door closed when we put it back. We were like, whoa,
no
that
way.
was really close, like really close, So it's actually in the process of getting painted right now.
Sick.
And then he also did a 1950 GMC truck, 5-window truck, and put it on top of a 2006 GMC. Was it not the Trailblazer? The GMC's version of the Chevy, the Equinox? No.
Oh, you're talking about
A Jimmy or something?
terrain?
Something like not a Train. I think Train's newer, but it's basically a Trailblazer. But he put the 50 Chevy body on top of the Trailblazer, and we do 80 on the freeway with AC, and you had not modern, but 2006 interior, not 1950 interior. Yeah. So I actually
more creature comforts.
Oh, for sure. When I blew the head on the XJ, I had to take that to work for like a month. It was great.
Like
It ain't so bad.
Yeah. I was like, this is sweet. People would look at me on the freeway like, what is happening right now? I was just moving in that thing. So he's not new to that stuff. That's kind of what he's tired of building the like cars just like everything else. And I'm sure that's where I get it from,
That's probably where you got the bug.
We've done a lot of things, as a family together. My little brother's built, he's got a mini truck on hydraulics with a dancing bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a full dancing bed on his, and then
Toyota, Nissan.
it's a Mazda, the B2200.
All right.
Yeah, so it's pretty nasty, man. That thing, he gets rowdy with it when it's full batteries when they're charged. It's sweet to watch, man. And
Does it spin around? And shit?
no, but it dances hard. Like it's pretty radical when it's going.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, we come from a background of Volkswagens, off-roading.
You
dirt
can't
bikes.
leave it alone.
Not at all. Like I'm having trouble leaving my daily alone right now. I just bought a Grand Cherokee, and I'm like, oh, that Hemi would sound good with an exhaust. Yeah. Wheels, a bumper, And I'm like, no, that's the daily.
Just a basic lift.
Yeah.
Just a little.
It's got the adjustable air ride, so I can use that a little bit, Yeah, but the sound, it's so quiet to me. I'm like, I can't do this. This is like my family's motto is like tint, stereo, exhaust. Like that's the first things that need to be done.
First thing you do.
Yeah, my mom's truck, as soon as she got it, boom, that's it. My dad's car, as soon as he got it, he has a lowered 2023 or 24 Accord. Okay. And it's like slammed. It's got a body kit on. Like, I mean, it's sweet, man. And the same thing with my brother, his daily's done too. And my sister, we did her Volkswagen Jetta too. And so it's like we can't leave things alone.
Cars, man.
Oh, yeah. I can't drive normal. That's just it doesn't work for me. I see a nice car and I wave and they don't look at me and I'm like, I have a cool one. It's just at home.
I swear.
I'm not in it right
I
now.
do that all the time. I'll be driving my daily around. I'll see like a sick truck or something. I'm like, oh, I want to be. What's up, dude? I'm like, oh, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, I look like a fool right now.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in the dad Jeep. I'm not in the cool Jeep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's rough. I hate that. I hate seeing other one. I'm like, I have one. I swear.
It's always whenever I always see a dope ass rig or something like that when I'm driving my basic bitch car. I'm like, fuck.
How do you think I feel driving a Tesla?
It's fucking horrible. Hey, what was that audio you were playing earlier?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
No, see, I do that because I work so far away.
Oh,
that's fair.
I actually forgot to charge it on Wednesday night.
That's right. Yeah.
And I couldn't make it to work, so I couldn't even go. So I had to take my SUV, and it was actually kind of nice. I was like, I sit up high.
Yeah.
It drives nice, but it's an 8-speed automatic. Tesla's just 1 speed.
I was gonna say there's single speed.
So
right?
it's just weird. It just goes or it doesn't or it slows down or it's just so much nicer in traffic.
How hard was that to get used to, like feeling Was that weird or anything?
I had an electric car before.
Oh, okay.
Like a Hyundai. Similar concept, so it wasn't hard for me, but
Yeah, I feel like I'd be like waiting for it to shift. Like, what's happening? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's totally different.
Yeah.
So
Do you use the autopilot much?
So I bought it with the autopilot. It is not used. I tried it twice, three times, and it just felt like it was going to kill me or do something illegal.
Oh.
It tried to. It tried. I was in LA on the 101, and it was trying to cross over a double white lined HOV lane because they were moving and we weren't. So it's like trying to find the quickest route.
Oh, wow.
And there was a CHP officer right behind me. I'm like, okay, not only am I doing an illegal lane change, but also I can't even be in that lane. So I was like, fuck this. I hit the brake, turn it off, all this other stuff.
I thought you could in an EV, though. I thought you could.
Well, there's different rules. You have to have the HOV sticker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which only applies to like the first 2 years you own it. This is like a little bit older. It's like a 2018. So it's a little bit older. Oh. So it doesn't even qualify for anything.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was
not
like
a
one of the
permanent.
whole I thought that was
That's
like
why
one
you
of the
see those
perks
big
to it.
ass ugly stickers. They color change every year. So
Really?
the officers know what color to look for.
Oh, interesting.
You can like re-apply
Yeah, but
for
it's
it or
only for
something.
like 2 years, I think. 2 or 3 years.
But like
max.
once it expired, you can renew it or no?
You have to renew it.
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
It wasn't expensive.
Oh, okay. I mean, anything in California to get you to pay for something.
I mean, it was like $80, $100 probably,
Yeah.
but still, yeah, they're gonna get theirs.
Yeah.
But over time, it pays for itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't think I could trust the autopilot on those things. I
don't, man.
I have such a control. Like even just
Yeah,
like
me too.
letting somebody else drive.
Exactly.
If
I
I'm
was
in the
gonna say
passenger
that.
seat, I'm still freaked out.
Yeah.
well,
For
the way
sure.
I explain it to people is like it's like you're in the driver's seat, but you're a backseat passenger, and you're constantly being a backseat driver.
Yeah.
Like, hurry up, make the turn already. That was the other reason I don't use it.
You could have made that.
That's the other reason why I don't, because it's so conservative in its movements because it doesn't want to cause a wreck.
Right.
It becomes too conservative, and you're like, okay, now I just want you to fucking go.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting and I see no traffic coming. Like I would make the decision to go.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty aggressive, their defense
Yeah, me
aggressive.
too.
I'm lean on
Me
Sam.
too.
Yeah.
I am assertive.
There you go. I'm a very defensive driver. I'm constantly looking around because I used
Well,
to.
yeah, in
drive
that
like-
sense, I don't trust nobody.
Yeah. I used to my old Volkswagen. I had like $1,400 3-piece wheels. It was bagged. It was caged, and I was like, "You are not hitting me."
Right.
Like there is no way. So. Yeah, and that was my thing. Is I lived with my parents, so I had money.
Yeah,
and
We all did.
yeah, right. So like now I'm like, man, I was stupid for doing that. But I mean, I don't regret. I met a lot of people through those cars.
Yeah,
Just like
it's always fun.
anything. Yeah. But I mean, I have probably like 6 Volkswagen tattoos, and like those are my. If I could afford it again, I would 100%
that.
build another one. No, not go back. I would do it too. But see, the problem is, I want to build a Baja Bug,
Me too.
and I also want to build another Street Bug or like a fastback or something.
So hard, dude. Like I need just like a warehouse to keep all my toys.
For sure.
Did you guys not see my post?
I know I did. It's so true though, dude. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
For you. It's basically a video of this sister kicking the
sandcastle.
sandcastle
Yeah.
down, and the
The
little
boy
boy in the
built a
background like
sandcastle.
crying, and it basically says, "My wife will let me have cool cars" or something like that. Or,
geez.
a group of cool cars, and then it's like my wife, and that's the girl kicking the baby over there, just bawling. Like, same thing.
So like
Anyways.
we plan to move to Utah, and my girlfriend wants land. Like she wants
Hell yeah.
Smart. She wants animals. She wants like
she's a
cows, and she wants goats,
Yeah.
and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
she
So
wants it all. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? You can have that.
She wants raw milk.
She can drink that. I'm not doing that.
Her own cow, dude.
I'm not doing that. But she wants all that. So I'm like, you can have that, but I want my garage and I want my toys.
Yep.
You know,
Dude, you
so
can
if
have your
fund,
stuff,
baby.
Yeah, if you can fund your stuff, then go ahead. But I'm doing this over here. So that's the goal, is to move out there and buy some land. And
That's the way to do it, though,
Yeah,
man. That's
for
how
sure.
you're not gonna do that in California.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No.
That's my plan too. Get out and
Yeah.
I just need a big ass barn.
Yeah.
To keep all my cars in. I
Yeah.
just need like a little 1-bedroom shack for me. I'm
Yeah,
cool.
there you go.
know?
Yeah.
Just a bed. That's all.
Dude, you need the big garage barn, with all your
barn
cars and
immediately.
everything. Yes, a barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have the
The loft
overhang.
above.
that wouldn't fly for me if I was single. 100%.
Oh, yeah,
that would
easy.
be done. But she wants a nice house too, so I can't. I can't deny that part on
They
there.
keep Ashley happy.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
And Percy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I might
She
dote
should
on.
love you no matter what.
Right? She says the same to to me about the animals. So
Right, it goes both ways.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I have a lot more leniency with building my Jeep than she gets to right now because we live in an apartment, so we can't have everything we want. Because I want a bird, I want a parrot.
Oh,
One of
yeah.
the talking ones, those things are awesome. But she's like, can I like? She works sometimes at these for our volunteers at these adoption centers for cats and stuff. And I know she's like itching at the bone to bring them home sometimes. And I'm like, no, we can't have more.
Yeah.
We already pay a lot in rent for our pets that we have. And,
You gotta pay extra if you're in an apartment. Yeah.
yeah, we're paying $2,300 a month for a 1-bedroom.
Don't move to
How much are
California,
the
people.
animals?
Yeah. I think it's
an extra
we're
couple
hiding
$100.
one and it's 300 for the other thing.
Don't worry, they don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it would be like $2,000.
Yeah.
But
So see, what
instead-
was cool is we've already toured apartments in Cedar City, and we explained to her. My girlfriend kind of did the whole spiel with her about the animals, and she's like, "Oh, just get them." What is it? What do they call those? Emotional support animals.
Oh, yeah.
She literally the
Service
worker there
animal.
told her like make them all service animals, and we won't charge you. And my girlfriend's like, "Okay, cool,
You can
thank
do
you."
that here. I know people who do that here.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know,
isn't there a
maybe
limit? Because out there, I don't
maybe.
think there's a limit out there. So she's like, yeah, make them all emotional support. And then we have a Doberman, and a lot of places won't rent to you because it's an aggressive
bigger
breed.
dog or even
She's not even big, but it's a breed. It's the whole
Yeah,
breed
she's
about
so
it.
sweet. I
Yeah,
love her.
yeah, she's a good girl, but she just has that name attached to her or that
that
stigma attached.
stereotype,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, we went and talked to everybody out in Utah, and like rent out there is, I mean, it's going up obviously as the years keep going because we've gone about 4 or 5
It's
years
everywhere,
now.
though,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, we want to get out there while it's still early and kind of.
Yeah, if you can scoop land up,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like if I had 20 acres, yeah, I don't give a shit. Get 10 dogs.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Let them
And
fucking roam.
that's-
I don't care.
That's the thing you have to be careful with because in Cedar City, I think your pet limit is 5.
Oh,
or
is there a
something.
limit?
Yeah, they have a limit in that city. Yeah, which is different from here. I know we have.
Is it
a
like
limit
per like your area,
No,
though,
I
your
think it's-
space?
I
Like,
think it's
if
per
you have
space.
100 acres, like you can't say you can only have 4 dogs.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
might be
actually.
like
that's
per
that's a good thing to
Square
look into.
footage or something.
Yeah, I mean, we plan to go out and rent first. That way, we make sure, like, hey, this is what
Yeah,
we like.
get a
And
feel for where you go
But I
all in
love
on
it
it.
out there, man.
What are you going to do out there?
As far as what?
Work.
hit Moab and
So
oh,
potentially, my work is talking about finding work for me out there and just sending me out and doing that because I work.
that's
on,
kind of nice because they're all
Yeah, I'm already set up
worldwide,
and done.
you know?
Yeah, and so he's like, "Hey, I heard that's what they're working on is trying to find me work and get me out there and kind of let me do my thing out there." And
That's nice.
I mean, Amazon's everywhere, and I work on those, so that kind of works out for me.
Got kind of job security with that company shit.
Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
if they really have an Amazon above Cedar City because there's not too much north that's close. At least, I mean, we do.
Yeah,
drive
you might have to
far.
commute a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
You know,
but I mean, commuting out there compared to commuting in California.
Yeah, you're not sitting in
45
4 hours
miles
of
is
traffic,
45
dude.
minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I love it out there, man. And I was kind of worried the first time I went because I was just like, how's it going to be? I've never really traveled much. Like I hear you guys all talk about these camping trips. I'm like, I want to do that. Like I want to go to Washington and to Colorado and Idaho and all that. And I'm like, I need to start getting on that. That's why I bought
It's a good
my newer
jumping
one.
off spot. You're kind of in the middle of the
for sure.
area. So
Yeah, but like I heard like you guys camp together. I'm like, man, I haven't camped with like anybody in a while. Like I have my group of guys that we crawl with, and shout out to them because they've been so much fun lately, man. Like I've kind of I bounce around with groups just to see who's who and what's what. And like these guys, man, they've been solid. So
that's cool.
shout out to the low ballers, man. Those guys.
the name of the crew, Low Baller.
No, but that's what like
The little
like,
nickname for it.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, marketplace. These guys will straight be like, hey, you're asking $200 bucks. I'll give
People
you
hit me up on
50.
OfferUp. I have my 20s for sale with new Continental tires and everything.
Yeah.
I pulled them off the Porsche.
Yeah.
And like they retail, like people, the lowest I've seen it go for is like $1,900 for the set.
Wow.
Because they're like really nice Porsche wheels.
Yeah.
Well, and I found out they happen to fit Teslas.
Really?
Oh, for real?
I can put them on my Model 3. Not with those tires, but the rim
That'd be
size.
sweet.
Just get new
they
tires.
look good when they're done right, man.
They're the spider wheels.
Yeah, okay,
And there's the
okay.
shadow chrome, so they look
Nice.
super dope because
Yeah.
my Tesla's dark. But anyways, dude, I'm selling mine for like $1,500. I was like lowballing
$700.
underneath all those other people.
Yeah.
Guy hits me up. He's like, "I'll give you $900 for everything."
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I'm like, dude, the tires
Yeah, me and Neal
all
were just
over
talking
work.
about that,
I
dude.
sell like
Yeah.
2 things. I'm like, take it for dirt cheap, and then they ghost you. I'm like, motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah, I always
it's the worst.
when they lowball me, I'm like, "Good luck."
Like, fuck off.
That's all I say.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
luck. Bye.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, so we just I had to sell my grandpa's Harleys for him, and man, dealing with people on there, like I don't know too much about Harleys, but I know enough of what my grandpa's taught me to like, hey, like this thing's still worth something, and man, you got people that are like, I'll give you $2,500 for it, and I'm like, it's definitely worth more than that, you know. And just it's crazy. And we had a motorcycle lift we were selling. They're going for like $800 right now on offer up in Marketplace. I had it for $600, and some dude's like $250 right now, and I'm like, no.
I love it when they say, I'll give you cash. I'm like, well, how else were you planning on paying for it?
Yeah.
I don't take credit.
Well, I was laughing because I had like 16 people hitting me up in a row, like, hey, I'll come get it, I'll come in. I'm like, someone's already spoken for it. Like, they're on their way out here, and so if you can outbid them, you know, like, do it. But other than that, no, don't come at me with $300 or $400. And
people are absolutely ridiculous on
but
Marketplace.
so are these guys. They'll send screenshots, or my buddy Pat will send me a screenshot from what they did, and I'm like, dude, you guys are savages. Like, but that's the name of the game sometimes, you know. Like,
but you also have to be realistic. That's the thing. Like, when people lowball me, I will take less money from somebody else. Because I think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know
if you show up with cash, if you just, hey, I'm here and this is how much I got.
I'm not selling any of the shit that I have.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with everybody. I don't need the money. I want it gone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter what you offer me.
Yeah,
if you're offering me just like, I get it. Some people are like, hey man, listen, I know this is a low ball offer. This is just what I have.
Yeah.
I really need it. Can you do me a solid?
Yeah.
That's different.
For sure. Yeah.
And these people come in, they're like, yeah, I'll come get it cash right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, cool. I don't take credit cards.
Have you seen that Instagram dude that's like going on there and he's like 2,500 right now, have it ready? And
they do speed runs on every single
But did
ad.
you see what he did in the hurricane? He went to Florida.
Oh yeah,
and was like, oh, you know, I know that thing's waterboarded. Like, and I was like, dang, this guy's rude.
Was it you before you got your Jeep? We went out to Hemet, remember? With John.
I've never wheeled with John.
No, we went out to, I think it was, you were looking for a Jeep.
Oh yeah. Shout out to you guys for that too, man. You guys pulled up. You came in clutch. I was looking for a Jeep. I forgot and
about
we
that.
went to Hemet, and I was thinking about that when I drove in.
It
right
was
here.
like some compound. You're like, dude, this is sketchy.
Yeah, it was
Could
so
you guys come help
sketchy.
me?
Yeah. So they pulled up. Shout out to John and Neal for that one, because man, that was rough. And then I don't speak Spanish.
John brought some stuff. You know,
Yeah.
space, you know?
He brought back up.
Yeah.
So and you know, he did the Spanish speaking for me, because I look like I speak it, but sorry
I
guys.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah. I literally just remembered on the drive in. So that was fun, and that thing was a piece of junk. It was so bad.
You thought you were going to get rolled, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It was a WJ, I think, or I think it was a WJ, and yeah, it was just so bad. So it was a waste of time, realistically, but it was fun.
60% of the time, it's a waste every time.
Yeah, and I didn't know what I was looking for. I was new to 4-wheel drive stuff. Like, I'm so used to low stuff. Like, some of my cars used to rip the deflectors out of the ground when you change lanes. So I was totally not used to being up high, you know. So I had no idea what to look for. And yeah, thankfully John came through with the knowledge on that. He pointed out a few things to me, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even realize that. But you live and learn, you know.
Hey, start somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
So you mess around with Jeeps more than anything right now.
Now, yeah. So I mean, I'm actually gonna go get probably a tattoo of the front end of the Jeep, like the grill or something, because I mean, I have a Volkswagen right here.
Gonna put some angry eyes on that thing.
cool.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna put a duck on my back. So, yeah.
You got ducked.
I'm not a duck fan.
Be a little duck tramp stamp. That's what you need.
I don't know if
duck.
Tramp stamp.
Dang. Well, hey.
Dude, I see internet memes for Jeep haters out there with the tramp stamp.
I have a picture or a sticker of a duck hanging on the side of mine on my side window there. So I'll get some guys that drive by with Jeeps with ducks and dash and like, hey, and you see them kind of like,
oh shit,
wait a minute, what was that for? So,
dude, I saw a dude at like 2 Jeeps in front of me at a stoplight, and the guy like next to me like waving, trying to get the other person's attention. He's like trying to throw a duck through the window. I'm like,
man.
oh, you fucking dude.
No.
I get it's fun for some people. But
I crash into him on purpose.
Right?
Well, Subarus do the.
Oh yeah, you guys have your own.
Subaru.
Yeah, the cows.
Yeah,
That was scouted, right?
I got cowed at work one day.
You got cowed at work?
That just sounds inappropriate.
I know, right?
I guess it's like a whole Facebook group. I'm like, and they post.
Yeah.
Suba moves or something.
Like,
There's
I
this
gotta
girl
leave this.
I saw in a Subaru, and she's got cow interior,
it's
like
Moo
everything.
Subaru.
Interesting.
Moo Subaru.
Moo Subaru. Yep.
We used to call him like a roo, like a kangaroo. You know, like hey, check out
That
my
would
roo.
make more sense.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, I mean, I know this backstory with the whole Jeep thing started with some girl, but I don't know. Like, you know, the rest of that whole deal.
She actually
but
passed
she
away
did
like
pass
last
away,
year or
yeah.
something, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
I don't know this story, and I've owned many Jeeps. I probably ignored it. How did this all start?
I don't remember the original story.
Yeah, but she just started passing him out. I'm not sure why, but
Yeah,
she
just-
recently passed away, and it was like a big thing. Jeep even posted about it.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
became a huge thing. Yeah. Yeah.
The Jeep
Speaking of
Wave and the Ducks.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Jeep claims to patent, or not patent, but own the rights to the duck?
What?
The rubber duck?
Yes,
They
yeah.
bought the
So
patent for
my
it?
my buddy Goldmember XJ on Instagram started making stickers that said like "Keep your duck beaters off my Jeep," and it was a duck in the middle with a canceled sign through it, right? Well, Jeep hit him up and like gave him like a cease and desist.
Jeep hit him up?
Yeah, Jeep hit him up, and,
That's
and I think
crazy.
it was just a bully tactic because they were like, "We own the
Yeah.
rights to the duck. It represents Jeep or whatever." And he's like, "You do not own the rights to a duck, like to the rubber
fucked,
duck."
bro.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, this isn't the rubber duck. This is the fuck you duck.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had that sticker, but I cut my hat shot, my back half off, so I had to.
It's gone
I
now.
lost
Dude,
that, and he had to change it.
Ferrari goes after people to
Oh, yeah,
do
who modify.
for just
Yeah.
any modifications. It's like, what?
Yeah, you change the
This
color.
isn't your car.
You wrap it.
Whistling diesel.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
paid
Whistling
200
Diesel,
grand.
yeah, he
I
got
can do what the
trouble for
fuck I
that.
want.
Yeah,
Whistling
yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah, he got in trouble for that one.
Yeah.
Isn't like, was it the
He got in
Tesla-
trouble for the
For modifying
SF90.
his,
He trashed it.
Oh, yeah.
He caught on
burned it.
fire.
Yeah, he burned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like the Cybertruck? You were not allowed to sell it within a year. I know a certain
I didn't
part.
know that.
I
Well,
know
the
the
Ford-
GT250,
the Ford GT.
350 or whatever.
No, it was the Ford GT.
Yeah, that one you
Really?
couldn't. You had
Yeah.
to wait a year before you were allowed to
Yeah,
sell
and
it.
John
wow.
Cena sold it and got sued.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think it was
Why? What is
like
that?
the Cybertruck was that way too, or something, but maybe not.
Yeah. I don't know. Just car companies trying to control
They don't
their
want people
brand
buying them
image.
and then try to
It's
flip
like-
them for money.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah. Well, that's what it was because it was a limited edition. And
yeah,
then,
you had a special order.
so they knew the value would go up. And they're like, hey, we sold it to you
Yeah,
because
Good
you're an
faith
enthusiast.
that-
Yeah.
yeah.
Who was it? Which one of you guys was talking about bushwhacking? And one of I was listening to an episode the other day, and you guys were talking about bushwhacking and all that stuff. Like, somebody was talking about they're real good with like all the Boy Scout stuff, and I was like, I want to learn that. I want to learn how.
Oh, that's
to,
Eric.
That would probably be Eric.
Oh, okay.
As is Overland. Yeah.
I want to learn that stuff, man, because it comes in handy for sure. Like, and nobody I camp with knows any of that, so I'm like, hey, one of us needs to.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's-
learn
I mean,
this
we
stuff.
know how to like survive.
Basic
that.
Well, yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
you
basic
know, I
stuff,
could start
yeah.
a fire.
But I want to
or
learn
shit
like
like
the weird stuff, you know.
like, trapping
Eric
shit.
is your
That would be-
guy.
That's Eric, dude.
He's got your muff pot
Trapping rabbit.
ready.
Yeah.
He's got my what?
Muff pot.
Say that again.
Is that what it's called? Muff pot?
Yeah.
Say it slower.
Muff.
And look,
Wow.
look me in the eyes when you say
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Muff pot.
Wow.
You know what that is?
No.
Basically, it's like a little box that attaches to your exhaust that you basically use the heat from the exhaust to warm up food in
Okay.
your muff box.
That just
Muffler
sounds like
box.
cancer.
Muffler, yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, you're not getting the. It's just like attached to it. It's just the heat transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you grew up going to the desert. You always did like the burritos on the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the radiator burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your radiator's always hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
You
heat
gotta-
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. It's always overheating. My hood, yeah, very much so. If I have to pop my hood when I'm out somewhere, it's like, give me the gloves. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
touching this thing, you know? It
Got
sucks.
cut some vents in there. and
I have
shit.
vents.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're coming backwards though. Originally, tell them that story.
Yeah, so I when I first
really?
did it, it was like almost 1 a.m, and we pulled the hood off and flipped it upside down, and it was like, oh, it'd be easier to trace out the template right here.
Oh.
So we put it all in, and I drilled all the holes, and then we flipped it back over and tried to line the holes up, and my dad's like, hey, dude, you put
did
that
it
on backwards.
backwards?
I'm like, oh, crap. So it was acting like an air ram. Like the vents were facing forward. Probably would have worked, but probably would have been dumb, you know? So
Yeah.
I was like, all right. But when I had the electric fans, I had a 4th fan because I had 3 across the front, and then I had a 4th fan in the vent over my
just to like exhaust the heat.
over the fuel rail, because XJs are known for what is it, vapor locking?
Yeah, vapor
So I did that for a while, and then it stopped working recently. So I'm gonna have to find out if the fan actually just took a crap, or what happened and why that happened there. But yeah, because and the thing about inline sixes that I didn't think about until I blew it is, you know, at the front at the first piston, you're getting right out of the water cooler. You're getting the coolant from the radiator, but as it's traveling across the motor straight, the 6th piston is getting hot.
Yeah, by the time it gets there.
Your heat transfer already happened, and that's that. So that back one is always the one that blows. So my fan is kind of cool. I would hope it kind of alleviated heat.
Help a little.
It works. Sometimes I'd be in like at a stoplight or something. You could see the heat coming out of the vent right there. Just
Right there by the window.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
it's fogging up on you.
Yeah. So I mean, it did work in some kind of sense. I don't know how much it helped, but you know, it did help a little
Hey,
bit.
a little bit, man.
Yeah. Because that thing gets hot. It's just naturally hot. It sucks. It's okay.
All right.
But yeah, What else were we talking about? Oh, the whole bush. I want to learn that stuff, though. Yeah,
That's Eric.
Yeah.
He's
I
your
want to
guy.
learn that. Yeah.
He knows how to like sharpen knives.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like all that.
Oh, I heard the whole axe thing with the hair. Yeah.
That's Eric.
Yeah.
That's
I was
Eric.
like, that's awesome.
He'll go out and set up like traps and snares and shit at camp.
Yeah.
Like,
That's pretty cool too, because we've done some camping in Utah, or was it Sedona, where my Doberman was like facing out, like looking out. It was the middle of the night. We're having a fire, and she just started staring out and barking. I'm like, don't do this right now, please. Like, like don't do that. But she actually scared a bear away in Mammoth.
oh shit.
So we like to camp in Dead Man's Campground up just above Mammoth on the way towards June Lake. And there's a campground in there. We really like it. We've gone a few times, and she like barked in the middle of the night, and you hear something scurry out, and we talked to the camp host, and he's like, oh, she probably scared a bear. There's been about 6 or 7 bear sightings this season.
Oh wow.
And she's like, so that's good. Like, at least she notified you. And I was like, well, that's cool, but man, that's scary, But
Yeah.
One of the few times I've ran into bears in camp was actually staying in campgrounds in Mammoth.
Really?
Yeah, like we were gonna go hike for like a week or so.
There's no food's
wow.
there. Trash is there.
Yeah, and there's like
the
all
bear bins and-
the bear bins and shit,
Yeah.
and like same thing. Like we just stayed there for a night before we started our hike.
Yeah.
And like people, we were crashed out, and people like the next morning, the next campsite over, was like, did you see that bear? They're all up in your
crazy.
shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, thank God I didn't.
We had some people bathing themselves in the river that ran, or the stream that ran through our camp, and the camp host had to come be like, "Hey, you guys, don't," because they were using like shampoos and all
my
kinds of
God.
stuff. Yeah, it was really
Chemicals.
bad. Yeah, we were like, "Hey, like, what's going on here?" Yeah, but they didn't really care. So people suck. So
Yeah, of
People
course.
really suck.
yeah. But I really enjoyed going out to Mammoth. We did that. What is the Rainbow? What hike is that? The Rainbow Bridge or
Rainbow Falls.
Rainbow
Yeah,
Falls, yeah. So I was stupid when I did that. I had just gotten out of the hospital with COVID, and we decided like, let's go do this hike.
Let's go to high elevation.
Hit my ass.
Devil's Post Pile.
Yes. I did that also after getting double pneumonia from COVID. That's when I was in the hospital. Yeah, so I was 7 days in with double pneumonia, and then we got out, and like a week later, we went to Mammoth and decided to go hike because I thought fresh air would be good for my lungs. So yeah, I want to go back and do it again though, because I'm obviously like better shape than back then. So that'll be good. What's up?
The gym life, man.
Yeah. I think I'm 3 months in now, so it's somewhat better. But I can still tell like the double pneumonia did a lot of damage to my lungs.
That'll
like,
fuck you
It's a lot.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm breathing heavy too, sorry, it definitely still happens.
That's just me because I'm fat and I don't go to the gym anymore.
Well, that's me coming down from the fatness and trying to fix my lungs.
COVID kicked our ass.
Yeah.
Like we've had it a couple of times, and
It didn't really kick my ass.
no, it didn't really kick my ass, but like the breathing
It annoyed me.
Yeah, more annoying. Like I lost taste of smell and all.
I didn't
Food
get
tasted
that.
weird for like 2 years.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had like this weird aftertaste.
Like coffee. I used to love the smell of coffee, but then
Yeah.
afterwards, like I'm like, oh, it fucking smells like shit.
Both lost your taste?
Huh?
Both of you?
Did you what?
You lost your taste?
Oh, lost it. Yeah, that's how I knew I had it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't
Yeah,
need
we
a
both
test
got it
to
at the
tell
same
me.
time.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave it to me.
Oh, I tried not
Yeah,
to
we're
go.
making out and-
I basically.
I think Patrick gave it to us.
Patrick gave it to us. Yeah, because he was a cop and he had to engage with people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, my girlfriend gave it to me. She works at the bank, so
Yeah, all
that's
day
the worst. Yeah,
interaction,
and it's
yeah.
funny because I was working in like sewers in San Francisco. I
And
was,
you're
I was
not
doing,
getting
yeah, I was like, I'm
top-notch
not afraid of
immune
COVID.
system.
Like, I got way
fuck,
more things to worry about than than COVID, and so.
The sewers are clean in San Francisco. I hear.
Oh yeah, they're very clean.
It's the streets are dirty.
Yeah, because everybody shits on the street. You stole my punchline. Damn it! I have jokes.
Dude, man, it was.
I know all your jokes.
It was rough out
you
there.
saw it coming from a mile away.
And we were hotel hopping as like that's what because our work was based here, and we were going up there to do like we were surveying the sewer lines for PG&E so they could cross drill and stuff. That way they didn't bore through a sewer
main
line or
line,
something. Yeah. So we were up there doing that with cameras, and I mean we had to wipe the cameras clean, the lines clean when we brought them out, And so I was like, I'm not worried about COVID. And then she got sick. I came home for a weekend and then left, and then. I was trying to like, no, I don't have it. I was like throwing up, and I kept lying to her. I was like, no, I'm good, I'm fine. And one of my homies, like, he was like my boss basically, and she messaged him, and he came over. He's like, hey, dude, like, are you good? And I was like trying to like hide, like I was like, I'm good. Yeah. Basically, from the walk, like if I walk from here to you guys' like kitchen, I'd be like I ran a mile or two, completely out of breath, and it was really bad. And so I called Kaiser up in NorCal, and they were like, you can't come here. You're gonna have to pay cash if you to do
I
that.
did the same thing in the city when I first moved there.
It's like, what's the point of having Kaiser if I can't use it?
Yeah, I'm paying all this extra just to have this.
Yeah. So I had to shout out to my buddy Jacob. He actually basically drove me back to SoCal, and then I got admitted in. Yeah, they basically, I walked in, they checked me, and they just admitted me right there. And then they told me in the middle of the night, like, hey, we're admitting you. We called your mom or something. And I was like, why didn't you ask me? And they're like, you're incapable of making that decision right now. Like, they basically deemed me like,
What?
I forgot what it is, but the amount of air that I was getting essentially made it that I couldn't make a good decision or something, which probably was a good thing because I probably wouldn't have stayed because I don't like hospitals. So,
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah. So I was stuck in there for 8 days. And I mean, I know I have stretched years and tattoos, but I hate needles. I absolutely hate needles. And every night I was getting a shot, and then I was getting blood drawn, and it was horrible. And I'm such a weenie with like the blood drawn, like, you know, they
Dude,
put
it's different. Like tattoos are one thing, but like when you guys stick a needle up in there,
and
looking
then,
for that vein.
When there's a needle stuck in there, like the port was stuck in my arm, and the whole time I'm like this for 8 days. I'm just sitting there like this, and I'm like, I'm not moving.
I don't do needles, dude. I'm the same way.
Yeah. So.
Well, gentlemen.
All right, man.
Oh, you bounce out, Neal?
Yeah, I gotta go home.
All right. You watch that game 1, right?
Before you go, let's plan a camp trip because I've been wanting to do more like weekend camps and more little stuff like that. So let's figure something out there.
All right, dude. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you, dude.
Good seeing you.
2 times in the last like year. Like that's surprising.
Record.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time, man.
I saw him 2 times in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, well, that's essentially what it was because we met at
the Peak Performance meetup.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was there too.
No, you weren't.
Did I meet you?
Oh, you did show up there.
Yeah,
I was
because
at the
we
front.
went out afterwards, and then you just didn't show up. Remember, we went.
Oh, that's right. You guys went for
food
beers
thing.
afterwards. Yeah.
No, we went for food. We went for food.
For food, yeah. Oh, that's right. You guys went to that food court thing. What is it called?
I don't know.
Some big fancy food court out there.
It's some Gen Z food.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Whatever.
out there in Riverside.
Yeah, like downtown Riverside area.
Some cafeteria looking thing. It looks like a mall cafeteria.
I think I know what you're talking about. The 91.
Yeah, the
Everything-
lab or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
food
know.
lab. That's what it was. Yeah,
I've never been.
It's all
but-
expensive. My
I'm good
office
on that.
is like right near there,
Oh, okay.
and
I
we
work
went there
right there
one
off
time.
of Riverside.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
60, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
Chiba
right
Hut's
there.
dude, we should go to Chiba Hut after this.
I don't even know what that is.
Where's Chiba Hut?
Chiba Hut, bro?
I never heard of that shit either.
It's in downtown Riverside. It's next door to the food lab.
Well, I don't hang out
And
down there.
it's
though.
it's like toasted subs and
Interesting.
Dude, they have on like I say on draft, but you know like on fountain drink, they have Kool-Aid.
Wow. Actual
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
and all their subs are named after like weed.
What the heck?
It's a total like
Some Northern
Cheech and
Lights,
Chong type shit.
frickin'
Yeah.
Pineapple Express. And
No, like the size of the sub, like small, medium, large, is like one's a nug,
wow.
one's a blunt,
that's cool.
one's a pinner,
That's
one's
fun.
a like all these different things.
How funny, dude.
Yeah, but and they have in this one they have a bar.
Wow.
It's like an upscale bar, and they also have like the food side. There's food too. Yeah.
Interesting.
bad.
But there's
Anyways,
not like any
Chiba Hut.
hidden, like you're not gonna.
No, you don't get high.
Yeah,
You never know.
Hey, why not?
Nowadays, you never know. Like,
real.
you get a surprise. I accidentally did. I used to do HVAC for like grow houses and stuff. And one time I was just sitting there eating I found a bag of popcorn in our shop, and I was like eating it. And my buddy walks around the corner. He's like, "Did you just eat that whole bag?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And he's like, "Those were edibles." And I was like, "Oh,
Shut up, popcorn edible?
yeah, popcorn edibles." Yeah.
You're about to have the craziest
It
trip.
wasn't bad, actually. I knew
Imagine
I was.
if he didn't tell you, dude.
I knew.
Like, what
I
the
know.
fuck,
Yeah.
bro?
I knew what it was, but it wasn't like excessive. You know, like, thank God, because anxiety and that does not mix, and I'm constantly anxious. So yeah, that just would not have worked out well for me. But
Hey.
yeah.
So, man, you've done a lot of different things. You've done sewers, you've done HVAC, you've done mechanical.
I like. I mean, I try to go. I like to learn new things. I like to just hand stuff. Like I can't work in one space, and like I couldn't stay in an office. There's no way. I'd go nuts.
Yeah.
It's my life.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that, man.
Oh, this one cell in Excel is not the way format.
Oh God, I'm so bad.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, stare at a screen all day.
I could not. I can't do computer. You could try to tell me to do something. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. we recently switched over to tablets for work. We used to write out all our work orders, and then they gave us a tablet, and I was like, dude, I'm not good with this stuff. Like, it took me a while to figure it out. Now I got it, but I still hate it. I'd rather just write it.
Dude, when I was like, I done construction forever, and out in the field, like, I had a set of plans, a roll of plans, blueprints, and we lay them out on the drywall and figure out our share, where we're putting shit.
Yeah.
Now it's like every foreman has an iPad.
Yeah.
And it's all on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking glad
I've
I'm not in the
seen
field
that.
anymore.
Zooming
dude.
in.
Yeah.
Show you this
draw your
one
red
nail
lines
right here.
and-
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that, dude. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I spilled shit on my fucking plans.
leave
Like,
it
But then you
somewhere.
gotta worry about the big thing is you gotta worry about, like me at least, I forget where I put my tablet sometimes, and then we'll like leave and
don't
I'm like,
charge
oh
it.
crap, like I didn't. Oh no, we charge ours every day.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But it's like, where did my tablet go? And then you have to like, one time I got all the way back to my shop. It was like 10:30 at night. And I was like, I left my tablet on the step of an Amazon truck in Santa
shut
Clarita.
up,
So I
dude.
turned around and drove my personal car back to Santa Clarita and got my tablet. And then I got home
suck.
at like 2 a.m. and I was like, well, this sucks. You know,
That
yeah, that was a bummer. But yeah, that's the biggest issue is don't spill something on it, don't crack it, don't, you know, like there's a lot more stress involved with having that. It is easier, but it also sucks.
well, and like nowadays, like kids, like they all
Oh
like,
man, dude,
you know,
it's iPad
daughter's
kids.
12, and but for school they have to, like, they all have Chromebooks
Yeah.
and shit like that, and like she's always like, fucking careful with that thing. I ain't
Yeah.
buying that thing at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And kids are rough, man. They
Yes.
just, she comes
Throw
in,
the
it's in her
bag.
backpack, and backpack's
Yeah.
just launched. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Just
You know?
because it's in the bag doesn't mean you can't break it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
for real. Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. The way things are now, like I grew up in the 90s. I used to ride my bike around.
yeah.
I mean, I know that it was even more lenient for, like back in the day, farther back. So it's like, man, this is the kids don't go out.
I would never let my daughters
No.
walk home from elementary
Oh,
school.
God, no, dude.
I lived further away when I grew up, and I literally walked home every day.
Yeah.
I was thinking that today because I was like I was driving down the road, and there's still some rural land out here where I'm at, and like there's some kids out in like a field, and they're building dirt bike ramps or
Nice.
jumps and
Yeah,
shit.
that's
you know?
what
yeah, we used to do
Yeah.
that.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's how it
Yeah.
used to
BMX.
be, dude.
Yep.
Just ride out into a canyon and build
Yeah.
some shit, dude. And, you know, it's like, that's how it should be. But, like, it's pretty rare nowadays. Like, all the
my
places
mom-
I went to are all fucking shopping malls now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
shit.
Yeah, that's how it's happening in that whole Eastvale, Ontario ranch thing. Like I grew up in that area, and there was nothing back there. Those were our dirt jumps, you know,
Yeah. Cow
all our
farms.
stuff. Yeah, and so like. When I was growing up, I BMX and skateboarded for years,
Yeah,
and like, I
BMX,
loved it. Yeah, so I would ride my bike from Ontario to Eastvale to the skate parks every day,
Yep.
till the lights turned off. Then I would turn around and ride back in the dark. You know, no sidewalk, no, I'd just ride back. And my brother, we're 10 years apart, and my brother would want to go down the street. My mom's like, nope. You know, you're not doing that. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I kind of
talking
now
about?
realize like, oh, that was really dangerous. You know?
Yeah,
like,
now it is, like-
interesting. Yeah. Because she used to call me and be like, where are you? And I'd be like, oh, I'm in Riverside. Like I rode my bike out here. She's like, oh, all right, for sure. You know, but nowadays your kid tells you they rode their bike two cities over.
Dude, we would mob, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I lived in Carlsbad.
Okay.
And we would ride our bikes down to like La Jolla and shit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
ride,
yeah.
hit the beach and ride all the way down to like Black's Beach or
Yep.
something, go surfing and shit. And then ride all the way back up to Carlsbad.
Yeah.
Like, dude, fuck that. I don't even like my kid. Like, she'll like, I'm going to ride my bike to my friend's house. Like,
Yeah.
it's 2 blocks over. I'm like,
Dude.
all right, I'll follow you in the truck.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, make sure
Yeah.
you get there and shit. Like,
Definitely. Yeah, we used to like you said, we used to mob everywhere, and I mean, we like street riding was fun, but the skate parks was where it was. And then
Yeah.
one of the kids that used to BMX there, he lived right by the skate park. He's actually a pro BMXer now.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, it's insane. Like watching him from a kid, just like with all of it, but we were all like, he was still better than us, obviously. You know, he had that no fear in him, but.
Yeah, some are
like-
just born with that shit.
Yeah, I watched him like air out of a snake run, and I think he was like doing a flare and like bar spin, and he just came down on his head, and I was like, I'd be done, you know, and he just got back up and went
Brushed
at it
it
again.
off,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I was like, no way, dude. Like, there's
That's
just
why
no
that kid's
way.
pro now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's doing great. Like, I see him on Instagram, and I'm just like, man, this is awesome, dude. Like, I used to ride with that kid. Like, that's crazy, dude.
That's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, I'm like, man, I wish I had the like no fear like that to do that stuff. But
You gotta do that shit when you're young, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
All these young kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it
'Cause
was
they can
fun.
bounce back.
That's the way to grow up. And then like my dad was always into cars, so like my grandpa's into motorcycles, my uncle's into Volkswagens and dirt bikes, my dad's into lowriders and like cars in general. So I mean, I had every which way of that, and like my dad was just like, hey, you know, this is like basically he raised me with cars, and like I just kind of got the bug from that. I got the itch, and then
Literally
just
the
kept going.
bug.
Yeah, literally
Yeah,
the bug.
literally.
A few bugs. I had 3 of them.
I always talk about it, but I want a class 11 bug.
Dude, that'd be sweet. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video of the guy with the bus up in like the high desert, like jamming?
Yeah.
Just moving? Yeah, that's awesome.
He was during KOH. He was like out there on the course, like
that's
just
awesome,
mobbing.
dude. That'd
What,
be so
like a
much fun.
Baja bus?
No, just it's a regular bus with just some aggressive tires on it, and it just
Oh, that's
rolls, dude. Yeah, and it just goes.
I've always wanted a bus.
Yeah, oh, they're expensive. You can pull.
I know.
For that now.
I need this economy to crash a little bit,
right?
and then I'll buy a
Yeah.
bus.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
I was trying to get my wife the ID Buzz, the
Oh, yeah,
new electric
yeah.
one, because she needs an electric car because of how much she drives.
Yeah,
And I was so disappointed with what they came out with and how much
The actual product.
The actual product looks super cool.
Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian, he like endorsed that.
Oh yeah, he's
the
a
whole
big
thing. Oh, he's
VW guy.
huge one.
dude.
Yeah. So the car club that we would hang out with and stuff, he knows them and like would show up to some of the events sometimes and like bring a few bugs and buses.
His collection.
And it was awesome, man. Like he's a cool guy. Like he's like, hey, just come up to me, say hi. He'll take pictures of all the kids. I mean,
that's rad.
he's really cool for that stuff. And like I said, a huge Volkswagen guy. And not a lot of people knew that. And like I think more recently they've seen that because of Instagram and stuff. But
yeah, I think he did like, I don't know if it was like Jay Leno's. He did like the garage tours. I think he did one with him and toured his garage facility. He's got like a warehouse of jets. Like he's like, dude, I made some money, man. Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, but and then like my dad would take me camping. We would go out and do that stuff. So that like my dad always tells people like I got that part of the itch because that's what my dad was doing at the time, and it just kind of stuck with me. And it's true. Like I love that my brother took more of the mini truck, the lowrider, like doing all that stuff. But I've taken him out. I took him to Glamis and he was like in it for a minute and then kind of we stopped going for a bit. And I think he was only like 14 at the time and he started getting into his own stuff. I mean, I think he would still go, but he's busy with himself. Like he goes to car meets now. He's doing all that stuff on his own, So it's pretty cool to see him he's got a name for himself. Like everybody that's in that scene like knows him essentially. So he's doing his thing. And I did the same thing with my Volkswagens back in the day too. And then, like I said, I just came back to off-roading. I love it, man. I can't give it up. Yeah. And then the camping part of it and all that, like it's so freeing. It's so different. Just being able to do that. I tell people that's where money's well spent at, because when you spend it on a car, you're gonna go sit in a parking lot and show a bunch of other guys your car, and that's it.
And you spend so much time shining it.
Yeah. You keep it clean. You're doing all. You get all
stuff. Bummed when there's like a little like in your neighborhood. Yeah. Like after I wash my car, then there's like water
sprinklers
running
go
down.
on. Or some shit.
You have to go over. I go over real slow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the drainage. Yeah, exactly. The tires will splash.
Yeah. So it's nice to have this where you don't care. You're just like, the pub.
Oh, I got a rock chip on the front.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm all bummed out when it hits my nice car, and I'm like,
yep, exactly. So it's just nice to not have to deal with that anymore and have all that, because man, it's a lot of upkeep. It's a lot of maintenance to have a built daily show car, whatever you want to call it, and kind of go from there. So
even when you do I hate the peak performance meetup. Yeah. Everybody shines up their rigs to go to the meetups. I didn't either. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. I'm over it. I'm not doing it.
We're going to an off-road meet. Make it look off-road.
I actually use it. We need to bring back. Like I always show people. I always wanted to do a post. Like because people always post like they're blinged out. I got their raised wheels or fucking.
I have those.
Well, they're nice. They're rad wheels, but like everybody's always posting like all shined up and blinged. I want people to start posting their fucking rock rashed fucking wheels. Like show them being used.
So I'm really bad at it, but
why would you want to rock rash your wheels?
Dude, they're all fucked up. Like, show that they're battle scarred. Dude, they're showing on you
for off roading, but not if you have.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I see all these guys with their like. I got my method wheels with 35.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like
shined up with Armor All.
I'm like, you just suck at driving then.
Yeah. No, I didn't let the wife drive the car. No.
You know what's cool is Method recently. So I just traded the wheels that I have on it now. Like maybe a month ago, if that. I had some like Ion 8 alloy wheels, like nothing special on it. And then this guy posted on Facebook in one of the pages. He's like, hey, I want to trade for some 15s, 35s. And I was like, oh, I commented because they were really nice. The Methods are like practically brand new.
Those wheels.
Yeah, thank you. Like, and I was like, hey, man, like I wish mine were nicer. I would be down to trade you. And he was like, well, let me see pictures. So I sent him and he's like, I'm down. And I was like, no way. I was at my buddy Patrick's house. He has an XJ2. So the joke between me and him is like, we are building them at like the same time, but like obviously mine's chopped and like beat up. His is clean and still very like intact, so we have like this joke about the two of them, and he's like, hey, I have Methods, like you're about to have Methods too, like so this whole thing. And the guy showed up to his house and we swapped wheels, and
he was cool with
it was a straight trade. I was like, dude, no way. Like,
that's rad.
Yeah. And he was like, are you okay with this? And I'm like, are you okay with this? Like, this don't ask me, I'm asking you, man. Like, it was
so wait, you had 15-inch
35s.
Are they just like Steelies or something?
They're not Steelies, but they're not anything. They're not like show or like 3P or not 3P. I'm sorry, going back to cars. They're not beadlock or anything like that. So like, he had 16s, and I'm not familiar with the sizes in 16. I think it's like 2 some. Yeah. So it measured out to basically 34, 35, and he was like, yeah, these are too nice for my rig. He's like, they're too nice. I don't want to damage them. And I was like, what do you think I'm gonna do with them? Like,
I'm gonna be, but at least it's not him fucking them up. He'd feel bad.
Yeah. So I was just like, dude, like I'll send this thing into a rock real fast. Like I don't care, and so what do you call it? He was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, sweet. So I traded. And so I started tagging Method in my posts, and they're like, hey, can we repost? And I was like, yeah,
for
sure.
real?
Yeah,
That's right.
so,
I did see him put
You're like, I'd rather you not.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
What are
know.
you going to give me?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I was like, yeah, sure. And then Domino's, people have been tagging Domino's.
Did they actually repost it?
Okay,
They
so
haven't
tell the
reposted.
listeners like what this is.
Okay, so this is kind of a long story because it also involves how Battle Ready became, my Instagram name became what it is. So my buddy Fernie, he lived like probably 6 houses away from my grandparents, and I grew up at my grandparents' house, and he was older than me. I think he's passed away now, but he was in his 40s when he passed, which was about 6 or 7 years ago. And so I used to see things happen at his house. There was cars, there was nice like Hondas lower
going
and stuff.
on, yeah.
And so occasionally police and stuff like that, like there was some sketchy stuff going on over there. And so I used to, like, as a kid, stay away from there because that was the scary house, and
Yeah.
I was skating by one day and they were outside, and I was like, hey man, I like your cars. And he's like, oh, thanks man. I was like, can I check them out? And he's like, yeah, sure, come on up. So I walked up and I started looking at him, like, this is awesome. He starts like explaining to me stuff, which I didn't know too much about him at the time, but I still had like a little bit of kind of knowledge on it. And he's like, where, like, I told him, like, oh, I grew up right there at my grandparents. And he's like, well, wait a minute, what house? And I told him, he's like, who's Daniel to you? And I was like, that's my uncle, and he's like, oh, like, that was like when I moved from LA, he's the first guy that like said hi to me on the bus, or like he was a loner,
right.
My uncle was like, hey, like, what's up, man? I'm Daniel, whatever. And so he kind of like let me start hanging out there. I was like this little kid, dude. I think I was like 11 or 12. Like I would just skate by and be like, hey dude, what's up? And I would just kick it for a little bit and then go on about my day. And I started hanging out there longer and longer, and he had a Pizza Hut sign like up inside there, and I was like, I want that sign, for the longest time. And when he passed, I kind of went to his sister and I was like, can I have that sign? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, sweet. And I like threw it on my XJ one day, just kind of like as a joke.
It was Pizza Hut?
It's Domino's.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually an active number too. So it's,
the real?
It's the Ontario Domino's.
You were
It's still
calling,
active.
dude.
Yeah.
So he had it because he used to work there or something?
I actually don't know why he had it. It was so long ago. I mean, I'm talking, this is probably
Cops
like,
were there only sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. It was like 12 years ago, But so the way the name became is he would fix up Hondas and make them look like mountain runners. Like his CRX was like fully bash bar. It had light bars on it. It had a roof rack with lights on top, like to run around in the mountains and canyons and stuff. And so he called him Battle Ready, and he was gonna start like a how do you say that? Like a company basically building these things out to like sell the kit to make them all ready for the mountains and for canyon runs and stuff. And then he never did anything with it. He passed away, unfortunately, like a year and a half before COVID, before like 2018, 2019-ish, I think. Mm-hmm. I think that's when it was. And what do you call it? So when I got the Subaru, I went up to his sister. I was like, can I take the Battle Ready name? Like, can I do Battle Ready Rigs? Like, that'd be sweet. And she's like, I would love that. Like, that'd be great.
That's rad.
Yeah, so it's kind of in memory of him, and so it worked out for me. Like I got a pretty cool name for that, and then like it's also my memory of him, because he taught me a lot of stuff, dude, like a lot of stuff. So it was sweet to have that, and then the Domino sign is from his house, so it's just more, I guess, more meaning from him.
Yeah. So Domino's hit you up?
Not yet, or they have?
No. So they commented on another page that reposted me on an air pump page, and a bunch of people were like tagging them, and then Domino's responded to like one comment and like put like a salute thing.
Come on,
like,
dude.
So I commented back to them. I was like, I'm a big fan, So I was trying to get them. I'm not really a big fan, but
I like free pizza. I'm a big fan of free pizza.
Yeah. So my cousin, he was like, hey dude, like you should try to make like a mini video of like you walking into Domino's and Big Bear and like getting a pizza, and then go to like cut it to you like crawling up the gatekeeper at John Bull and then getting to the top and like
we'll do anything to get your delivery. 30 minutes or less.
That sounds like a cinematic post. Like I think I'm gonna have to hire somebody for that.
Yeah,
make it happen, dude.
I think it'd be pretty sweet. He would be a good idea.
Yeah, this is my old Explorer, but I used to run the same thing.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
It had like so I used to work for this pizza shop, dude.
Okay.
You still have it, Tony Pepperoni?
Yeah, it's still sitting up in my
awesome.
garage.
That's
the
sweet.
magnet sign.
Yeah, they're starting to.
People
pop
would always
up
come up like, dude, you got pizzas in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, nah, dude, I didn't bring
Yeah.
that. But I wish I did, because I'd be making some money.
Right? Yeah. So when we used to be into like building the Volkswagens for like the street cars, we used to go to a show in Vegas every year. It was called Woosty, and it was all European cars, Audis, Volkswagen, BMWs, Mercedes, and it was just at one hotel. I forget the name of that hotel. It wasn't on the strip. It was kind of just off the 15, basically. Palace Station.
Oh,
Palace Station. So it was there. the top row and the bottom two levels were strictly rented out for us. So it was just a giant party of just European vehicles there. And
Rad.
some dude in a yellow Audi had a taxi sign on his.
Oh, perfect.
And then it was all like, you know, they had the taxi checkers.
Stripe, the checkers.
But he'd be like two-stepping. Like he'd be driving through things, bah, 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 and like he had the taxi sign. It was sweet, man. And then so that made me think of that when I got that Pizza Hut sign. I was like, dude, I'm gonna throw that on there, and it kind of just stuck, man. And now people are like, "Where's the sign?" Like if I run into
if you
someone,
don't have it, it's weird.
Yeah. People like we did John Bull, not John Bull. We did Gold Mountain like a month ago, and like happened to pass by one of my friends, and he's like, "Where's the sign?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I forgot it. Like my bad."
How do you not just leave it on all the time? But did it light up?
No, but I'm gonna make it light up. I'm going to.
Did they have the plug for it?
It has the plug, but there's no like. It's kind of cut in a sense. So
just use an under counter light or something.
Yeah, I thought
put a little plug up there or some shit. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
And mine had the little plug in, so I could run it down to my AC. My 12 volt.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do something like that because that'd be sweet for night runs.
Lit up, dude.
Yeah. But I was kind of worried because it is an active number. But I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I only do it when I'm out off roading.
Yeah, you're not doing stupid shit, going robbing some people.
Yeah. So I did a YouTube challenge on with Falcon Tire. Basically, it was like a rung what you brung or something like that. Like it was like me and another guy went heads up, and basically whoever got more votes on the YouTube video like won a set of tires from Falcon.
Oh shit, right.
And so I ended up winning.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Fucking
so
rad,
that was awesome. And what do you call it?
Falcons on there or what?
I did. I had the MTs on it, and then now I have the Falcon Wild Peaks, the ATs on it. But what do you call it? I had the Domino's sign up, and they were like, "Hey, like, can you take that off? Because we have to edit that out for the YouTube series. You know, like we don't want to get in trouble." And I was like, "Oh man, like that's what it's known for, you know?" Yeah. But I was like, "Yeah, that's fine, you know." But I thought if you could
get like a wrap, like a Domino's wrap on there, but like maybe like spell it differently or something, just to make a play on it.
Cover the number and put like Battle Ready, like or something, you know. I kind of want to do like a logo on the door, like a pizza delivery, like just like some like random thing, you know, just to have it there, just to make like the fun of it, you know. But I'm still kicking
555.
Yeah, everything starts with 555.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah, we used to go out to Glamis a lot.
Yeah.
And like there was one dude I remember one year, he like literally came out and like brought like 50 pizzas.
Yeah.
And like he was just, dude, he made so much money that fucking. You just drive through Gecko Circle there, dude, and just be like, people just running up. What, you got fucking pizzas?
You know, it sucks so much how bad it's gotten out there. I don't even really want to go back, honestly.
I haven't been out there in 20 years.
Yeah.
I had like a buddy invite me out. They're going out for Halloween weekend. Yeah. Like, you want to come? I'm like,
no, heck no.
Halloween weekend, opening night?
Yeah.
Pass,
you see how many people are passing away like every season out there from holidays?
Every year I would go, I'd see at least one person die.
For sure, yeah.
You know, going sand drags, people in the back flop out the back, or fucking sand rail fucking roller. I've seen a kid get plowed in camp. Because they're just people just flying
blasting
through there, and kids are just doing little donuts in their little quads in the front.
How was that kid?
Nailed?
Yeah.
But it happens because you could be the safest person in the world out there, but there's people out there who
aren't. You gotta keep your head on a swivel.
It's fucking
all
wild.
Times,
and then especially the holiday weekends, like people are so
throwing
fire and trying to get you to drive through fire and shit. And like,
but man, like riding out there taught me so much. You know, like I learned how to read the sun. When you're in the dunes, you don't have direction. You just like the sunrise.
It changes kind of. It's hard to get bearings on shit. There's no landmarks really.
For sure. Yeah. So you kind of have to learn like
it's a good learning experience.
Like do all that. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it can get scary. Like when I was a little kid, I was probably 11 or 12 riding out there on a blaster. Yeah. You know, like going from Gecko to what do you call it? Not comp.
Ultimate.
Yeah. So like I'd go out there and do that with my uncle and my dad and all them. And then there's a video on a camcorder of me at like, I think I was like 7 or 8 on my uncle's Banshee. And it wasn't like super built, but it was bored over. It was fast, you know? And I'm this little kid who can barely get the shifter. And it's like, I stalled it, I think like 3 times at the line. And then on the 4th time's the charm on that one, I freaking nailed it. The front end came up and I was just gone. I think I clicked 6 at the end. I was so little, I was just holding on for dear life.
Flopping around up there.
Yeah. And I had no fear of it back then. And then I think I was racing my aunt to the bathrooms because, you know, we didn't have porta tents or nothing like that back then. It was all tents. And if you had an RV, you were a big baller.
Oh, you're balling, dude. Yeah, you slept in the back of the box trailer and shit, dude. You know,
we were on
your
tents,
ass off.
laying on the sand, you know, wake up with a bruised back or, you know, whatever. And we were racing to the bathrooms at the front of Gecko, and I hit like a choppy section, and my uncle's Banshee was heavy. I was just a little kid.
Oh.
I think I was in like 4th gear, and it just tossed me. I
Bucked
ended
you
up
off?
like I lost air. You know, like I was like
knocked you out,
heaving
knocked the wind out of you.
Yeah, so and then I kind of gained respect for the Banshee after that because I was like, oh, this bike can hurt me. You know, I'm not big enough for this. But I built my own, and that thing was just a nightmare, man. It was like the first trip back out after rebuilding it. I babied it. I went through the first gas tank. You know, I didn't do anything. Hit the second gas tank, and then it seized it again after I seized it the first time out there. And turns out when I first bought it, my back brake was dragging. And I told my uncles, I was like, something doesn't feel right. This bike doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, call it luck or whatever you want to call it. But my uncle would jump on it. Well, at the time he jumped on, the back brake would unseize. He'd be mashing it. I'm like, how did you do that? Like, yeah, you know. And then when we got back home after I burned up a spark plug and a cylinder, we took it apart and I released the back brake and it just rolled away. And I was like, oh, the back brake was dragging. Cool. You know, and so I rebuilt, I powder coated the frame. I did full 9 yards on that thing.
People used to go crazy on Banshees, dude. I had like a 250R. Oh, yeah. And we had that and we had a 350 Warrior. We'd take those out all the time. But the Banshees were the bad boys, dude. Like, you pull up to the line and dudes would like pull up in Banshees to race. You're like, I'm good, man.
Yeah. Nice set of Toomies and just, oh man, that's my favorite. I'm not a 4-stroke fan, so like I would hear the Banshee come up. I'm like, that's it right there. I miss that sound. But going back to it, like I'm gonna say something controversial. I don't like side by sides.
And we hate them.
You know, so they ruined like
a lot of places.
So my whole thing is, some of you guys that own them, you probably are experienced. You probably know what you're doing, but there's too easy access now for someone to walk in, swipe a card, and now they have something.
Skill set.
There's so many people, and I've heard you guys talk about it in the podcast. There's so many people that don't know the hand signals, the, trail etiquette, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, that ruins it for us because that's why there's so many deaths now. There's people that don't understand that you don't crest over a dune straight up.
Yeah, you don't just launch. You gotta kind of come up on an angle.
And there's so many things like that. And we did B Canyon not recently, but a while ago. And some people were coming down a side by side hauling, and I yelled back on the radio. I was like, "Hey, get off the
pull
trail
off
right now! Pull over!" And I pulled over, and I'm yelling at them. I'm like, "Dude, there's like 5 more," and they just blasted right by. And then I hear them on the radio, like, "Holy crap, they almost hit it!" And it's like, man, dude. Like,
I was just at Thomas Mountain not too long ago, and we were just coming back down the hill. And like I'm just taking my time, really coming down and whipping around the corner, coming up the hill, and like he had like slam on his brakes and kind of go up the embankment a little bit to avoid hitting me. I'm like, I thought he was gonna fucking plow right into me. I'm like, fuck, bro.
And that's why I like night runs now because I can see
the headlights coming. At least.
And I prefer that because I know, you know. And I don't have too many lights on my Jeep right now because I took my front bumper off. I used to have aux beam lights across the front, and then I had a roof rack with them on top. But I'm trying to go back to like a cleaner look on it. So I had like the EAG bumper on it, and like I want to get like a nice built sturdy bumper and make it clean, you know, and do that. So I'm running bumperless right now. And it's funny because I just commented on GG Lights Instagram. I was like, man, I need to switch over to your lights, you know, and try to like get over to that. So I'm working on something because I miss having all my lights and being able to go out at night.
Yeah,
and
especially if you're doing some night wheeling.
Oh yeah, I love night wheeling. It's so much fun. But I wish I could do more like how you guys have set up the campers and stuff. That's awesome. I don't know if I could stay in camp. I'm not one of those people that can just like chill. I got
I mean, that's why I have that just to be mobile. I very rarely will stay 2 nights in the same camp.
Okay.
It's usually next morning, make breakfast, head out to the next spot.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to do that, but me, I have to set up my Gazelle. I got to set up the air mattress.
Yeah, if you're setting up all that, you're staying for a minute.
I have the shift pod, I got the air mattress, all that stuff. Same thing.
Dude, I want one of those so bad. So my story about wanting one of those is because me and my girlfriend decided to go to Sedona during Thanksgiving. And we had no idea about Sedona. We kind of just Googled a few things. We're like, we're going to go Broken Arrow and do Schnebley Hill. And like, you know, like kind of that was it. And so we went out there on Thanksgiving Day and we didn't know where to camp. We didn't know anything. So we camped off the 89A.
Okay.
In like the middle section. No, in the middle. So there's like a turnout.
Campgrounds and stuff?
Yeah, there's a bunch of campgrounds.
Okay,
yeah.
Really nice area.
Oh, it's
really
awesome area.
Oak Creek, yeah.
What's that?
Oak Creek.
Oh, okay. I'll have to double check. I'm not.
It's Oak Creek Canyon.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And it goes down.
There. Yeah.
Because
it's like Slide Rock and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I need to do more research on that because the only thing I know is that you could off road all the way to the Shell gas station that's over there at the top of the mountain, and then like you can come back down or go to Flagstaff or whatever you want to do. But the first night we got there, you know, it was cold by the time. I mean, we drove for like 12 hours.
Yeah, it was November. It's chilly up there.
What year was this?
2021 or 2.
That's about when. That's when you and Allie went out there.
Yeah.
That's when I was out there
for Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, same thing.
I went out to Sedona with my wife. It was cold.
We camped at top of Schnebley.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was freezing up there,
dude. And mind you, like we were new to camping at that. I mean, I've been as a kid and everything, but this was my first time like doing like out of state, doing all that stuff. Yeah, so we set up our tent and everything, and we went to bed, and it got cold. I think it got like below 30.
Yeah,
the first night, and we had no tent. We had no heater.
And there was wind and everything.
Oh, we didn't have wind in our area, but you guys were a lot higher up, so maybe that was a factor in that. But we definitely were cold. I woke up and my beard was just like frozen. My Doberman, she was like shivering, and I was like, oh no, So I jumped outside and I checked my water source. Like I had a little water pump and stuff frozen. My ice chest completely frozen. I went to start my Jeep because I didn't think about the Jeep getting too cold, and it struggled to start. Finally started, and so we drove straight up to Flagstaff, went to Walmart, and I think my girlfriend, because I have an EcoFlow, so she went and bought like a heated blanket thinking that would be it, because they didn't have any more buddy heaters. They were completely out of buddy heaters, and we didn't know that there was a camp. I forgot what the name of that store, Outdoorsman.
Oh, there one up there?
Sportsman's Warehouse?
Sportsman's, there you go.
Okay.
There was one out there, and we didn't know, so we just kind of, grabbed that, came back, and it killed my EcoFlow.
Electric blanket
2-3 hours, and didn't do anything for us.
Yeah, barely, dude. Yeah.
So our trip was supposed to be like 5 or 4 days or something. We came back on like day 3. Like it was so bad, dude. We the second night after that, we had to go back into town because she lost her wallet. And thankfully somebody found it and was able to message her on Facebook and was like, hey, we have your wallet,
That's
it's down here. So I had just finished Broken Arrow. It was my first time on it. We had just finished it, and then we went up Schnebley, and then as we were coming out of Schnebley, I got signal, and the guy was like, hey, I found it. I was like, dude, that's so far. Like I'll be back. I hit Sedona traffic. It was it took like 3 hours. Like I dropped her off at camp so she could start, like she wanted to start dinner.
Yeah.
It took 3 hours from there and back, like from the middle of the 89. It wasn't that far away from Sedona, but it was
just that traffic.
And
it's too many people to move there.
Yeah, and it was so
all
cold.
Tourists too. Yeah,
it was so cold that it took her like that whole 3 hours I was gone to actually make our food.
Just to get it
heated up. Yeah. And so we only have Scottle. So we have that's all we have for our stuff. Yeah. And so it didn't like,
you didn't have a cover for it or anything.
I think she did, but it was just so frozen. Like the chick, it was just it took forever. So we literally got back and it got cold again. And I told her, I was like, pack it up. We're gonna just we're leaving. So we drove home that night, and then I got a warning. I didn't get a ticket. I was on my way back to Cali, and I saw a sign that said like next fuel like 70 miles, and of course I'm driving an XJ loaded down. So I was like, oh, I should I better put gas. So I kind of veered over. Well, there was a car with like its headlight. He was on me, dude. And I was like, this is probably a cop,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like flew off onto the exit.
Then he looked super suspect.
Yeah. Like just ditching.
Yeah. Which I didn't know that was a cop. And so I pulled up to the stop sign at like 1:30 in the morning, and I Cali rolled it. Because I was coming in hot. I was coming in really hot. And the XJ brakes, they don't work.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, well, I don't want to be suspicious. I'm just going to do what I normally. I just kind of
suspicious.
Yeah, exactly. That was in my head, yeah, for sure. And then like I just kind of rolled the stop and turned, and then he got me like I just robbed a bank. He threw the lights on,
fucking everything,
like, crazy dude, and pulls up all sketched out, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just I saw the gas station sign. I needed it, you know." And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And I was like, what do you think?
What do you do?
See
Look at this vehicle, dude.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, we were camping. It got way too cold. You know, I got my dog in the back. She's freezing, and we're just trying to get home, man. And he's like, all right, well, you rolled that stop sign. And I was like, oh, man. Yeah.
Like, my brakes don't work.
Yeah. No, I literally just, I was like, yeah, I did, man. Like, that's my bad. You know, I apologize.
You got me. Yeah.
And so he was like license and registration and insurance or proof of insurance. And I was like, I can't find my insurance card, you know? And so I was like, dude, I have it. And so I showed him like a receipt from AAA, like that I paid.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right. So he leaves and he comes back. He's like, look, I'm not going to give you a ticket for rolling the stop because that would be a headache for you. You'd have to come back to Arizona. And I think it's like 2 points on your or 3 points.
Yeah, they're
in
gnarly
Arizona.
out there.
So he was like, just email your proof of insurance when you get home.
Yeah, fix the ticket then.
Yeah. And he's like, and they'll dismiss it. So I did that. And sure enough, they dismissed it. And I was like, awesome, you know, because that would have sucked. And
that would suck. I don't always have the most recent proof of insurance.
Yeah.
Because they sent it to me via email and it's printed out. And I like... My wife is connected to the printer, but I'm not.
Well, if you have AAA, you can just show it up on your app now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just take a picture, a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
And
I've had it where I try and pulling it up on my, but I don't have service all of a sudden. Of course, right then I don't get service. I'm like, I swear it's here.
Yeah. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Yeah. Like, it doesn't look like it, but I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was our Sedona experience the first time, and then the second time we actually spent like a week. We were in Utah, and then we decided to leave, which thankfully we left because it actually rained where we were, and this was in June of it was 2023, I think.
Okay, not this year, but
June.
Yeah, so we left where we were at because there's still snow out there. There was still all kinds of stuff out there, and we left, and sure enough, it got rained out. So we were like kind of running away from the rain, and then we made it into Arizona, and we camped in Cinder Hills.
Okay.
Oh,
And,
Cinders, yeah.
Yeah, and it was awesome. That was so much
That's
fun.
different, right?
That's
Yeah.
really nice. Although it scared the crap out of me hearing elk when they're doing
Oh,
their
they sound
sketchy
crazy.
dude.
I'd never heard that before, so I
What the fuck is that,
literally
dude?
like I was just like, don't move. You know, like, I don't know what that was, but don't move. It's
Bigfoot.
Yeah,
for real, dude.
when you don't know what that is, man,
that
that's
screech,
a terrifying
dude.
sound.
Yeah. It's like horror movie type shit.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly. Yeah, we're gonna die. I've seen this part of the movie, you know. Like, yeah, I'm like the dark one dies first. You know. But yeah, I got the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting. It was cool, like afternoon, because I think I messaged my buddy Freedom Foz, and I was like, dude, because he lives out in he's Soft Road Nation, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, hey, dude, like, what is this? And he's like, oh, that's just the road.
Don't
Like,
worry.
yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like,
right,
all right,
yeah.
cool. He's like, just don't like go near them. And I'm like, I don't
they're
plan to.
aggressive.
Yeah, they're crazy at that time of
big.
year.
Yeah. So we just did like a little camp right there in Cinders, and then my dog was over it. I think that was like day 4, and she's a
fuck this
princess.
dad,
Yeah. She was like, she wouldn't even come out of the tent no more. She would just look at us like, you know, you guys, come on, let's go. So we ended up just going home early for that one. And I think you guys talked about the burger spot that we tried for the first time in
That's your
dude,
spot. Yeah.
It's the blue and whatever. It's not. It starts with a C.
Custard or something, right?
Yeah.
Is it the one they make the burgers? The patties are what are the egg the sausage egg muffin patty? The what is it? Or not patty? The bread.
Oh, like an egg bread or something?
No,
or?
what's the bread from McDonald's? I always forget the bread.
Oh,
for
the pancake.
McMuffin. No, the McMuffin.
McGriddle.
Well, not the pancake
Well,
one. What is the McMuffin made out of? It's the bread
Like
for
the
that
biscuit?
one. It's kind of
It's English muffin.
Or English muffin. There you go.
Oh,
yeah, duh. That place did the English muffin for the bread, and it was good. They toasted
burger?
it. Yeah, for the burger, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I thought it was the same place you were talking about because they were smash
Culver's.
burgers. I think so. Is it in downtown's Flagstaff?
I'm sure
Oh,
they
no.
have a location.
Yeah, there was a
there.
couple. The one we
Okay.
went to was like outside of Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that
gotcha.
was
It was
Culver's, yeah.
expensive. It was like I think it was like $60 for the two of us. We just got burgers and like.
Oh
two
no, then you
meals.
must be going
Yeah.
to somewhere
It might
else.
be somewhere else. Yeah. Although I mean the dog patty because we got our pup like a little something. I
Yeah.
think it was like $10 for her. I was like, jeez, man.
Yeah, you go
Yeah.
to Lazy Dog. It's only like a couple bucks for like a whole thing of food.
Yeah, lazy
They
dog's
probably,
nice.
they probably just take the leftovers from the send backs from the
Yeah,
people and
chop
just
it up.
grind it up and then throw it
for
in.
sure.
Smart.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
Don't
I
let
mean,
it go to waste.
I like we're going back next month in November, but we got Airbnb this time because we're taking our friends with us too. So
Oh, okay.
I mean they camp too, but we kind of all were just like, hey, let's do an Airbnb this time, kind of switch it up and
Be kind of
see how
nice
it
that
is.
time of year,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Although, like I was saying, like I'm not taking the XJ because I have like the daily that's
Better gas
heated
mileage
seats
and heated
I don't
seats.
know, maybe barely. It's the 5.7 Hemi in
Oh,
the,
that's right.
in the
Yeah,
Grand
yeah,
Cherokee,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a little rough, but it's way more comfortable. And that's my biggest thing is I want to make sure my girlfri's comfortable, my dog's
Yeah,
comfortable.
they're happy. You're
Exactly,
happy.
and
Yeah.
I'm not stressed out with that because I can be in that all day. I will suffer.
yeah.
You know, I have no problem. But what do you call it? Yeah, I don't want them to suffer because then I feel bad, you know, and I'll starve myself. Like I'll just drive the whole way.
Took my daughter to Sedona one year is for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was like 19 degrees and I was zero preparation for it being that cold.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
We had the Land Rover. We were in a rooftop tent. You know, it's a cheap Chinese knockoff rooftop tent.
Yeah,
you know, thin ass walls. And like we get there and like we pull into camp and like we had Schnebley area.
Yeah.
And like it's snowing. I'm like, I'm gonna try and make a fire and just start dumping snow. I'm like, this is bullshit.
That's
you know,
crazy.
I'm like, and like I have my 2-burner stove outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not cooking dinner in this. This is bullshit. You know. So literally our dinner was like Oreos and whatever bullshit I had that was
Dang.
like crackers and Oreos, and we just sat in the tent and froze, dude. Like
Wow.
I didn't sleep a minute.
Yeah.
Just because she was so
Miserable.
cold, dude. Like
Yeah.
we had our sleeping bags, but then I had all the blankets on top of her, and I was trying to lay on top of
Yeah.
her because she was like 9 or
Oh,
something,
man.
you know. And I was just trying to keep her warm. And
Yeah.
then we drove up to the Grand Canyon, saw the Grand Canyon in the snow, and like she was
pretty
like
cool.
she was a trooper.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't complain once.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And like I'm like, but I could tell it was like she was
Yeah.
getting over it.
Yeah.
So like after like day 3, I'm like,
we got family in Phoenix. Let's just drive to Phoenix.
There you
We'll
go.
just crash out down there, you know.
See, because
sometimes you just got to call it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, for sure. Like, we've done that a few times now. But like when I take the XJ, usually like when we go to Utah, I'll leave at like 2 a.m. And that cool weather, that XJ won't overheat much. You know,
Goes up the grade, Cajon Pass.
The Cajon I'm fine with. It's that one long hill before you drop into the state line. That thing kills me. It's horrible. And so I try to hit that as early as I can and avoid the heat. So this trip to Arizona, we were going to go like early again, you know, just because the 40 is just boring and hot. So
I hate the 40.
Yeah, it sucks. But I don't want to go up through Prescott because that's a lot of hills and the XJ is just going to hate it too, you know. So it's like, all right. And then our check-in time to the Airbnb is like 4 o'clock. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to get there by like 11 a.m., 12 o'clock-ish, you know? Like
time to kill?
Yeah. So we were like, let's go to the Grand Canyon. I've never been.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I don't want to drive the XJ up to the Grand Canyon and then have to, you know, like drive back down and then go like that. That's just a lot in the XJ. That's a lot for it. And it's not the most comfortable, you know? So
give yourself some time, like getting into the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
It'll take you a minute just to like get to the park entrance.
Oh, okay.
Especially when you hit it in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a line of fucking people getting in there. Like I pulled in and like you're like
never
barely
mind.
moving. Yeah. Like
I just realized too, we're getting there on a Sunday, so it's still we're going on.
It might be as bad on
No,
Sunday.
it's a
'cause people will be
holiday
leaving.
weekend.
Oh, the holiday
It's,
weekend.
November,
you're screwed.
November
It's gonna
10th
be
or 11th. I
packed.
didn't think
Veterans
about
Day.
that. Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. We're there till Wednesday, but maybe we can switch up what we're gonna do the first day and kind of try to avoid.
Try to plan
Hit it on the way back.
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit Arizona
In Williams.
in Williams, just outside like
I've
the
seen
entrance
Williams.
to the Grand Canyon right
Okay.
there. But just go through Arizona. It's fun, dude. Like
It's like Jurassic Park.
yeah, like it's like a wild animal park. But yeah, you basically drive through in your vehicle and like the animals are just wild. There's bears and wolves and buffalo.
You have to pay. Like, is it like a whole?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I'll have to check that out.
Like $15,
Dude, that'd
to
be
go through
sweet.
or
No,
something.
it's more than
It's
that.
gotta be more.
dude.
I'm
It's
okay
per
with that. I
person,
mean, it's
yeah.
vacation.
Yeah,
It's
but
like $30 a person or
Yeah,
something
and
like
like,
that.
it-
But then they
depending
have a
on-
whole center area, which is like a zoo.
Yeah.
Where they have bears as well.
Yeah,
But you
Bobcat.
don't get out of your car at all, right? It's the whole.
The first part, you drive through and you're not. You got to keep your windows up.
Yeah,
There's signs
for
everywhere.
sure.
Leave your window because they'll come right up to your vehicle and sniff
awesome.
it. And you can't have like a trasheroo that make you take it off your vehicle
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they'll tear it off your car.
Okay.
But for the most part, like depending on the time of day, like sometimes they'll be sleeping.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times, like they're just out cruising. They'll walk right in front of your car, and you got to stop and wait for them to walk around you and sniff you and shit. It's kind of rad.
I'll have
And
to
then
see. I mean, my Doberman goes with me, so I can't like do like a lot of
I
that stuff.
drag
No,
this
they
fucker
allow
with me.
dogs.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you just got to
interesting.
keep the windows open.
Yeah,
or up, you know,
for sure.
And then if you go inside, there's a restaurant. They have a bar. Like
Interesting.
get the
Jaguar.
Yeah, they have a jaguar in a cage.
That's
you can check
cool.
out. It's a pretty fun little
I'll
spot.
have to check that out.
You get the what was it that we had? The beer,
Oh, the blueberry beer.
blueberry.
But there's a vanilla vodka shot.
yeah, I do the
Tastes like
a la mode, blueberry pie a la mode or something. Because like
it's a blueberry muffin is what it tastes
is
like.
that what it was? Yeah, it was pretty tasty. We had a couple of those.
It messes you up quick.
They taste good. Yeah, for sure.
So it was pretty fun. Huge gift shop, so be careful.
Yeah, that's gonna be the fun part.
Yeah, try and avoid that. part
Yeah,
if you
I
can.
would, but I probably can't.
But you have to go through the gift shop to get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
of course.
No, because remember we walked out the bar to the back area.
Oh, that's right.
You just gotta know how to get
Do
in.
you
and
leave your pup in the truck when you're doing that?
That's what I was trying to remember.
I know. I don't know if I tagged her that time we went.
Yeah, because mine
Oh,
gets
did
real.
Allie have Ranger with her?
Yeah, but I
she
don't
left
think,
Ranger
I
in
don't think
the
the
truck.
dogs are allowed to go
Yeah, I
into
imagine
the
so.
area.
Yeah, I've kind of accepted that there's places we just can't go because we're not leaving
limits
our
it a
pup
little
behind.
bit.
you
Yeah,
know,
I can't
so-
leave her in the car. So
Yeah,
whine the
for
whole
sure.
fucking time.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. So like when we go to Yosemite, it's kind of like, well, this is my girlfriend's never got to like go experience Yosemite, but like we have the dog with us most of the time, you know.
They
so
won't let you have a dog.
you can't have your dog on trails.
certain places.
Any national trail or
National
'cause
park?
Same thing in Utah. Yeah, same thing in Utah. You can't go on trails with your dog because it's supposed like if they use the restroom, it messes up the eco environment or something like that. So yeah, you can't have your dog on like national park trails and stuff like that.
some places we went to, we were bringing up earlier, Devil's Postpile.
Yeah.
You have to have a muzzle on your dog.
Really?
Yeah, like I tried to
wow.
go and they're like, oh yeah, no, sorry, the dogs have to be
Wow, I
muzzled.
didn't know that.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah.
I got to go buy a muzzle now. I was like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because you're crossing by people.
yeah,
mostly,
they don't want to like
and they
snip at
don't
somebody.
bite.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's their
Liability.
insurance for sure.
Still
Yeah,
sucks, though.
it does suck. Yeah. My dog wouldn't even be okay with that. She'd be like, "Nah, get this off of me."
Yeah, we didn't end up going back, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of our big things we have to watch is we have her with us, so we kind of have to learn like where we can't go type of thing.
And like a lot of restaurants, like like a lot of times we'll go on trips and we want like let's go to this brewery, or let's go to this spot, or let's go to this museum.
Yeah,
like,
I'll tell my group though, hey guys, go ahead, and I'll
I've done that a lot too. Like I was like, I'll meet you guys later. I'm gonna go up here and do my own thing and all. Yeah.
We were in we mostly camp in like South Utah, but we were at the wind tunnels or the wind caves.
In Anza-Borrego?
No, in Utah.
Okay.
On like the backside of shoot, I'm drawing a blank now. Not Zion. We were on the backside of Zion out there, and there's some wind caves. It's actually really cool. And we started walking through there, and it didn't click for like a good 5 minutes maybe. Like I started seeing her jumping, and I'm like, oh crap, the sand is really hot. Like so, I picked her up and ran back to the car with her. I was like, hey guys, go ahead. Like we're gonna wait here with her. And then the next year we got her boots, and she did not like that at all.
Just do that.
And then they breathe through their pads of their feet too. So that's technically suffocating your dog. You know? So
they can't sweat it out.
Yeah. So she just doesn't like that stuff. So if it's too hot, we just kick back. It's fine. Just let everybody else do it. Yeah. Or we'll just wait for them and then kind of, all right, we're going to go to the next thing now and do that. So
now that I'm not doing as much like trail stuff because my dogs hate the trails because they puke in the back seat multiple times, we're mostly just going camping. And the only reason I do a trail is to get to the campsite.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to bring my dogs more often. But before, it was because of those situations like, oh, we're going to go do this. Oh, we're going to go do that. Oh, we're going to go to like the expo. And they allow dogs at expo, but then my dog barks at every other dog, and it's just so annoying. So
pulling you around. Like I just started taking her to expos just because like she was younger, so she'd be pulling him. Now she's a little bit older and just kind of like doesn't give a shit.
More chilled out,
So, but now she does great. She's like just cruises. She doesn't give a shit.
Everybody in the Subaru community knew we carried our Doberman with us at all times. So everyone, where's Percy? Where's Percy? She was like the star of that whole era. You know that.
Yeah,
time
they want to see her more than you.
Yeah. Everyone was looking for her. You know, and so now like she's not a big fan of the rock crawling because that gets a lot more rowdy. You know, so I make them get out when it's time to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like when I'm like, okay, there's a factor here of like potential damage. Like get out and record. You know, like you be off to the side, stay out of the way, and do that. So I make them do that nowadays, but they don't really go as often. My girlfriend likes to go more fast than anything. So she like trailblazing the Subaru. We used to just mob that thing. As fast as you could go in that thing. But,
right. But yeah.
I like going faster too now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But like you always said, that's like when you start getting real expensive.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean,
But I mean, shit breaks on rock crawling too. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I went through it.
Yeah.
So, same.
She enjoys like the like because when we go out nowadays, like you know we do harder stuff. It takes longer. People break. Things happen, and she's just like, we would have been done if it was just us by ourselves like 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago. And I'm like, sorry, you know they're not as like set up or you know as experienced, so we have to kind of wait. So she's more like, you go have fun with that, or sometimes I'll invite her. She's like, well, who's going? Like, is it just us or is it a group of people? So I've actually limited. Like I don't like wheeling with more than like 6 is probably my max.
I'm the same. I've done like the big like 20 rig groups. And it's so slow, dude. It just drags. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like hanging out with people.
It is.
Scenic route, fun, but it can be a long day.
Have you guys wheeled Sand Hollow?
No.
What about Moab?
It's cool looking, but I've never done it.
It's a lot of fun. It's interesting because you go from sand to rock and then you look out in the distance and there's water and you're just kind of like, what is happening? You know, it's like all the elements are like right there, you know. So Sand Hollow, I absolutely love wheeling out there. It's a little scary because you have such good grip and I have lunchbox lockers. So they just like that's all you got, you know. And so you have to kind of be really careful with your throttle play right there because if you just give it the beans, then you're gonna snap an axle for sure. And I got stock axles, so
look into some chromolyes.
Well, but if I do that, then what breaks 44s next? The carrier.
I know it's always like the
44 sounds easy until nowadays they're more expensive. 44s are more than tons and stuff are. I just sold my 14 bolt. I had a 14 bolt rear end, and I was gonna build it and do like a 40, you know, do the whole thing, but I still like driving my Jeep on the street, and so it's like I mean I know I could drive it still, but
it would suck.
Yeah, the gas would be horrible, and just the mannerisms of it already suck right now. So I can imagine on 40s and tons, you know. So I kind of like and the JK44s and stuff like that. They're going for so much money. Everybody wants them.
Why?
Because they're lighter and they're built now. Like people are running 37s and 40s on these built JKs, and they're they're handling it, so everyone's just doing that because you don't got to worry about having the weight of the tons. So I mean, they're expensive. I haven't really looked because I don't have money, but you know,
I know you want to look.
I stay away from that. But I mean, the prices are up there for sure. I know multiple people have commented on like, man, can you believe how much it is? And what sucks is I started getting into wheeling after COVID. So like I started seeing posts about pre-COVID prices, and I'm like, well, that sucks. Like this was way cheaper back then, you know.
Dude,
like you get a Lexus GX 470 pre-COVID for like $6,000.
Yeah.
Good
Now
luck,
you can't get one without 300,000 on it for 15.
Yeah, like I got my XJ for 5,600. She was asking 65, and the lady that I bought it from, she lived in New Mexico off grid. So she was like, she had a mechanic lift it. It was on a 3-inch lift. It had like the Bushwhacker fender flares, which I'm not a big fan of those, but you know, it was already pre-cut up and everything. It had a bumper on it, a tube bumper, and like a weird steel plated rear bumper. And she put it up, and then we got there and found out like it was wrecked. The back half of the unibody was cracked, and I was like, I'll give you 56. And she was like, yeah, sure, take it. She's like, but I don't want to hear back from it. Like, you know, like just take it. And that's that. So I was like, all right. And I mean, it's been solid since the first trip we did was we jumped on the Mojave Trail in Baker.
Yeah.
At the thermometer or wherever that is right there.
Yeah.
We jumped on the Mojave there and came back. And I mean, it did great the whole way. And then, like I said, I did Utah like the next month. I bought it in like April. I bought it in April, and we went to Utah in June. Just jammed out and used it. Yeah. So that was awesome. It was really cool doing that. And then, I mean, I drive that thing all over. I love seeing, now that I chopped it, I love seeing people's faces.
You get that reaction, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like the people who know are like, wait a minute. Like I was kind of like they drive up in front, and they look at the front end, and then they back
something
up.
Doesn't look right.
Yeah. And then they'll back up and like go to the back end and look again and be like, what is happening? Because I don't have any Jeep logos on it.
Yeah.
All it has is Cherokee on the doors, and that's it. So that people, and then I don't have square headlights. I have round headlights. So that trips you out too, you know. And so it's just the whole factor of like, what is going on with this thing? And I love it. It's so much fun to see. Yeah.
I used to have an XJ, and so I'm like, I walk around, like just walking, because like you're parked there in the meetup, and like I was walking down the road, rigs, and just everybody's got a fucking
big old giant ZR1s and stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of ZR1s, Tacomas, a bunch of new Tundras, all that shit out there. I'm like, seeing it. I'm like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
That's fucking different.
What's a ZR1? Sorry.
Or ZR2.
ZR2, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was like, was there something?
There's actually quite a few.
That's
ZR2s
a Corvette, isn't it? Like the ZR1.
Yeah.
There's some lifted
There's
ZR1s
too many
out there.
different trims and codes now for these trucks. It's ridiculous to keep up with them. I'm like,
Jeep's the worst, man. Everything does something J.
Yeah.
I have so much trouble with it. I'm like, I don't want to offend anybody by calling it the wrong
WJ,
J. Yeah.
MJ.
That's the
JK.
Yours is like a M.
I call it the Cherokee.
XMJ.
The what?
The Cherokee.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like, well, my Grand Cherokee's a WK2, which is weird. Like, so they went all over the place with those things, but.
Yeah, mine was weird. It was an XJ body like yours, but it was a Cherokee Chief Edition. So I don't know if that makes changes.
I think that was just like the wood panels or something.
No, it's just like
I think.
Yeah, all the trim and everything was different. Like the whole side, it was a red Jeep, and the whole side of it said.
Interesting.
Yeah, Cherokee Chief or whatever on it.
But
it wasn't like that. Every time I tell people that, I was like, oh, the big one. I'm like, no. It was like,
they think Wagoneer.
Yeah.
I'm
like, no, it was just a standard XJ. But
it's interesting. I never knew that, because even still, like I think mine's a sport, but I'll like it'll ask me on stuff sometimes. I'm like, I don't know, I don't remember. You know,
right.
It's kind of. I don't know all the trims that they have on them or what the difference. I think it's a tow package and like that.
Honestly, the XJs from the factory with just some all-terrain tires,
they're fucking rad, dude.
So capable.
That's all I had. I put some
sure.
Like, honestly, if I ever got another one, I would literally try to make it look like a Forest Service.
You know, people tell me that. Yeah,
it'd be just, it's so capable, make it so cool looking, like stock.
Yeah,
retro.
Sure. But like I said, I like to be different. So cutting the back half off.
Well, that's a whole different.
Like the
category.
running joke was, we went to John Bull on my birthday in December last year, and we went. I don't know what the obstacle was, but I was going through and I backed up and I backed into a tree, and it broke my my rear brake light.
Ooh.
And when I brought it back, I was like, well, time to chop it. And we just chopped it, you know, like
now it's time.
Actually, what did happen was I was climbing something I shouldn't have been climbing, so I was like hitting my bumper on it, whatever, and I was stupid when I put my winch on and I didn't run a fuse, inline fuse on it.
Yeah.
So I ran it through the body without even thinking about like wait, what if I hit my bumper? So I ended up, I was driving and I lost power out of nowhere. Like I was looking back for the group because I tend to wheel fast too. I don't ride the brakes. I'm not gassing it, but a lot of my guys, when they go on, they're like, dude, like you're like three turns ahead. And I'm like, I'm not even going fast. I'm just going through this, but the Jeep, actually just eats it up. It just crawls right over stuff and has no issue. So I went over everything and I looked back for them, and then all of a sudden the Jeep died. Like I had everything just completely died, and I look forward and the Jeep's just pointing at a tree, and I was only doing like 7 miles, and it hit the tree and the bumper cut into my it fully winch? Cut into my winch wire and then killed the battery. It killed my yellow top Optima. I had a red top, I'm sorry, and it killed it middle of the trail on John Bull. And so I was like, oh man, this sucks. You know, I couldn't get it to stay running. We would jump. You had to jump start it to get it to run, and it would run. But the minute you let off the throttle, you had nothing. It would just die.
You got to do that brake throttle holding.
I'm so thankful I drove pieces of crap my whole life. So like, I knew exactly what to do.
That trick.
Yeah, but to do that, to have to double foot it the rest of the way through
all John Bull.
Oh man, dude, I think it died a few times, and then out of nowhere, it just like stayed on. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, go.
And we got down to the air down section, and we aired up, and it did it again. And so the whole way down the 18, I had to double foot it. I smoked my brakes that trip because it was just so bad. But thankfully, it made it all the way home.
Man. Yeah,
and I put a new battery on it, and it lived after that. So interesting fact about that: when we cut the back half off, I went to move it and it wouldn't run. And I'm like, no way! I just bought a yellow top. Like, there's no way that this is happening again. You know. It would not stay on. Even with the gas, it wouldn't stay on. Well, then I searched it up on the forums, and thank God for forums.
Right.
Some guy's like, hey, check your ground on your brake light. If your ground isn't touching, or it's a bad ground or a broken wire, it's connected to your throttle position sensor or something like that. So if that's bad, then your throttle position sensor doesn't know what to do, and it floods. It kills the Jeep. And I was like, imagine. So I walked over, got some alligator clamps,
something simple like that.
I grabbed all the grounds and I grounded it. Jeep fired right up, and I was like, dude, no way. Like, why would you incorporate that?
Yeah, why tie that into every...
Have you guys ever heard of the horn ring issue with XJs? It'll kill the horn ring. If your horn ring goes out, it will backfeed, and it'll kill your throttle position or your crankshaft.
You're talking about like your horn, your
actual horn, the ring that's for the string.
I heard that was like an issue they had too, is like Ford Rangers, I think, or something like that. Or was it Ford? I had another vehicle at one point that had that same issue, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was. And somebody was like,
another sign of it is your headlights stay on. Like you walk away from it and the headlights stay on, and I'm like, I turned them off. So I don't have a horn right now. It's just and it sucks because there's something I'm like,
I didn't have one in my Mini Cooper either.
Yeah,
I was always like,
rev.
Out the window. That's all the horn says, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want a train horn.
Yeah,
I got made fun of for my horn the other day because I honked the horn in the Tundra, and they're like,
it's like a little horn.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's kind of weak. I'd be embarrassed in this big ass truck honking that thing. I'm like,
damn it.
Fuck.
All right, guess I'm gonna go get a horn now.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
the train horn.
Oh, geez, something like massive.
Yeah,
for that truck. That truck is big.
Yeah.
So for sure. But that's the fun of the XJ though, or chopping it. You know.
Yeah. So it's just a standard XJ.
Oh yeah.
The bottom it just says.
You know what? I have seen that before. I don't know what it is though, but I've seen that in pictures.
Just along the door.
Oh, I've seen that. You're right. Is that yours?
Yeah.
In the mud?
Yeah.
Where?
I was like down Del Mar somewhere when I was like 18.
My Jeep does not like mud.
Dude, this thing was solid.
Not do good in mud.
It was stuck. I had to have my buddy had an International Scout, tried to pull me out, couldn't get me out, dude. Sweet. Yeah, this thing was badass. Yeah. Couldn't do it, and there was a construction site nearby, and we went over there. Like, we've been trying to get this thing out for fucking days, dude, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so we go over there and like, hey, can you pull it out? The guy brought over his, fucking cat over there,
sweet.
big bulldozer.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll do it. I just need the biggest bottle of Kahlua you can get me.
Okay.
Bottle of Kahlua?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, no problem,
dude.
dude.
White Russians or
maybe, dude. I don't know. He's on the job site, just wanted fucking Kahlua. I'm like, all right, brother.
That's funny.
I remember you telling me that story.
Yeah. Pulled it right out, but like, the whole time, like in that picture, you can see like the whole hood's underneath the mud.
Yeah.
And it was still running the whole time.
Yeah.
It was the suction would just
see, and that's why, like, so I have the hood vents. When it rains, it kills my throttle position sensor.
Oh, for
that's
real?
$70 every time I've killed it 4 times.
Just
now.
Because it rains?
The moisture kills the sensor. So people put like they make like covers. Like one dude cut a plastic bottle and then taped it on both sides and made it a cover for it. Shout out to my
Ziploc
grandpa.
baggy it or some shit. Yeah.
Well, I showed my grandpa the issue, and this dude, I mean, he's like old school
OG,
knowledge.
dude. Yeah,
chopper guy, you know, all this stuff. So he comes out with a starter boot for a shovelhead Harley, and he's like, try this, and it slipped right over, and we zip tied on both sides. Dude, it lasted for like a year and a half, you know, like just recently it went out, and I'm like, we gotta find another one.
Yeah, get one of those.
Like, my grandpa's got those old school.
That was my old Cherokee.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that color.
Yeah,
I really
And this
like
is what the swing out.
Is that Lytle Creek?
No, this is Azusa Canyon.
Oh, it's okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, this was my
That stock
2-wheel
swing
drive.
out?
Yeah, it was an 83 stock swing out. I still had more mods afterwards,
Okay.
but yeah, dude, I missed that thing.
Simple, man. That's
Yeah,
the way to go
fucking-
with it. Yeah.
They're great. Like if people like, that's like a good starter vehicle for
Yeah,
people.
for
But
sure.
that inline 6 is bulletproof, dude.
Yeah, except when it overheats. But yeah.
But
And here's the Eldorado I sold it for. That's them next to each
Really?
other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was the finished product right before I
Yeah.
sold it.
Man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this is my I
There
mean,
you
the
go.
Subaru
There's
was my
a better
first
look
rig.
at it.
Yeah, that thing was clean, man. Did
loved
you
it.
never no damage to it, nothing?
No, and I did a lot of hard stuff,
Nice.
man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guys give me crap because I don't care if it hits. I'm like, this is a trail rig, you know, like that's I'm not here to win car shows or anything. So like I'll slant, like my buddy Pat's always like, dude, like he's sending me a set of doors on Marketplace. I'm like, what do I want to do that for? Oh, that's awesome, doing the Jeep
Yeah.
Wave. That's the real Jeep
yeah,
Wave.
that's a Jeep Wave right there. Yeah.
I don't like
Wheels
doing
up.
those.
Yeah,
That scares me.
that's more like this.
Yeah,
If you get the right angle.
don't do justice.
That's flat right there.
Yeah, pictures don't do justice.
Yeah, it would
never
have flipped
do.
back over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, like my doors are down. My passenger side, I was in Motino Wash, and I was crawling through like a V-notch, and my passenger side slipped, and I just boom onto the side, just dented in my doors. I'm like, well, it is what it is. This is what it's for, you know.
First scratch is always the hardest, but after that,
Well, thankfully mine was already
Yeah, exactly.
I bought
If it's
from that
already a
lady.
little fucked
yeah,
up, yeah.
So it kind of worked out for me, but I've never been one to really care. Like I just love not being able to worry about it, you know, and just kind of do it. Like,
It's kind of nice too, because I'll get like, you know, you'll pull up to like the shows or something like that,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Oh, you actually use it?"
yeah.
Because like all my fucking
That's what I like, because I like pulling up to these Jeeps on 40s, and I'm like, looking, I'm like, that thing's never seen a speck of
the
dirt
bottom
before.
side's all fucking
Yeah.
shined up and clean.
Yeah,
you know, my rock sliders are all scraped to shit.
Yeah.
I got dents on 3 different corners of my
Yeah.
rig. You know,
That's what it's for,
the
though,
campers
man.
beat the shit. You know, people are like, "Oh, okay, respect." You
Yeah,
know,
for sure. Yeah,
Don't just maul.
I know when you said you did a Broken Arrow, and I was like, holy crap, that's
It was tight, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You didn't do the was it the escalator, elevator? What is it called?
Yes, double staircase.
You did that?
Hell yeah, man.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my god.
In the rain too. It was fucking
Yeah,
rad.
that I don't think I could do. I mean,
you could do it.
I could do it, but like I
I did
definitely
that in the
wouldn't be
Land
happy
Rover.
about it. Really?
Yeah, with
That's
just
sweet.
31s on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, you're not really driving; you're just sliding.
Yeah,
controlled
you're at the
slide.
mercy of- yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I don't really like snow wheeling is cool, but you're also at the mercy of whatever the snow wants you to do.
Yeah, if you're sliding, you're sliding. baby.
Yeah. So I haven't actually got to snow wheel this Jeep much. The Subaru did great, but when I did do it the one time in this, I had no lockers, and it just wasn't a good
that
time.
definitely needs some.
Yeah, that wasn't. But now that it's locked front and rear, it's fun, but it's not at the same time, because it's a point and shoot vehicle. You just you look at it, and there is some knowledge that you have to have behind it, but
Yeah, little tricks to it.
realistically, like you can make it up that for sure. Especially like I said, I'm 3-linked. I've got a lot of flex, a lot.
Yeah,
I
big time on
really
that
need
thing.
to do the limit straps for sure, because
Yeah.
there's been a few times where I've overextended, like hyperextended the brakes, and then my reservoir for my master cylinder is pumping over, and I'm
Yeah,
like, you know?
bubbling over. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, well, my bad.
Why are my brakes so soft? Yeah.
I did blow the front seal on the proportioning valve.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I was fighting to go down the mountain to get that before I lost my brakes entirely.
Right.
you know,
Like, come
so-
on, baby, make it.
Yeah. And luckily, my buddy Jaden, because like I said, I don't run with a spare. I have minimal recovery gear, but like I was raised to like, hey, you get stuck, use some wood, use some rocks,
Yeah,
get
figure it
yourself
out, floor mats out. You know,
I was never really like I never had the what are the plastic
Max tracks.
I never had none of that. So I was just like, go find a
Oh yeah, we never had any of that shit back in the day. Like the most I would keep in my truck back in the day was like a toe strap.
like a shovel and
Maybe a shovel and a toe
Yeah.
strap, like which is not
minimal.
the best. Yeah.
That's me, man, and I'll be the first to admit it. Like, but I'll never hinder someone from a trail. Like if I have issues, hey, leave it here. We'll come back with the right. So like I'm not gonna hold you guys behind or do anything like that. So a lot of times I wheel with other XJs, so like they'll have a spare tire if I absolutely need it, and I know my guys will let me borrow it, and I'll do the same for them with whatever I can with my tools, or I carry enough tools. I've dropped the transmission with what I have. So I know I can help them in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, most of the time, like I'm usually fixing other people's rigs.
Yeah,
on the trail.
I have no problem doing that. I have no problem getting down and wrenching with them. And that's one, like, I can't wear nice new clothes when I go out like that because I will ruin them. Even if I come visit here, like, you know, if you told me right now, like, hey, I got a wrench after this, I'm like, well, what are you doing? Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Like, oil, sure, let's go. Yeah. You know, and so
a trick we learned from our buddy Matt.
Coveralls,
like a flight suit.
Yeah,
and like I have a flight suit in there now because I just throw that bad boy on, dude, and don't worry about it. Get all greasy.
They that back strap, that last piece. Oh my god,
slide up
hard.
In that bit.
Yeah, I'm a little chunky for that.
It's the worst. But, yeah, I'm not flexible like that anymore.
I'm all stuck. Help.
Yeah,
Starfished.
Ralphie.
Yeah, but that's one of my like I said, like when Neal one of the trails we did Santiago Peak, like right when we got in, he snapped a sway bar and I was like, hey, I got something on the floor. I just laid down and knocked it out for him real quick, and I have no problem doing that for someone, unless like I'm not gonna say like if you were like a douche or anything like that. If you were like that, I'd still probably help you, but I wouldn't be happy about it. You know, like man, you know.
We had one we were doing Pioneer Town to Big Bear in the snow.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But it was a big group.
Yeah, it
was.
Doing a Subaru, was in front of us.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, the big group started moving and stuff, and all of a sudden this guy's not moving. He's outside his car. We're like, what's this guy doing, dude? And I go up, and he's like looking at his wheel and stuff. I'm like, okay, something's wrong. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah. And he's standing there with like a screwdriver in his hand.
That was the most hilarious thing ever.
Literally just like staring at him, like, I'm like, what are you going to do with that, dude?
Do something.
Yeah, like just poking it or something, you know? I'm like,
we were literally, that's when we looked at each other and we're like, looks like we're fixing a Subaru.
Otherwise we're not getting off this trail, dude. So like we literally had to like get to work, pull all his shit off and fucking fix his shit for him.
It was a cross track. It was an orange one.
No. It was the rear.
The rear sway bar. It like got tweaked the end links, and then it like it broke or bent, and then it like blocked his wheel from rotating.
It up in there.
Bound up.
Wow.
So we just pulled the
pull the sway bar.
And we've seen it multiple times.
It's surprising how many people freak out when you tell them you're going to disconnect your sway bar.
What?
Yeah, because I don't run sway bars.
Drive.
Yeah, I don't run sway bars on my Jeep at all, and I'll rip up Big Bear and down it, you know, whatever.
You get more flex out of it.
Oh, I love it. It's fun. You just start like it looks like
as long as you're okay with that lean. Oh yeah,
you know? But that lean helps you drive sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
As long as you know how to drive.
If you know how to drive with that lean, you can drive into it. It's fun though, dude. You hit a corner going kind of fast. People are like, what the fuck?
If you see,
get a wheel off the ground sometimes.
Yeah, my sister drove behind me one day, and I kind of took a turn aggressive, and it leans hard. My Jeep leans really hard, and she's like, "You look like you're gonna tip over." And I was like, "No, it feels fun in the Jeep." So I had her drive it home for me the other day, a couple months ago, and she was like, "This thing's fun. Like I like driving this thing." I was like, "I told you, it's not. It doesn't.
It
look
looks scary as fuck, but it can't. Like my my Ranger was all 3-linked and shit, and coilovers and all that crazy shit, and I could hit a corner quick, dude. It just the whole thing would just lean out, dude. The front wheel would come off the ground. People like, holy shit, he's gonna roll that thing. I'm like, nah, dude, it's cool, man.
It's awesome, man. It's so much fun to get the looks. People are like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, it's fine. You see me like grab the thing, like I'm grabbing the roof. I know what's gonna happen. I'm like leaning into my armrest. But all right.
That marketplace.
This is literally exactly what I want.
Yeah.
How much is that one?
It's 11? Too much.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It has only has 104,000 miles, completely stock, 98, which is the year you want.
Yeah.
And it has the exact wheels I want on it, and it's white, dude.
Oh, look at that. You want to do the Park Ranger one?
Yeah.
Just slap
but
some
that
like
price tag hurts,
dude. They want $12,000.
Yeah.
I
know what I got.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: like the interior's in great shape. Has the spare.
Oh, that's awesome.
The matching spare.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Did you have those swivel seats that fucking rock?
Mine?
Yeah.
No.
What year is mine?
Manual windows, roll up, roll down, baby.
Yeah.
This thing is like cherry.
Dude, mine has like the seats are weird. They would like
maybe that was part of your trim.
Yeah, because they would rock almost like a fucking rocking chair. This lever you pull and like it would just.
That's weird.
And it was fucking weird, dude. It was rad though.
I'm a marketplace. Like I'm on there constantly.
Oh, yeah, obviously, same.
Yeah. So my buddy Pat actually he works night shifts and I work at like 2 a.m. or I get up at 2 a.m. So he sent me a marketplace ad at like 2 a.m. And I get up and I look and I'm like, oh, these are some Corbeau seats. Like these are pretty sweet. You know?
You told me the story in the driveway. Yeah,
it was like $200, right? And so I'm like, I messaged him right away, like, hey, you know, like, are you available? And it was in Mission Viejo, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of far, you know. I was like, well, let's see what the day leads. You know, like let's see what happens. I get to my shop, I look at my work order. I'm going to Mission Viejo.
Oh, perfect.
And I was like, no way. So I went out there and it was already like 10 a.m. and I'm like, hey, she's not responding yet. So I message her again, and then finally she responds, and she's like, yeah, come get him. And she sends me an address. It was 10 minutes away from where I was.
No
and I was
way,
like,
dude.
I took my lunch. I drove over there in my work truck, and I
Loaded him up.
I loaded him up, and I drove back home, but I stopped at my grandpa's house because it's on the way home technically, and I unloaded him at my grandpa's house, and then I just went back to work, and I was like, all right, sweet, like done deal. But yeah, it worked out so good, and then like just so many things on Marketplace.
Sometimes you can score, dude.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've rebuilt my Jeep probably 3 times, like in a sense of I did this, then I found out, well, that was stupid. Like, you should have bought this instead. So you kind of, you learn as you go.
Totally.
So like, I have buddies that like want to get into doing this, and I tell them like, learn on 33s open diff or 31s. Learn how to wheel like that.
Learn how first.
It makes you pick a line.
Exactly. That's the thing that people don't understand is you need to learn to pick a line for sure. Like you should be able to see, like, my girlfriend was my eyes when I had the Subaru. She could pick a line for me like that. Like I'd be focusing on shifting and like kind of everything else, and she's like, oh, stay right a little bit, and then boom, like go left. And man, she was on it. So like that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing that.
It's cool when your girl goes with you.
It can be, but then when you're worrying about her being over it or irritated, you're like, sorry. But what do you call it? I tell them though, like, hey, learn, like, struggle first, don't, like, I did Gold Mountain on 33s with no lockers, and it was a good time. Like, I had a party out there. I had to get winched out a few times, but that's part of it. Yeah. So you learn though, like, oh, next time I'm not going to do that, or I'm going to do this different. And then now that I'm on 35s, lockers, long arms, it's like, where are we going? Not to say sky's the limit, but my tire's my limit now, like my clearance is my limit. So I just tell them, like, don't jump into, because they'll send me like, hey, look at this 3-link kit's on sale. I'm like, dude, trust me, just learn with short arms, or learn first, like, figure it out, and then do lockers, and you'll love it. Like, it's such a different experience.
It makes you appreciate it when
makes you a good wheeler. Yeah, for sure.
I built this kid this guy came to me, he had the 71 Bronco, and he's like, hey, my kid's turning 16, and it was just a stock Bronco, nothing done to it. He's like, I want to lift it and make it fucking cool for him for his 16th birthday. I'm like, fuck, all right, dude, let's do this. Linked it, fucking built its cage, fucking had beard seats in it and all this kind of shit, coilovers. This thing fucking drove badass. Dude. I fucking, like, while I was test driving it, around town kind of thing, and this thing was so much fun. Give it to him. He's like, dude, he's like, calls me back. He's like, my kid can't drive this thing. It's too it had crossover steering, all this shit. I'm like, because the kid doesn't know how to fucking drive it. Like, sure. I can drive it everywhere.
No problem. One finger on the
steering
wheel.
Drive it down the freeway. I drove it all the way down to Pacific Beach and back, mop.
Eat a burrito while I'm driving.
Like, you gotta teach the kid how to drive first,
for sure,
and then he'll appreciate it. You can't just throw him into like a race truck or something and be like, fucking go crazy.
Have fun.
It doesn't work that way, dude.
Yeah, I didn't have sway bars or anything when I had this. I took them all off and I threw them in the trash.
That's the first thing. First thing I do is just cut them out. Like, there's no point in this for me personally. Like, I don't have a use for it. And then it looks like a pain in the butt when you have to get to the trailhead and then you forget that you didn't turn off your or not turn off. That's for the JKs.
Disconnect your sway bar and links.
So it's like,
quick disconnects.
Quick distance. There you go. Yeah. See, that's still a pain in the butt though.
Yeah, it was this kid's Bronco.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
Can I see?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. You built that?
Yeah.
Why are we working on the Porsche right now?
He paid me to do that.
I'll pay.
Right.
Can you make me a custom tube bumper, like a pre-runner style?
Hey, I got the bender in the garage.
That's my thing. I want to learn. Like, I want to know how to do. You
guys want to learn on a Porsche?
Yeah, why not?
Simple tube bumper, just to follow a simple body line.
You know how I was telling you that I wanted to get rid of the roof and do kind of like
that's bad, dude. Yeah,
so
that'd be perfect.
That'd be hard.
Yeah,
that's
dude. And then do a bikini top.
Yeah, exactly. If I need to.
Yeah.
So this guy right here did it.
Because you say you don't drive in the rain anyways.
No, it's that was another story. Last year, the year before that, we got stuck in the storms in Big Bear in like October, November, and dude, it rained so hard, and then my throttle position sensor went out, and I was like, I'm not driving down the 18 with this. Like there's no way. And so we took. Not Rattlesnake. We went the back way into like
Johnson Valley area.
Like
back towards it. Rattlesnake
Victorville area.
Down there.
Not Rattlesnake. It was Victorville area.
A little higher desert more.
Yeah. And so we took that way, but it's still I was hauling down because it holds your RPMs at like 2,300, 2,500. So I was literally just flying down the mountain. I was like, guys, you need to get out of my way. Like, just let me do this. And I was just flying down it. Like, my guys were like on the radio. Yeah, my guys were on the radio. Like, dude, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm still rolling. And they're like, you're hauling. Like, I can barely keep up with you. And I'm like, my bad. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just this is what it wants to do, or I'm smoking the brakes. You know. Dang. So I refused. Like, if I'm out there and I get caught in the rain, that's on me, you know. But realistically, like, I don't do mud, I don't do any of that stuff, and then it's a pain in the butt too.
Clean
Dude, bro, we were just talking about we're never doing mud again.
Yeah.
Last weekend we were in some mud.
Yeah,
I'm never doing mud
we went
again.
to Johnson Valley and we were at
that's right. Yeah, I
Soggy
messaged
Lake.
you guys. Yeah.
Soggy dry lake.
Soggy dry lake.
Yeah,
it wasn't
get
that
fucked.
dry.
Yeah. So see how this guy's goes over.
that is kinda
so
nice.
he kind of made it factory and then kind of popped over. And I've been talking to him on Instagram.
That's kind of cool, man.
And see, he's got the bikini top too.
Yeah.
So if he needs it. And then I was just going to leave my back window.
You could just get some material and cut it to size and do strap downs.
Yeah.
There's a guy.
Or the push pins, the push. Yeah.
In our Land Rover club, he's got it's always in Ed's shop, but it's a Land Rover Sport, all fucking on like 40s, and did the same thing. Cage, no roof anymore. It's all fucking bikini top now.
Yeah.
Fucking badass.
Yeah. So my plan is to go over the flatbed too. The cage is gonna wrap around and into the bumper.
Oh, kind of come down.
Almost pre-runner style, but you know, it's just to protect everything. And then it's gonna go around where the toolboxes are too.
Then you can mount your spare tire back there.
Yes, that's the plan. That's my final thought process on it, and it's gonna be heavy at that point. You're gonna have dump tubing everywhere and
ton of weight adding all that, dude.
Yeah, which is why I don't really want to like drive it. I would like to trailer it to like Utah now and stuff because I mean, trying to drive that. In that,
once you get to that point
or something,
yeah.
What I actually want to do, a lot of people give me crap for it. But I want to put a Volkswagen TDI motor in it.
Really?
Yeah, that's a thing that they're doing. You tune it, you put a big turbo injectors. I think you can put a bigger cam or different cam, and they're rowdy because it's torque. It's just and that's what you want, and then it's diesel.
So that's what a guy we know. We went out to Pismo. Mm-hmm. And he has an FJ40 that he swapped with a TDI.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
That thing was a beast.
Really? People don't realize that. Like, everyone's like, oh, they're so heavy. Like, you could just LS swap it. I'm like, it's actually cheaper to TDI swap it. And it sounds cool, too. I mean, obviously LS sounds awesome, but it's a diesel. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's the different factor. Like, it's like not... I haven't seen anybody on this. I think there's one guy with a TDI motor in like Riverside or something. Other than that, there's not. I
don't hear of it over here.
Yeah.
So. And there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah. What's Bleep and Jeep had like a whole thing on how they did theirs. They sell a kit for it and everything, and
like the motor mounts, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think the adapter plate to the to the AW4 trans and all that stuff. Yeah, so
yeah.
There's a lot. People do it. Obviously, it's a done deal. There's actually a Facebook page for that too. If you're interested to like do that, they have like a whole Jeep forum for TDI swaps. So it's actually pretty cool.
Nice.
But I that's when we moved to Utah. That's what I want to like. I'm gonna do it out there.
That would be dope, dude.
And a hood stack. Bam.
Oh, dude. A little flapper on it.
Yeah. And like the plan is to do like coilovers on hoops out of the hood and everything like that. Like it's gonna get fully built.
Dude, I just saw like I was like on a reel or something, and like they showed like a Jetta or something like that, and like
built.
And it's
more people are doing that.
Yeah,
now. More people are doing it.
It had a little lift on it, you know, and had like the fucking stack coming out the back with a little flapper on it and shit. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys do classic car shows, but like there was a classic one in Marietta right here, like a couple months ago.
Okay.
And we went, and there was was it a Camaro?
Oh, was that the one out in it was in Winchester or was it
Temecula?
Okay. I think they had one out in Winchester recently.
Okay.
But yeah, they do one in like Rod Run and shit like that. Old Town all the time.
Yeah. So this guy had like a Camaro, like an old 60s Camaro, and it was a street car. And he's like, oh, it used to be on like a C10 frame. It was 4-wheel drive. And I was like, huh? And he showed me pictures, and it was a fully built Camaro, like front, straight axle, everything. I mean, on like 40s almost. And I was like, dude, this is gnarly.
Who was it that
I've seen that before?
Chateau Tacoma used to be friends with somebody who had like
they own like a muffler shop. They own some kind of shop. They own something. I can't remember, but it was awesome. It was so cool to see the pictures, and
I wonder if I got a picture.
They did it. It was sweet. It was black or gray. One of those two.
Can't remember.
But I thought that was really cool. Like that to me, that's so different.
2-door XJ.
Yeah.
Oh, those are dope. Yeah.
But it's like, man, you knock out that back window, then you got to pay an arm and a leg for that window.
Yeah, the
think about
cheap.
that. Never mind. Yeah. Plexiglass, baby.
That's why I did my back window, because we were scared that when I flexed it
with some Lexan, you're good.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have Lexan in the back.
Lexan. Yeah.
We used to do that with all of our rice or
street race cars and shit like that, like Honda Civics and shit. You pop the windows, put Lexan in there, lighten them up.
My buddy Kenny, so I was looking for Lexan, but it's expensive. And I was kind of like already budget, like I was already at like, I was like, man, I gotta go to Utah still. Like and so my buddy Kenny, man, shout out to him because he brought me like 3 sheets of the exact size basically that I needed. And he's like, here you go, man. And I was like, oh, dude, you're a lifesaver. So I know he's going to listen to this. Shout out to you, Kenny, man. I appreciate it.
That's rad, dude.
Yeah, it was. And it turns out that he grew up in Ontario and he's about similar age to my parents. And like my mom, like he knows like a lot of people that my parents know. And like, I mean, we have generations in Ontario, so I can't go anywhere and meet people out and be like, oh, I know your dad or your mom or your grandpa or something, you know? So that was
somebody knows
crazy.
somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll show you a video of it. That one up front.
Oh, dang it. It just went away.
Yeah.
What year was that from? Oh, no, it was older than that. But
I think that's actually a Pontiac.
Yeah, it looks like a Pontiac. Okay. It's got the 4 headlights up front.
Yeah.
But
heck yeah, dude. He was out in Sedona wheeling. So you're talking about the Pontiac one, the gold one or whatever?
That's a different one. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like fully off-roaded out. And it's like
Firebird. That's sweet. Yeah.
We saw him in Chateau Tacoma up at the top of the 89A.
Yeah.
And they were wheeling in Sedona that day.
That's awesome. Yeah, Broken Arrow is one of my favorites. Just seeing it, just absolutely
beautiful out there, dude. Like that's
beautiful.
Like anytime like I want to take somebody like for the first time wheeling or something like that, or overlanding, you know, and get that experience, like just to give them that bug, dude. Like that's a dope place to go.
Perfect spot to do it.
Just enough little technicalness, you know, but you get the scenery with it, and it's just it's perfect out there.
Yeah, we did another trail out there. I don't know, like people could hike on it at the same time, like just like Broken Arrow, but like you're kind of like driving past them as you're going up, and it was just a small trail. It wasn't anything crazy. But we had seen a video and the guy did that one you have to make a reservation for. Is it Devil's Kitchen or Devil's?
You're talking about Soldier's Pass.
Yeah. But you could see like Devil's Kitchen or something. It's something like that. But I wanted to do it, but I was kind of like, we'll see how that goes.
It's basically like a Broken Arrow is what I hear.
Oh, really? Okay.
I heard it's shorter or something like that. It's like a smaller. It's like not like much. Like it's like $8 or something to do it.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah. We were gonna go to Backway to Crown King.
Yeah, I love that trail.
We were gonna do that until we looked up from Flagstaff down there. It's like I think another 3 hours or something. Yeah, it's far. So I was like, that's gonna kill most of our like one day for us.
Day,
I was like, maybe we'll have to make another trip out for that. But then a lot of locals in Arizona were like, hey, dude, like Cleghorn is harder than that. They're like, I mean, you can do it for the experience, but
Back Road to Crown King got washed out from what I understand.
That's what I heard too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when AIM did it, and he's on 35s.
Oh, that when he was getting stuck out there?
Yeah, he said it got gnarly.
Yeah.
But when I did it in my XJ, you know, it was they had some challenging obstacles, not like super hardcore or anything, but they were like challenging. But it was really nice. The hardest part was all the side by sides going the opposite direction. You're like trying to squeeze past and everything.
Okay.
Lots of cool like rams and stuff like that, like goats, donkeys, everything, just like hanging out on the sides.
Yeah.
It's and we get to the top. It's like an old west town in the pines, and it actually snowed on us right when we got to the top. It was really cool.
That's cool.
It was rad.
Yeah, so, for the experience for sure, I do want to go out there and do it, but probably not this trip. And then I'll drive the XJ to Arizona for sure, just to do that. I mean, if I'm solo, like, and then I'll just tell my girlfriend, like, take the daily, like, you can take the other one. That way, you and the dog are just comfortable, and you guys can cruise it, but you pay for the gas on that one. I'm already paying for mine.
Yeah, right.
But
dang, I'm over here looking for XJs. Check it out, dude. I found one with the wood paneling on the side, dude. A 91 wood panel.
There you go.
So, man,
when I first bought mine,
leather,
I was being so like, I wanted original. Knowing what I know now, I would have totally bought a 3-linked one already. You know, like, you have to go through the gremlins of it, but like, I guess I'm like, now if I were to go buy another one right now, because I'd probably wheel it too, I would definitely go buy one already full frame stiffened. Like, I'm not going through that again because it sucks. Like,
is it hard to do?
It's because the metal's so thin on the unibody, and then you're welding
like sheet metal.
Yeah. So then you're like sitting there like, you know, your heat is focused on your your heat's focused on your unibody or on your the frame stiffener, and then you're kind of just jumping over and going. And I learned how to weld on that, like, basically, and
trying to marry those two up.
It doesn't look very good, but hey, you know, like it's doing what it needs to do. But
it's holding.
Yeah, so I still need to do the centers, but I just don't want to be upside down welding that whole length of it, you know. So it sucks. So doing the stiffeners is not fun at all. There's a lot of prep work to it. There's a lot of sanding because you have to get the original undercoating off, if it still has most of it, and then sand that out, then prep it for the welding and all that. And it's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I need to I need to box my frame in.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
No.
I got to pull the bed off. I got to pull the camper off, pull the bed off just to get access in there.
Is it easy to pull your camper off or no?
Somewhat.
Does it have like the legs? Okay.
It's just.
Have you seen that guy Truck House Life on?
Yeah, I love that dude.
That thing is sweet, man.
Truck House Life. What's this?
He's got an
in
old
Alaska.
He lives in Alaska. He's got like an old 80s.
And then he's got the wood cabin on the back.
That thing is
wood
so
cabin.
shit,
With like a porch and shit.
He went out he was trying to go to the North Pole.
Yeah.
He had to turn around. Like he got snowed out on it. Yeah, that was awesome.
He's actually pretty rad. Like I've watched a shit ton of his videos.
Yeah, me too. Like when he's in Utah, just taking that thing out or something. Like, whoa, like
it's
that's
legit,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah. It made me like want to look for them, but the prices on those things are insane.
Dude, I just saw one like
the blue one.
That blue one recently.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's funny because that circulated around. I was like, "What in the world? No way, dude!"
That thing's mint too, dude.
Yeah.
That thing was in nice condition. That
For
one,
sure.
Yeah, that thing was rad too. He's a pretty good. It's funny. So I'd watch him, and he always like, "Yeah, we're gonna go snowboarding."
Yeah.
And like every time I'd watch him, like, "Oh, something happened," or "My bindings are broken." I'm like, "This guy's full of shit. He does not snowboard.
Yeah,
He's just trying like, I'm gonna go up and the whole video is about him going, and he never makes it.
Yeah.
And then finally, I got to see him. Like they took their snowmobiles out and went out in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's like dunes of. I mean, it's just snow, but like it's the same thing. Instead of doing quads, they're out in snowmobiles, and then they would take the snowmobile all the way up to the hill.
Yeah.
And then just like
jump on a snowboard or something.
They'd let the snowmobile go down the hill because they're down in the middle of nowhere. And it just like coast all, just like ghost ride it all the way down the fucking hill. Yeah. And then they snowboard back down to their.
Sick. Yeah. I know exactly what video you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's actually fucking badass.
What was the one that, he broke his back, whitewater rafting. So it was, he showed up like a video.
I didn't see that one, but I've heard that.
Oh man, dude, it was gnarly. But yeah, he does. He
gets out there, dude. Yeah, respect him.
I got hooked on him, and then because I was watching Alaska stuff, because I subscribe to YouTube. I have the whatever the
red or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that. I'll never go back to not having that.
Dude, all I watch is
$100 a month, right?
No, it's like $10 a month. 100
for YouTube
a year maybe.
Do you get like local cable access channels?
Yeah. YouTube TV and the YouTube app and stuff. It's only like $15 a month.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What?
Yeah. Someone was scamming you.
Scammers gonna be scammed, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. Dang. It's only $15 and it's great. I absolutely love, because since I'm on the road all day, I throw on a podcast and listen to it and stuff. Yeah. Which I'm glad when you told me, I was like, oh, there's a lot of episodes. I'm like, sweet. So I ran out of stuff to listen on mine on like. Because I love like true crime stuff. Like I'll listen to all that stuff. And
you're a basic white girl.
And my white girl got to me. I love listening to that stuff, dude. And like it'll get graphic. I'm like, dang, that's sweet, or like that's crazy, So it's funny. These documentaries have came out on like Ted Bundy and all that, and I'm like, dude, they skip so much information. Like you get to the YouTube stuff, and they tell you the real
into that shit.
Yeah. So you're like, this is nothing.
I don't even want to know.
Oh yeah. There's one. It's shortened. It's EWU. I have to look it up, but he basically does like police interrogations. He'll break down the police interrogation. They'll hire like they'll hire someone to like break down it, and dude, it's awesome. It's like they'll be like, see how he fidgeted his left hand right there, like he's not being honest right now. Like that's like the body language down. The body language is crazy, and they'll stop the video and explain to you like, oh, you see how he's like in a cross position, he's not comfortable type of thing, or like. I was like watching, like, man, I would fail every single one of these. Like, I fidget so much and move so much, Like
I'd fail immediately.
That's why I don't play poker, man.
Right? I can't sit still. So I was like, man, I failed already. But I love watching the breakdown. Like these people are clearly like guilty, and they're just like, no, I didn't do it. And then they argue. You get frustrated,
baby.
Yeah, you're just like, come on, dude.
Like, motherfucker, I know.
Yeah. Like it's so obvious. You are not smarter than those investigators, man.
They pulling shit.
They think they are.
Oh, it's called Explore With Us. So it's really cool. I mean, they have like 3-hour long episodes. And that'll get me to Santa Clarita and back or whatever. So I'll just be listening and be stuck on that. But I'm caught up on everything. So I'm like, I got nothing else to listen to. And then and I got you guys' podcast. So like, sweet. This is awesome.
And now you're on it.
Yeah. But I was kind of, your YouTube doesn't have as much episodes as your.
We just started doing it.
Yeah. So I was on YouTube. I was like, oh man. And then I was like, you know what? Let me check Apple. And I went on Apple. I was like, sweet. They're right there. So I started like just going through.
You can go to our website too.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how many episodes we have. Like 100 and something?
Yeah, probably 150 maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but if you go to our website, averageoverlanders.com.
Yeah.
You can just go to the stuff. Yeah, and then you can stream it directly from our website.
Sweet. Okay, that works too. Yeah. That's good to know because I mean, I just
we're on everything.
Listening,
so,
yeah. And then I like the Sean Ryan show, when he interviews vets and stuff. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I'll try to find as much stuff as I can just to keep me going while I'm
I didn't know he was a former Navy SEAL. I just thought he was some weirdo.
He's the one that he trained. What's his name for John Wick? He trained him on all his
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he did all that. So I thought that was awesome. That's
that is
really
cool.
Yeah. So I mean.
He started that podcast because he didn't know what he was going to do. He was broke. He just kind of started it, and then it took off.
And that thing will get emotional. You'll be listening to that. Like I'm like, man, if they look on the cameras on my truck, I'm probably like, man, what's happening right now? You know? So like John from Soft Road Nation, you guys had him on too. Yeah. So I put him onto that a little bit. Like, hey, dude, check this one out or whatever. And he'll text me like, I can't be crying right now. Like, I'm gonna listen to it later. Yeah. So then he'll come back like, yep, that was a tearjerker. I'm like, I told you, dude. Like, even I'm not a veteran, but like it hit home for me too. You know.
Right.
I was like, man. So. Yeah, that's awesome. But shout out to John too, man. That's one of he's a good person.
Yeah,
good guy, for sure.
Yeah, he hooked us up with that torch, and
he told me, he goes, hey, if you go over, you might drink. I was like, I don't drink, man. He's like, I know.
Right.
Yeah, he hooked us up with the torch with the little wood.
That's
and
smoker for your whiskey.
Yeah, it is. That's interesting. That I didn't
it's
know
cool, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of higher end cocktail bars do that probably for like an extra $20.
Yeah, exactly.
For
show.
Do you want some smoky essence?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I have a lot of plans left for the XJ, and I do want to build like an overland build so that we can go enjoy. Because I want to go to Montana. I want to go like a lot of the stuff you guys talk about. I'm like, I want to do that.
You ever thought of doing like a trailer or something, like a little overland trailer? You could like drop it, base camp, and then just mob out.
I did think about that. I live in an apartment, so I don't have like the most room,
storage.
You know.
Yeah.
But we're working on something. I was half debating like, do I put a rooftop tent on the Grand Cherokee, and then, but I still have my Gazelle, so it's kind of like, you know. But
see, a part of me wants to get a trailer too, but I have nowhere to park it.
Exactly.
I would if I sold my Mini Cooper, but then that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I would honestly sell my Mini Cooper for a nice trailer.
Yeah.
If I had more time to go out, I don't have time.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you use your Mini Cooper more than you would the trailer.
Well, yeah, because those are like little day trips or
quick little canyon runs and shit like that.
Canyon runs or whatever. And it's a lot of fun, and the group's really good, but, you know.
See, my dad wants to build a trailer. He's like, let's build like a whole thing. Of course he does. Yeah. Seriously, yeah.
That'd be half the fun of it, actually.
It really it is because we all get to hang out and do it together. You know, so like we kind of make it like a family thing. My brother will get involved. My mom comes out and checks everything out, and like we'll be there and doing all that stuff. So we really enjoy doing that. He's even said like, I enjoy helping you guys build your stuff.
Oh, I'm sure it's bonding time for your dad with the boys. Get to still see you guys come over. You know,
my family's so close. Man, like I haven't. So these last like 2 to 3 weeks, I've been focused on selling my grandpa's shovelhead. And, you know, doing other stuff with the Harleys. And we just recently bought a C10. We traded for a C10 62 step side. Nice. And so I've been so caught up in doing that stuff, trying to get that done, that I haven't gone to see my mom or like my dad or anything. And my mom's like, you still exist? And I'm like, yeah. Or she called my grandma's house and she's like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, we're hanging out with Gabe in the garage. And she's like, oh, he exists still, huh? And I'm like, my bad. Nice. Yeah. But I was just so focused on selling that shovelhead so we can get money to build the C10, you know, and do that. So we're kind of working on that. He can't ride his Harleys no more, so he's like, hey, like I'm trading 2 for 4, you know. So let's go. And we got that truck, and we're gonna try to finish it hopefully within 2025, and he can start mobbing around in that thing. And
that'd be rad.
And going, because he still wants to be involved in stuff. It's just
get him back out there.
Yeah, and he can't bring his leg over the bike anymore, and I don't have my motorcycle license. I would love to. I'm planning on I want to build a panhead, an old like 50s or you know, and kind of do something with one of those Harleys there. But probably when I move to Utah, I'd rather do it out there than here in California. Although Utah drivers aren't the best either. I've seen that first.
Yeah, but it's less crowded at least.
Very much so, yeah. And the other thing is, like, we've learned they're a lot slower paced than we are in California. Like, man, we went to a Jack in the Box. It took like 30 minutes for them to get us our food, and there was no line. And we were like, all of us were like, what is going on? Like, why
are you like raising the cow back there?
Yeah,
like,
but then
they're an island
you
time,
have to
man.
kind of realize we're not fast. We're California's
all
used to
its own fucking
get us
animal,
in and out.
dude.
Yeah. So that's what they say. The people that move out to those places, they do really good because we're so driven. We're so like, you know, like we're so used to working our like
force. Dude, I used to travel for work, and like they would send me all over the country and shit like that. And, like I'd be in Georgia or something like that, and I'd just be like, they're like, slow the fuck down. Like, what's going on, bro? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm not even breaking a sweat. This is normal,
bro. Like, you know,
for sure.
Gotta milk that shit or something. I don't know.
That's what happened when I started with that sewer company. Is they were some of the guys were based up in like Visalia, Central California area, and they're slower paced over there too. So when I went up there, I kind of jumped into a leadership role fast. Like I got the hang of it and I just moved on past them. And, people were like, well, why is he getting that? And they're like, cause he's working, like he's moving, guys, and they didn't understand that. But, it kind of just depends on your work ethic, I guess.
Yeah.
Keep pushing, keep going. Cause
kind of sucks though. If you think about it, but we have to be like that here, we don't get a break.
The first time we did Sand Hollow or Utah, basically, there was these young, probably teenagers with like XJs on tons and all that stuff. And I'm like, how do these kids afford it? But they live in a cheaper state, So it's just like
cost of living, man.
Yeah, big time. So I'm really hoping we get out there soon and kind of just go back.
But it pays all relative too. So like your wages may go down as well.
Yeah,
it's all relative.
I'm hoping that being that I'm moving with my company,
they'll keep you at the same pay rate.
Keep me at my pay rate.
That'd be nice.
Because man, that would be that'd be
but
awesome.
a lot of, I'm not bursting your bubble saying that they don't, but a lot of companies will then adjust pay.
They might not break it down super low because there'll be too much of a shock.
I truly don't think mine will, because we're a small company. Like I'm friends with I can go to my boss like, what's up, dude? What's going on? And like the owners basically. And I don't think they'll really drop me or anything. If anything, I'm gonna be like, can I get a raise for going out here and running this now?
You're hooking them up. They need a good guy out there.
You don't work for Amazon.
Directly.
You're a subcontractor for Amazon.
So one thing about Amazon that I didn't know is there's like subcontractors through it. So like whoever delivers out here is just one, like you can buy a piece into that. You could be like, hey, like this is my name now. Like I'm so and so, and I deliver to this region here.
Well, you see a lot of people like pulling up. They're not an Amazon van.
Well, that's the Amazon Flex. So like you can go apply to just be a driver.
It's like an Uber.
Do that. Yeah. But they're smart though, because Amazon is basically just supplying the name, and you buy, like, say you want 12 fleet vehicles, you buy 12 fleet vehicles yourself. You create your own name, and now you're this subsection out here, and then you have like this area, and then there could be another group. There could be like 4 DSPs in one location that are like sending packages out in different areas in this.
They don't have to manage, own, hire.
They don't do any of that stuff. Yeah,
it's all outsourced.
Yeah, it's actually it's smart, but it's not at the same time, because it's a lot of wasted money going through there. It's Amazon.
I don't know. Well, it may save you money in the long run, because people management and the cost of people, insurances, just to run a business, like you have to pay all these people and have a certain.
What's funny is like, so Amazon hires their own people to inspect the trucks. If there's like one clearance light out, it's a grounded truck. If the DOT tape is like cut in a certain way, they're gonna ground the truck. So it's like, you guys need those packages delivered, but yet you're gonna make it harder for them to do that, and so. I mean, it keeps us in business. It keeps us going, I got to go out there and replace 6 inches of DOT tape, and that's one of my jobs for the day.
For real?
I mean, it's not one of them. I have a lot to do, but like,
got a checklist. But that's one of the.
It's so dumb sometimes. Like, if the scratch is bigger than 6 inches, like it's got to get fixed, and you're like, well, what in the world? Like,
just drive it, dude. Like,
yeah. So it's interesting, man. Amazon is a very, very weird creature for sure on its own thing, but I mean, like I said, it keeps me going, so I'm like, right,
I mean, my shit gets to me on time, right? So it's super reliable. So whatever they're doing,
unfortunately, I hate Amazon. Don't get me wrong. I hate having to buy from there.
But workers do,
dude. And the lizard king Bezos, dude, like him and Zuckerberg, they look like lizards, man.
Yeah, I'm a real person.
They rule it.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Mark Zuckerberg went on a Lex Friedman podcast.
Yeah, he's becoming a Chad.
Well, no, he made him fill out. He's like, hands him a piece of paper, and it was like, when you had to check the box, I am not a robot, and can you identify 3 buses in this thing? So he made him like check that off to make sure he wasn't a robot.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's rad, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, it keeps me busy, but it sucks because you wrench all day at work, you do all this stuff at work, and then you got to come home and do it all again, But I mean, I love it. I love just
your own thing.
Yeah. But I don't want to burn it out either. So it's kind of one of those.
Yeah, I did that. I had a fab shop for a while.
Oh, okay.
And because me and my buddies just building shit in our garage.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, hey man, build me a bumper, or hey man, build me this, build me some hoops. I'm like, all right. And then after a while, I'm like, fuck this. I'm just gonna rent out a space and just do it there. And I did that, and then then I never never wrenched on my own truck.
Yeah, exactly.
I did fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore, dude. And like, it just, they say do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Bullshit, dude. Yeah. It's like, just ruins your fucking hobbies.
Yeah, win the lottery. You'll never work again in your life.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why, like I said, I want to start building the other Jeep to kind of not get away from the rock climb, but like be able to experience more, do more stuff, and kind of
both.
Yeah. Because like listening to your guys' podcast, I'm like, there's a whole other side of this that I'm not even like on. You know, like I need to check this stuff out.
Too.
Yeah, for sure. Spend more money.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I enjoy it though, man. It's so much fun, and like I said, your money is spent well. There's purpose to it. You get to go experience all this stuff, do all this stuff, and that's what I really enjoy about it. Is like there's so much to do and see still. So, and I don't like flying, so I'm driving wherever I go.
Same way, dude. I hate flying.
Yeah.
Like we were at the wedding, our family wedding was having out in North Carolina recently.
Oh, jeez.
And they're like, yeah, just fly out. I'm like, I wonder how I could work this so I can turn this into a trip, and I'll just drive out a few days early,
I would totally
dude.
do the same thing.
Yeah. I hate flying, dude. I've flown all over the place, and I just fucking hate it.
I've only flown once.
I get super nervous. I mean,
I do
I'll
too.
do it, but I get super nervous.
I don't like it. Yeah,
especially over open ocean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't
Bro.
get
Hit that turbulence, dude.
I've seen so many of these like plane crash
Especially recently, all this
documentaries, like the
Boeing shit,
disappearing, the Malaysian air flight.
One
like,
person is going to
what happened,
happen
dude?
to you. Yeah.
And what are you gonna do when you land?
Yeah.
You land
That's
in the water in the
my
middle of the
biggest
ocean. There's no boat
Shark's
around
gonna
you.
eat you.
That's my biggest argument. If the motor goes out on my Jeep, I can pull over. You know?
Yeah.
I can control. I'm a control freak. I'm in
Exactly.
control of
Let
the
me
vehicle.
drive the plane.
Yeah, Let me fly it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just show me what to do.
And when we fly to Europe, dude, oh my god.
That's a long flight.
I know.
You guys
over the
already went, or
Atlantic.
you're going?
Yeah, early December. I'm going with my
really?
wife. Yeah.
Okay.
But dude, you get to fly over that Atlantic, bro.
Just like flying to Hawaii and shit's fucking sketch, dude. Like the takeoffs and landings are my fucking.
I heard
thing.
that's
hate
super humid out there. I sweat too easily
Hawaii?
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
I sweat way too easy for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I sweat
couldn't
easy
do-
too, bro.
Yeah. I'd be dying. I'd be miserable more than anything. I just like, get me off this place. Like, I want to go back home.
Fuck, don't go to Florida, man.
Oh no, I could never.
Or Louisiana.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
I couldn't do none of that stuff. I'll drive around. I'll go visit real
Got
quick.
your
I'm
AC?
in and out.
Yeah.
That's why I got the new Jeep.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was looking for another vehicle. Like I want to do something like you got with the camper and the truck and everything, because that's ideal right there for sure.
It's nice.
Yeah, and then
You just pull up, pop up, done.
What's the idea? Because I got the Land Rover out there too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eventually want to trail that thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll just pull that somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pull the Land Rover off,
sure.
and it's all beat up, so I can just take that on trail, beat it up a little bit, not worry about it, and then.
Yeah, if you guys, I really think you should. If you guys haven't gone up to Duck Creek and explored that, just even stay a night. Oh, dude, it's awesome.
Sounds right.
It's really cool. There's just like on Mojave where they got the lava tubes.
Yeah.
There's caves out there that were formed from volcanoes, and you can like climb down,
go down
in
in them
there.
and shit. That's
one
right.
of them.
I love that shit.
One of them is like it gets smaller as you go, and then next thing you know, you're army crawling to get out of the other side.
fuck no, fuck
I don't
no,
know, dude. I'm the same way. I didn't go.
I'm not
through it.
doing that.
I went to the point where I had to kneel and look, and I was like, I'll watch you guys, and I watched them, and I was like, I'll see you back on the other side, and I climbed back out and went around. But it's pretty cool though, just to see that stuff. I mean, there's a lot to do out there.
I love that kind of shit.
There's a
Yeah.
little city in there, and we'll go to like the mom and pop pizza store and like kind of just see everybody there, and they're really cool. I really like going out there, and it's not far away from Cedar City. It's probably like 40 minutes down the mountain if you need to grab stuff. And like us, our first night this year, I woke up and I was basically laying on the floor on my mattress, and my girlfriend's like way up here, and I'm like,
the air mattress.
the air mattress had a hole in it.
That's the worst.
So I was like, I'm not sleeping like this again. So we went down and bought a new mattress.
Got a new one.
So.
Okay, yeah, I found it. So Duck Creek Village. Yeah, dude. It's like yeah, dude, that's not bad.
Look up Strawberry Point. Look, it's just out of the way.
Yeah, it's near Angel's Landing. There's St. George, and it's above St. George.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes north of St. George, where Cedar City is, and then you got another like 45 minutes up the mountain.
Yeah,
to
you have to go to the right.
You're going east. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. That's cool, dude.
But, it's a gorgeous like area for sure, just to be able to camp and do, especially for you guys. Like if you were on your way somewhere, like that's the perfect
Good stopping off point.
Yeah.
Zion Overlook.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So wait, so Zion is near?
It's about an hour and a half to get down there.
Yeah,
'Cause you're cutting
Zion's
through.
kind of southeast of that.
Oh, I see Zion National Park. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
far at all. Let me see here.
I didn't really, because I've never really been to Zion. I've never really done all that.
Let me see if it'll load right now.
Sorry, I'm looking at the Google Maps right now.
Yeah, that's what I just did. So
Yeah.
Strawberry Point, I mean, this person's picture doesn't really do it justice, but like it's like pink and like it just looks beautiful out there. It's just an
Yeah, all the
overlook.
colors and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's pretty rad.
So it's awesome,
Beautiful
man.
country out there. So
Oh
I mean,
yeah, that's why we want to move. I fell in love, man. I was like, this is amazing, and then you got San Hollow. See, here's a good picture of it.
Oh yeah, and Red Rock and the green trees.
Which one is that?
That's a Strawberry Point. That's maybe like 20 minutes from camp. So it's really
and you
nice.
can camp out there. It's like free.
Oh, there's tons of
yeah,
for sure. That's all I do. I don't like camping. I don't like people near me. I don't.
Is
like,
it hard to get to? Like, do you have to do a bunch of obstacles? Is it just like a fire road?
It's fire roads, but like it splits. Like, dude, there's sometimes it must be the time of year we go, but when we first get there's like 13 trailers like lined up with like side by sides and stuff, and they're just coming through. Like they stay for the night and then they go. There's like a huge room though. You could drive your truck in no problem.
So my Porsche could make it no problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. My girlfriend drove her Corolla there.
Oh,
and she parked her Corolla at camp, and like it was funny because we left at 4 a.m. From Lytle Creek basically, and she woke up at like 6 a.m. and then left on like the Ontario Mills at like 7 a.m. ish and met us in Cedar. Like she got there at the same time we got to Cedar City.
Oh, for real?
We're a bunch of slow X's.
Going slow, yeah.
So she just like
just cruising.
She was moving, but she made it like fast. I was like, well, that's awesome. Like that's good to know that we could. It's so close. It's because that's where we're planning on.
It's
moving.
Actually not that bad of a drive.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
We did just like a little quick weekend getaway up to like
That's the point of this new
St.
Jeep
George
is for us to be able to do exactly that. Go up for the weekend and come back and not be like dead tired from driving the XJ the whole time. You know.
Yeah, you could like leave on a Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, and still get in. You get in late, but whatever. It's like driving up to Mammoth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
6 hour drive.
It's actually closer.
Yeah,
it's closer than Mammoth.
Yes. Yeah. Mammoth cost me more money to get to than it did for me to go to because like I said, I fill up in Vegas and then I fill up again in Cedar City and and then going to Mammoth is expensive on gas.
Yeah,
it
hurts. $6 a gallon.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, I'm good. We're gonna go to Utah. Like last Mammoth trip, I told my girlfriend I was like, hey, next time we're just gonna go to Utah. This was stupid. Like we should have just went to Utah. This would have been a lot better.
I mean, I love the 395. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, right now gas is stupid.
Yeah, it hurts going up that way. I really want to go, but it's so much cheaper just to go to Utah. We can just go up there and
save yourself a couple $100.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're already off the 15. So
yeah, it's right off. I mean, we just jump up and we go and just we're there quick because that's I left on a Sunday morning or I left one morning anyway. Maybe it was Friday and it was like 3 a.m. in Utah when I left and I got to Ontario at 8 a.m. Perfect. Although time just jumped backwards. So technically it took 6 hours, but still I made it with like through everything no problem and then went and visited my grandpa for a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna go home and take a nap, dude. I'm tired. And that was that. So I was like, dude, that's awesome to know because if we move out here and something happens, I can be home quick. That's the biggest thing.
Not too far away.
No, that is cool. I didn't realize because like when I think of Utah, I think of like Salt Lake.
Way
up.
Yeah, if you're going to Moab, it obviously is
if you guys haven't camped in that area, oh man, I got some spots.
I've never even been to Zion, so I want to go to Zion, dude.
So there's a spot right next to Zion. I can't think of the name. I'll get it for you, but. When you're over in St. George, Hurricane, that area, it's Red Rock is dry desert, right?
Yeah.
You go into this spot and I think it's a reserve or something, but a reservation, but it's all water, greenery and everything, and you can camp right on the water. And I was like, this is right next, like it's right here. You would have never known if you wouldn't have just drove up there. One of the locals actually, I stopped to get gas that morning. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, we're probably gonna drive into Zion. He's like, nah, you don't want to do that. He's like, go here. This is way better. And I was like, okay. And we did it. Oh, dude, it was so worth it. It was so cool to see.
Avoid all the
send me that, dude.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's awesome, man. It's really cool to see. But yeah, if you haven't like done too much exploring in southern Utah, there's so much to do.
I camped at Sand Hollow on the lake in September when it was blazing hot in 2022.
Oh, yeah, that definitely doesn't sound fun.
No, I mean it was fine. We went out in the lake.
Yeah.
If you're on the water, but
I'm not a water person. I like playing in the dirt.
yeah, same. I'm not a big I like.
Well, we were just
sitting on the edge of the ocean,
to cool down.
on the shore of the lake.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going in.
It was for the trip with all the summer camp out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. There's so much to do out there, man. It's you could easily spend a week and be like, man, we didn't even like scratch the surface, and it's so close that it's kind of like, all right, cool, we'll come back and do this next time or figure something out, so
I'd drive up there again. There was a cool thing that I went up with Open Road for Two and Allie.
Yeah, that's right.
And we did that whole thing. I don't know exactly where we were, to be honest. But I remember having fun in Utah.
Yeah.
Southern Utah.
Yeah.
Red Rocks is really cool.
Yeah, Rob and Avis live out in St. George.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're right there. Overland V1.0. That's their backyard.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm so excited for is just to have all that right there once we finally do move, But it's just a matter of doing it. It's a matter of getting out, man. That's always the hardest thing. But yeah, I do want to do more just normal camping. Like I said, like listen to you guys stuff. I'm like, this is awesome. Like that's the way to go right there, and just start like meeting kind of the overland community because I haven't really like jived with with that side. Not anything against it. It's just I just haven't done it.
It's a different crowd.
Yeah. And that's what's
All
crazy.
the rock crawlers make fun of them.
Yeah, that's what rock crawlers hate us,
But realistically, they probably hate on you because we have to like sleep in tents and like do all this other stuff. Like I mean, some of those guys got trade. They got money. I don't. So
we're not like some of us. Yeah, we're just doing a little fire road. Some of us do some shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you went down the escalator or that whatever it's called, and I mean that's pretty rough to have a big rig like that go down. That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, like White Mountains and shit like that. Like Crystal Cone Pine Forest. That thing was fucking gnarly. They beat the shit. I put a giant hole in the side of my fucking camper. You know? Yeah.
Wow.
There's
you were out with Sean and Adam.
Yeah, Adam and Nate. Yeah.
Black Bear Pass too, Colorado.
I've been wanting to do that. People keep telling me not to, but I probably will at some point.
In the truck?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen people do it in a full size.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just a matter of being careful, you know, but
be a little more technical on those hairpin turns and shit like that. Yeah, I'm not trying to mob it, but yeah.
I wouldn't take the XJ because the brakes just don't work.
That's the only thing that scares me is my brakes suck on the Tundra. And
well, it's because it's heavy.
Yeah. Well, just even stock straight out the box, they fucking they're known for having shitty brakes, and then throw all that extra weight on there. It's like, meh.
Yeah. No, that's definitely something that I do want to try out, but again, I won't take the XJ.
You just throw it in fucking manual.
That's what I do. Put it in 4 low and then
first gear. Just
my lockers are stuck while I'm trying to make a U-turn.
Yeah, just creep that bitch down the hill, dude. You're good. But
Oh, shoot.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah, that was a good.
Wait, fuck me. We'll have to go up camping sometime.
I want to go up in Utah now.
I know. Take us to Utah, dude.
I need to buy an XJ and I need to go to Utah. That's like literally what I've been doing.
You show us where to go. We'll provide the camp, and we'll bring the kitchen. And
I know. My girlfriend would love that because she likes to cook. She's the camp.
All right, she can cook.
She goes out and stuff.
I've literally sized down all of my gear now that I went from a truck to that.
Oh, okay.
And so I used to have a really cool cook setup and everything. Used to bring all these things. I've been slowly getting smaller. Now I'm down to like a jet boil and a small 2-burner
fold up,
kind of little fold and go type deal.
I'm still building like my whole campsite. I'm sure it's gonna be the same thing. I buy a bunch of stuff. I'm like, we don't need that.
Don't need all this shit.
You constantly change it and do different stuff because I know I am. I'm constantly just like, that didn't work for us here. Let's try this and. It sucks, but it's like it's also part of the fun, you know. You just kind of learn and
figure
you got
it out.
stories
New
for
toys,
later. For sure. And then that's what I look forward to. That just like, hey, like this is a cool idea. Like let's try this, and then and try it, and then be like, well, we packed way too much stuff this trip, and then try to downsize for the next one and do all that. Which I actually need to do that soon because I like doing weekend trips. Like you guys were out in Cougar, and I was like, that's awesome. Like I want to go so bad, but I had a lot of stuff going on, so I was like, I'll stay home and not damage my Jeep because it just tends to happen.
I know you said you're like, I might be out there tomorrow. I'm like, that's why I'm like, you gonna make it this week?
So there's a group on Facebook called like 4x4 Friends, and they're like SoCal for the most part, like San Diego based or something. And they were out there, and I was like, I'll go. But then it was just like, so much stuff happened. I was like, I just went out there last weekend. Like, do I really want to pay for gas again to drive out there and do all that? That's where it gets
expensive.
Rough.
Man. We used to go out like every weekend during COVID.
Yeah,
because
it's cheap.
It's cheap. Gas was way cheap. That's when Trump was president. Not to say, but I'm just saying that was a big thing.
Yeah.
That everybody talks about.
Yeah,
so
dude, that's what was nice. It was like, fill up the tank real quick, let's go. And it was like you said, every weekend we were going, and now it's like, maybe not this weekend.
Like even just going up local, I'm like, that's gonna cost me $100, man.
I've been wanting to go to B Canyon again, and I'm like,
it's right there.
That's far from me. You
for
know?
you,
and then I'm just like, I gotta drive back, and I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, for us, it's like hitting Lytle Creek for you or something. You know,
my Jeep hates Lytle Creek.
Really?
Every single time I go, I overheat. Although this new setup, I probably won't, but. I broke a shock mount on Lytle Creek on just the fire road to get to the main, like 306.
Maybe I'm not going the right areas in Lytle. I've only been Lytle Creek twice, I think.
Okay.
And I did it one time, where I learned this now. You're not supposed to cross the fucking riverbed. I got chewed out.
What?
So when you go up the little fire road, the main road, and you pass the gun range. Yeah, and then
it opens up.
It kind of opens up, and then everybody cuts across the riverbed.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to cross the riverbed.
Who said that? There's trail like
I
everybody
know
does that.
everybody does that, but we were out there doing a trail cleanup with the Forest Services,
Yeah.
and they were fucking chewing people out left and right for crossing through there.
I've
But I'm
never
like,
heard that.
How else are you supposed to get across?
Yeah,
Because there's trails right there.
Yeah. Well, there is a designated path at the very top.
That's what I think. They want you to push all the way through that road, go all the way, loop around.
You can't get to 306 like that. You have to drive down the lake bed, or not the lake bed, the river crossing bed. You have to drive down to get to the other part of 306.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how else you're supposed to. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Because the first time I went, we crossed through that, not knowing or whatever, and then you get to some other campsites up there. Yeah, they're all trashed, which sucked.
Yeah.
So that kind of like, I'm like,
there's
this
a
place
hiking trail to get to Baldy from there.
And then I've seen other people go up. Like I went another way, and we ended up out by Cleghorn somewhere. Dropped us out over there.
Oh yeah. You went Swarthout Road or something. You went down that way. Yeah. And
then, but like I've seen other people go out there, and they've got like a bitchin' campsite with amazing views. I'm like, so I don't know. I haven't explored there enough.
There's a farther point you go up more, and then it opens up to a whole nother area, and that's pretty nice.
That's probably what I'm missing. I just haven't gone far enough out in there.
I gotta figure out what time of year to go where there's not bugs. I hate getting, cause I get bit bugs, up. I get bit up, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not sitting in this. There's no way I'm going to stand
once
around.
It starts getting cold is when you go. But
yeah. Well, I want to do some snow camping, and Lido will get some snow, so that'd be pretty sweet just to experience.
Have you been up there recently? Because all the fires, it was closed down.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was open or not.
I don't know if Lido's open, but I know like Cleghorn and Pilot opened back up, and a lot of them Big Bear trails opened up.
Yeah, like a good chunk of like the outskirts of like.
I know Lido did get because Baldy got hit.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but. Yeah, I've done a lot of exploring in Lido. I think I've hit every section of it. Yeah, I'm my guy that's like all colored out through there completely. And there's a trail that leads in the far back that leads to Baldy. And I was like one turn away from it, and it got sketchy. It was like snow packed like hard through there, and then it was just a drop. There was nothing there, and I was like, you know what? I was like, never mind, we're not going to do this. And that's the closest I've gotten in there, and that was it. So
that'd be rad. Get all the way up to Baldy.
Yeah, it took you right up. Like it was definitely doable, but that gate is never open. Like it's like it's a rarity. Like guy will show you when the gates are open and closed and stuff. And like I remember I went up and I was like, did they cut the chain or is it actually like open, and we went in and didn't have no issues until we got all the way. Like we were almost, I was like, yes, we're gonna make it, and then nope, turn around. I was like, dang. But yeah, Lido's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do out there, and it's just it's like my Jeep eats up gas going up there because it's like all uphill getting there, and then you're just like, man, like it wants to overheat, and like I said, now I fixed it. Hopefully we're good on that, but yeah, that's local camping for me. That's
right there,
and then,
backyard.
Of course, Big Bear burns, so it's like, well, we're gonna see. I actually wanted to come up and camp in Idlewild. And kind of do a little bit of camping there too, and I just want to get out and just do more weekend stuff, and just kind of just enjoy it. Like we work so much every day, like just go take a break, unplug, and relax.
The big trips are rad, but it's so hard to logistics
and do all that stuff.
It's expensive, so just to get that fix every once in a while, like like I try to go out at least once a month.
Oh, there you go.
Even if it's just like something stupid and local, just to get out, be under the stars, just kind of reset a little bit.
I want to do like some Ocotillo, some Anza.
Yeah, now's the time. It's starting we were just talking about that when we were out in Johnson Valley. We're like, ooh, it's desert season, baby. It's cooling down.
I like to go play in the 4x course in Truck Haven right there.
Oh yeah.
I like to go in there and mess around.
Your truck would be rad in there.
It's fun. It's a good time. I haven't been in like 2 years, so I'm like, all right, we got to go again soon.
I fucked up my bumper in the Land Rover there. I was going through the tube thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was like the last one. I came out and I just dropped it. And it just fucking slammed on my rear bumper, just enough to fucking push it up, but my back hatch wouldn't open up on my on the disco.
I was with you.
No, it was a different time. I went with Zoe. Just me and her went out there one time, and we were playing around on there.
I remember going with you though.
Yeah, you and I have done
local. Like we've done like a day trip. We just go out there, go wheeling, and then turn around and come home.
Yeah, it's like a 3-4 hour drive or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, which way would you guys go up through Warner Springs area, or would you go up to 15?
We go Warner Springs.
Yeah, Warner Springs. That's a night. I love driving through that area.
Dude,
it's out of the way.
Just had a Mini Cooper run through that area.
Really?
Yeah.
That Garage 79.
Yeah.
They're doing
I saw
that. I sent that to you. Yeah, they're doing a little trail run.
I literally just did that.
Yeah, the High Point Truck Trail up to the Palomar Observatory.
Yeah. I've done that. Yeah. The drop in from Warner Springs area into Ocotillo or into, I guess that's terrifying. That's a high. Like you're coming downhill like fast. Like
you're talking about Julian.
No, not Julian. When you're coming out through Warner Springs and then you come down into what's that, Anza, or is it
Oh, I know.
Oh, the
'Cause
white
it
big
splits
ass.
off.
Dude, that
We go to Fish Creek Trail, which is off to
Yeah,
the right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you go to the left, that's
Yeah.
what you're talking about because you go up and then you drop down.
Yeah, it's a big drop. Like, I mean, it's just it's not like you're gonna fall over, but it's like one of those like, oh wow, like this is, if you lose brakes, you're gone.
The way we
like,
go is a very gradual.
okay.
It's a little bit longer of a route, but it's
You get way better gas mileage.
yeah.
Fish Creek.
The only thing that sucks though, you get sometimes like you'll get stuck behind all the trailers, motorhomes and shit. And they're just putting along. You're like,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Fish Creek is a good spot to camp to. We did one campsite there once, and I want to go back and do. I want to do that. Was it Diablo drop off?
Yeah, the drop off.
I want to do that, and then there's a Jeep,
squeeze.
There's a Jeep to the squeeze. I want to do that for sure. Yeah,
I want to do it in the tundra. I've seen another dude do it in the tundra. I've done it in the Land
Not
Rover.
with your.
I was gonna say
Camper
that's
on.
not.
I
Isn't
don't
that,
know. I might be able to pull it off. I kind of want to try.
I want to be there. Let me know when you go.
I just got to put my wheel up onto the fucking rock a little bit
God.
more.
I want to
Have
know
fun,
when you go.
dude.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Hey, it's tether season, baby. I'll be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other? What was I gonna say?
And there's a lot of cool there's so much shit out there to explore. Like the fucking
See, I haven't
the
got to
wind
explore much
caves
of it.
out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I like it when it's colder because there's no snakes.
Oh
Or
yeah,
less
for sure. I
snakes.
agree with that.
Then
Yeah.
I can bring my dog and not worry.
I
So
see the
I worry
tarantula
about
ones. Yeah.
the rattlers.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about.
bunch of history stuff. Like there's like
See, I like that
pumpkin
stuff too.
patch you can go
Yeah,
to.
pumpkin patch is awesome.
Gas dome.
Yep. I saw a guy fall in gas domes last time we were there.
For
He was
real?
backing up to take a picture of like
shut
the
up.
view, and he got
Walked
all
right
the way
into
up
it?
to his hip, dude.
No
I was
way.
like, oh, that's
nasty.
what? It's a volcano that's bubbling
up
the
natural
gases and stuff.
springs.
Yeah.
of,
Didn't
like,
we go
mud.
there? It's like muddy. Yeah, okay, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to ride our dirt bikes there
Yeah.
at night and just kind of like hang out over there. And
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
It's a good area.
Yep.
But man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Something about
All the metal statues out there too. You can go out there in the Brago.
yeah, the dragon, all that stuff. Yeah,
Dude, but pro tip: there's the Stagecoach Inn, I believe. It's on the way. They have the big. It says ice cream when you're on your way out there. It's near the metal art area.
just before
Okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
It's on the 79.
79.
Yeah, I haven't got to
On your
explore
way
that.
out there,
Okay,
dude, that place, I had the best club sandwich I've ever had in my life. And then what's his face, Land Cruiser dudes, Mark,
yeah.
he went out there with his parents and they had a steak dinner for their anniversary. He was
Oh,
like,
at there?
yeah, it's
Really?
like good. It's like a local watering
Yeah,
hole.
we used to stop
Like they
there.
have a full bar. They have a pool table. It's a real small little restaurant.
right.
Like I want to go out there just hang out with the locals,
Yeah,
dude.
Dude,
Like,
I used to live it when I lived in Anza. We would drive through there, and that was our stopping off point.
where in you? I didn't even know people lived over there.
In Anza?
Yeah, Adam does right now.
Not Anza Borrego.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
But there's the town of Anza, which is
that
like
makes more sense.
Awonga,
Gotcha,
right there.
Okay,
it's the base of like freaking Thomas Mountain.
Yeah.
I've never been to that too. I still need to try that out.
Fun. Yeah, it's,
I
a nice
heard
little, it's a good little
alright.
camping
Yeah,
spot,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, we used to like me and my foreman would always stop there. That's where we'd stop every day on the way home, get a 6-pack of beer, and we'd hang out, have a beer before we got home at the bar there.
Yeah.
They have like a little bar and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to explore that whole back six. Like I said, I've only done
Like
two.
Black Mountain's fucking dope. Yeah,
Black
Thomas
Mountain's
Mountain.
closed November 1st.
Oh, they're closing.
The last day that they're open is
snow.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they shut
gotcha.
it down.
I did Beacon. Is it
Yeah, BK
Yeah, I
is
did that in
right
the snow.
below.
Yeah, I did in the snow in the Subaru. Man, we made it past the water crossing.
Okay.
And like right after the water crossing, it got snowed out, and the Subaru was just like, "No,
Not
you're
having
not
it."
doing this." We had to turn around and come back, but it was fun.
I've never even done B Canyon.
It's a scenic route. It's cool. There's no like.
It's right below.
Or you know what? Maybe we did it on the way back because you go through Orange Groves.
Yeah.
And that's
Right
like
by
a
that fire
Scientology
station?
center.
No, not that.
No, yeah. Every time I do it, it's at night, so I've never done it during the day.
Yeah, it's like right below Thomas Mountain, basically the same general area. Like, so if we're coming up from Lake Hemet, and there's that fork where we go left, and we kind of head up towards.
Yeah, you go right.
And you go right. I don't know if that trail we took out that one time, if that was B Canyon, or if that was just another random trail that we ended up on.
That's what I remember. That with
That's
Patrick.
what you're thinking of. Yeah, yeah.
It drops you off at the fire station. At
Yeah,
the
the
bottom.
fire station. You got to go through some. Feels like you're driving through somebody's property. Like
Yeah,
Orange Grove.
yeah.
yeah.
Is that B Canyon or no?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I
we
said, I've only done
never
that
did a
night.
water crossing, so it's probably.
It
Oh, okay,
dries
the-
up though. It's not always flowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like a little puddle you splash through. Depends on what time of year you're.
Yeah, I've seen people like full on.
Yeah,
in
sometimes
the woods.
it's
I'm like,
like-
no way.
Yeah, sometimes it's pretty legit.
Yeah,
but-
no. I haven't been in a while actually, so I think that'd be fun to go do that again too.
Yeah, I know people go up there shooting a lot.
Yeah, so there's a shooting range, right? Like there's or not shooting,
It's
but
not necessarily a range, but yeah,
It's BLM, isn't it?
BLM.
Yeah,
so it's
correct.
a good spot for people to.
Yeah, well, shoot, you'll have to let me know when you guys do Anzacs. I'd be interested in going.
Yeah,
up
pretty
and
soon,
checking
probably
it
like
out.
next month or something. Well,
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm literally personally. I was just looking at it with my wife earlier today.
So
I'm
busy.
booked every single weekend until the new year.
Dang.
yeah,
Literally.
I'll probably try to sneak out in December. I think. I kind of just thinking that November we got weddings, we got all kinds of shit going on.
Well, yeah, we have his bachelor party, the wedding 2 weeks later.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck.
My birthday's in December, so I'm always like, hey guys, like
Where we going?
birthday trip, yeah, let's do something. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty picky about like, I guess you'd say like the people that I camp with. Like you don't want to be somewhere where someone would be like a bad time.
Jared's
you know?
very picky. That's why we never camped
I
together.
don't know if I can't with this guy anymore. Fuck that. I learned my lesson.
No, like there's some people like we've camped with. And it's like, dude, that guy was rowdy. Like that was sketch. You know.
Yeah,
I'm
some
not
people
doing
get a
that
little too
again.
wild at camp.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be on that same level. So you
for
kind of
sure.
pick and choose, figure it out.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You don't want to be like us. We go to Utah. You don't want to be stuck with some random person in Utah. You're like, man, dude, this sucks.
Fucking
You know, you can
really
always
get for
move
you the whole
but-
time,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I'm really picky about that. And then you just kind of watch the way they talk to the people around. You know, if someone's disrespectful, you don't want to start drama with them over there too. So I'm super like, hey, that guy was cool. Like we can camp with him again. And like my group right now, they're solid dudes. So I'm like, yeah, I
you got
enjoy
dialed.
camping. Yeah. Yeah, but I always like
It
like
always
to
changes too because people's lives change. Like
Yeah,
we've
of
had
course, yeah.
different groups, and then people get
Yeah.
busy. Kids are
Yeah.
born, shit like that. Can't go out anymore. Sold
Yeah.
vehicles.
Nah, there's always new people
Yeah.
to meet and
It
do
rotates a
stuff,
bit,
for
but
sure.
But yeah, like you said, like I'd like to keep it small at camp. I
Yeah.
don't like the big groups anymore. I
Yeah,
just want
for
to
sure.
chill, keep it quiet.
That's the worst because then you got again. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't jive with someone else, and then it just doesn't work
I'm
out.
fucking old, dude. Like I remember like a recent trip I went out and like I think it was my first time camping with this group, and I'm like, fuck, how's this gonna play out? And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Everybody at like 8 o'clock, like, yeah. So I think we're gonna turn in. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yep.
I don't have to stay up till 1 a.m. and pretend
the
like
weird
I'm
thing
fucking
about
cool.
Utah is it's like it's so dark, and you're like, man, like what time is it? And it's like 10, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the? Oh no, I'm sorry. It stays bright late
Longer,
and
yeah.
then by 11 it's like pitch black, and you're like, it's got to be like 3 a.m. and
Yeah.
it's just like 11 o'clock, and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to bed, guys.
Yeah.
I'm done. So
Yeah, we did that like when we'd go like we're up in like Idaho, and it was like 11 o'clock, and it was still kind of light out.
yeah.
Because it's just like, what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on, dude? It's
Dude,
crazy.
last weekend I went to bed early.
Yeah,
Remember, like everybody was still like partying by the fire.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
It's funny because like right now it's past my bedtime right now. My normal like
What is it? Oh yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
for me.
I'm hungry,
Yeah.
dude. I haven't even eaten dinner.
Yeah, I'd have dinner. I'd be fucking brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed, put on some YouTube. Shit to watch.
Actually, this is when I get home from work.
normally, yeah.
I leave at 5 and I get home at 8
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. You said you're
because I work and I
that
sit in
drive.
traffic.
Yeah, that's rough.
And I didn't have my little Tesla yesterday. Had to drive the Porsche.
You actually had to drive. You can just.
I know,
But was
and
that
then I had
more
to fill it
comfortable?
back up. Yeah, it's way more comfortable.
Okay.
Tesla's comfortable, but that
It's a
thing's
Porsche.
super-
Yeah, for sure.
It's got
That
this.
makes sense.
It's like a lazy boy furniture, like I'll sit in your seat.
Oh yeah. That's true. I mean, that's how the new Jeep feels too, compared to the the Corbeau seats.
Dude, it's so funny. Like Land Rover,
Yeah.
known for luxury, and like mine's a 1996 Land Rover. So like I get it, and I'm like, this was luxury.
Right,
Like, people thought this was like
Back
the
in '96.
It was,
96
yeah.
was luxury, but right now I'm like, this is fucking
That's
garbage,
funny.
dude.
Yeah,
Like, I'm like, fuck, this seat sucks. Everything's plastic and cracked and falling
Yeah.
apart. And I'm like, oh, okay, but yeah, technology.
It was nice one day.
Right, exactly.
back
And it
in
was
the day.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Top
name
dollar for that shit.
Someone took a loan out on that thing. Dude.
Yeah,
A very big loan.
What engines are in those?
4.0.
It's the 4. What don't
It's a
they share
Jaguar
with
motor?
Oh, it's Jaguar. Okay.
I think it was. Yeah.
Is there some Chevy in there too?
I don't know if Chevrolet. I know Ford had a
Was it
hand in
Ford?
there for a
Okay.
minute.
Yeah, that's when Ford owned them
Yeah.
back in the early 2000s.
Oh, that's like
Yeah.
Jeep
Or like
It's
mid-
Dodge.
2000s.
Yeah, they've been
and,
passed around.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
well,
Chrysler.
isn't your transfer case the same transfer case? as,
Toyota.
like, Toyotas?
Yeah. I got the transmission, the AW4,
Transmission, that's what it was, yeah.
and then it's got the Chrysler rear end, and
Yeah,
so it's
8
just-
1/4.
it's-
I had that, yeah.
So mine is a 97, so it's the first year of the body or the facelift, but it's also a one-off year. So if your trans goes out, you have to put a 97 trans in it, or the computer. It's one of those. It's either the computer or the trans. You have to get a 97, or it doesn't drive with
wanna-
it. Yeah. But I still have the old school style intake manifold. I don't got the 98 or the 99 horseshoe bend or whatever style manifold, and then. I think I have the okay head though. I don't have the aluminum head.
I had the aluminum
that was
head, but it was
2000.
only certain. There's a serial number.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't in that, and I never had problems with mine.
Yeah.
Warp or nothing.
Yeah, but of course I was like, I would like my 90. It's a 97, so it's a one-off year type of thing, and then our C10 is a 62, which is also like the last year of torsion bars before they went to 5 lug and coiled front ends. I'm like, so we would get that one too for like the other vehicle to work on. Like we just had to make it hard, you know. But yeah.
Well, dang, dude, I'm hungry. I want some dinner.
Yeah, I work tomorrow morning.
Oh, do you really?
I took some overtime. I don't work at 2 a.m. But
I'm like, holy shit, dude, I feel bad now.
No. I work. I think I have to be there at 6. So I'm like, this is easy. But and then I'm going to like I said, I'm gonna be back out here tomorrow for a car show. So we'll be here all day in this area.
What car show are you going to here?
Hippie Killer Hoedown. It's like a
Hot rods, right?
hot rods and Harleys and stuff like choppers and stuff. So
right, cool.
it's in Winchester. So we'll be here with my grandpa, and then tomorrow.
Maybe that's the one I was hearing about. I know I heard about a car show somewhere in
More than
Winchester.
likely, that's what it is. Then yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's we'll be there all day tomorrow.
Right.
So I was like, I drove out here, and then I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna drive out here again.
Oh shit!
No big deal. No big deal. I'm driving my grandpa, so I gotta go home and pick him up tomorrow after work.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, it's been great talking to you guys.
Thanks for coming on, man. It's your first podcast, right?
Yeah.
Did great.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have to hit a camp. camp out sometime.
Yeah, I'm down
Once
for
we
that.
once we start doing desert.
We'll have to talk to Neal too. I enjoy camping with Neal.
Dude, Neal's a great guy,
fun.
dude.
Yeah.
I've been out to Fish Creek with Neal once before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll take.
We gotta camp on the north side of Fish Creek because you can still get to the Diablo
you
drop
just gotta
off
go
all that
the
stuff.
back route in.
And it has like more like big bushes and a little bit
Yeah.
more privacy. It's not like wide open desert.
Yeah.
You know, I like that area.
Oh, I've never been on that side.
I only did it once.
Okay.
It was really nice.
We'll have to do that because the only time I've camped with Neal was, like I said, Bradshaw, and we had a good group. It was fun, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be really cool. We'll have to do something.
Yeah.
Same thing with John. I've been trying to camp with John forever.
He barely camps
I
anymore.
know.
dude.
I always give him crap about that. I'm like, man, dude, like, so I'll see him on Sunday, but
Yeah, give him some shit. No.
yeah, he's coming to my lady's 30th birthday party.
Oh,
so,
yeah, right.
we'll
that's
do
cool.
something there. Yeah,
Tell me, said what up.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Right on.
I was actually gonna bug him because I got some solar questions.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's the man. Dude, my girlfriend will pitch ideas to him when she's got stuff going on. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. And I'm like, hey, dude, you're making me real broke.
Yeah, don't shut up. No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on,
It's
man.
been a
You got
pleasure,
any more
man.
shout outs? Or?
Yeah, but
I mean,
plug anybody.
my guys know who they are. You know,
All right.
everybody knows, and I'm sure they'll be listening, and I'm sure the family will tune in too. So.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Nice.
Hopefully, it'll get some views. Hopefully, it'll be a good one.
Yeah. So like, yeah,
That
like,
was a good one. I'm over here the whole time because I'm so inspired by your XJ stuff.
Oh, jeez.
I'm all like trying to buy an
I'm gonna buy
XJ,
some.
dude.
You want a headache?
yeah.
I'm on Marketplace over here.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like this is live right now, but we'll actually air it, or
yeah,
it'll be
for sure.
available for everybody on next Friday.
Okay, cool.
Just if
Yeah.
for family and
Ben.
shit, so they know.
Oh yeah. Everyone's already been asking like when you. I was like, I don't know. I haven't even done it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
so-
now.
Yeah. no, but-
I'm gonna do a shout out for I'll be at Rig Fest in San Clemente. I don't know if you're busy.
When?
It is on where's the date? Oh, November 2nd from 12 to 4
Oh,
in
dang.
San Clemente.
There's a lot of stuff going on that day.
at Rom Beer. I don't know if it's Rom Beer or Rome Beer.
Yeah, I just
ROM.
got that from Mark.
Oh, is he going out there and like cruising?
Yeah, he just posted about it. That's
Yeah,
why
that'll
I
be a good
saw it.
turnout.
It's San Clemente though.
Yeah.
Oh, I like San Clemente.
1011 Cali Ricado San Clemente.
Nice.
Raffle, beer, all the fun shit.
Rigs.
Tons of rigs. You
I gotta start
Arc
going to
Trooper. She's hosting it. Another rig fest. Like they did it in Johnson Valley. At
Yeah, Laser Town. Yeah.
Now they're
November
doing it there.
2nd. So I know I have something on November 3rd. My
Okay.
anniversary
That's
is
a
November
Sunday.
1st.
This would be a
That's
Saturday.
good to remember.
So yeah, my
That's
anniversary is on a Friday. So that's Saturday.
We're going
It's
to
next
San
weekend.
Clemente.
It's next weekend, but
Yes,
for
yeah.
this podcast, it will be
that day.
the next day.
Yeah.
Then we got Rigs and Brews.
When's that coming up?
That will be December Sunday. Fuck, I can't see it's right over.
Oh, it's December 8th, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday,
that's,
December 8th.
That's when I
Where's
fly to
that?
Europe.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
So I'm going to miss it.
That's down in San Diego, down in Miramar.
Okay.
It's a really
It's
cool
a fun
one.
I know.
event,
If I can
that's
make
a
it,
good one.
So we did the
That's
last...
it's a toy drive. It's like one of my
cool.
favorite ones.
Yeah.
The Rigs and Brews is where we went to the north side of Anza Borrego of Fish Creek.
Yeah.
And we had XJ with us, and he overheated on the 8.
Oh, yeah.
The grade coming over.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, that's where the last time I drove the Land Rover was on the way back from Rigs and Brews, and it blew up on me.
Oh, yeah.
I got all the way back here to Temecula, and it fucking died
Well,
like
good.
2
At
exits
least
from home.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's close. It wasn't
Yeah, I
far.
still had to get it towed, but
Yeah. I need to start doing more like events because that one we met at was literally the first one I've done
for
in
real?
so long.
Yeah.
Like I just
You got to come to I know it's Temecula, and it's
I'm
those are fun.
Yeah.
Just because like mostly Jeep guys, so they'd appreciate your fucking
yeah for
rig.
sure yeah.
And then,
I just enjoy being around all that stuff and just kind of like walking around seeing. So it's inspiring to see other people's stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. You get to see other rigs, get ideas.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
meet cool people. I met a
Yeah.
ton of fucking people at meetups.
Well, yeah, and they're not like all like they're not going to tell you what they have done. Like they're like, oh yeah, check it out, you know. And it's a lot different from the car scene.
Yeah, where everything's on display and
Yeah,
shit like
yeah.
that. They're just hanging out, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, man, fuck that thing's rad. What do you do that?" And they're like, they love to tell you about it.
Yeah,
Dude,
well, I'm
so.
glad you asked.
Yeah, let me
they pull
tell
up
you.
a notebook.
Yeah. Hey, oh shit,
Here's
what did I
my
get myself
album.
into?
Yeah, here's my album on my phone. Check it out. Start to
awesome.
finish.
Also, I was gonna mention Basil's Garage. He's down in Vista. He's doing a meetup because he actually is now a supplier for 4-wheel campers. So yeah, I met him right when I was down there getting my wrap done 2 years ago, and that's when I was in the area. I'm like, oh shit, let me go check out this guy's shop, and they had just opened or something. And, but he does some fucking rad work. He's got some cool rigs, but because he's now a 4-wheel camper sales. They're doing a big grand opening down there. That will be November 23rd. I don't know if you can make that from 12 to 6.
I have something
Oh, we're
going
in
on.
October. Okay.
I have a Mini Cooper run, I
It
think.
says free beer and tacos.
I might not have a
From
Mini Cooper.
yeah, free beer and tacos from Craft Coast. So, so yeah, look at Basil's Garage in Vista. Yeah, Progress Street.
Like I said, I'm going to have to try to make some of these because I have not been to many meets.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make that one, but I'm gonna try.
Did you shut down the cameras?
No,
Who are they focus on? You?
no, they're on Gabe. They're on that one.
Oh no, because I didn't see the light on that one. I was like, oh, who's it on right now?
Oh yeah,
I need to pick my nose. That's what.
Let me put it right on you. That better? There you go.
Yeah.
There, I'll put it on all of us. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out then because, like I said, that really was my first. Well, I see your story. Your stories pop up on mine.
Yeah, if there's meetups and stuff like that, especially local stuff, I'll try to share it. Or if people tag us in a meetup, I'll share it on our story, and sometimes out of state stuff, just because we do have listeners that are all over the place. So I'll share them sometimes, wherever they are, if I can.
Yeah,
so
I mean that makes sense.
Try to give people shit to do.
I'll try to make some of it. It just depends on my work schedule. If it's the middle of the week, that's when it's rough. But I would like to. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So one day I'll have to sacrifice it and just kind of.
Sometimes the cars and coffee ones are kind of hard. It's like, what, we're meeting up at what time?
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow. I want to go to South OC Cars and Coffee, man.
I mean, I'm up at 6 every day anyway for work, but whatever. You know, Saturday I'm up at 7.
Me sleeping in till 7
That's
on
like a
Saturdays.
luxury, dude.
I love it. I'm like, sweet, and I still get up early and go do stuff.
Yeah, my dogs wake me up because they're like, it's a normal day.
Yeah, the
Wake
fuck
up.
asshole. Yeah.
Mine are probably like, why are you in bed still? Move.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like get out of here.
When I go to work on the early days, they kind of just look up at me and then they put their head back down. It's like 5 a.m. They're like, it's too early.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's 2 a.m. They're just like, go away and get out of here so I can spread out.
Yeah. Dude, I've been leaving my bedroom door open upstairs lately. And the last couple nights, I'll notice I'll get up in the morning or whatever, and I'll where the fuck's the dog? And I'll come downstairs and she's fucking down on the couch, passed out.
Really?
I'm like, this motherfucker, dude.
Hey, you snore too loud, man.
I guess.
I got 3 cats, so they just run. They play all night. Or not all night, but they play. And I got a 24-pounder, and he's heavy.
Cat?
He's a
24-pound cat?
Yeah, my Spencer was about 22 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy shit, those are big cats.
Yeah, he's mixed with a few ragdoll, Maine Coon, I think.
Oh,
he's
dude, gnarly.
But it's cool because when the light
buff
hits
and
him,
shit?
he's huge. He's just furry. But,
big fluff. Yeah.
when the light hits him, you can see the spots on his. It's pretty
that's
dope. We didn't know.
Cool.
We didn't know. My girlford did.
like a DNA thing,
the whole DNA on
23andMe
them.
for
Yeah, and then,
animals.
So he's a big boy. He's just a cuddler. He's a weenie. It's funny. He's scared of everything. But
he don't even know how big he
jumps.
is.
Yeah, he jumps off the tower and just hits the floor. And like we have neighbors below us. And my girlfriend asked one time, she's like, "Hey, like, can you guys hear the animals play?" She's like, "No, just we hear your dog when she jumps off the bed." And I'm like,
"We don't have a dog."
Well, we do, but I'm like,
yeah.
she doesn't jump that hard. And then one day the cat jumped off the tree and goes, boom, and then just takes off. I'm like, that's what they hear. It's the cat.
That's rad, dude.
Yeah, so he's a big boy.
Right on.
Cool.
I don't have any shout outs.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
You were going to ask anyways.
I'm sure you would have told me. No. Yeah, cool. Let's wrap it up. Let you get some dinner. Let you go get some sleep so you can...
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, cool.
Unfortunately, you're spending all my money again. Jared's really good at that, too.
Yeah, I love to spend
Well, shoot, if you need help, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm always like, even like I said, if
Sounds
you,
like it,
you
man.
want company in the garage, I'm your guy. I'll go hang out as long as my girlfriend doesn't have something to do. Then
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I love being out and doing stuff with other people.
Once it starts cooling down, like I haven't been doing shit on the truck just because it's so hot. Go out
Yeah.
there, fucking like 100 degrees out. So now it's cooling down. Now it's wrenching season.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Like, I got a list of shit I've been wanting to do. I'm like,
I like working on other people's stuff because I don't have to spend the money and I can help.
I loved
and
it. He's like, hey man, I want to put a snorkel. I'm like, cool. I get to cut up your truck.
Yeah. Mine's still running at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'll chop your shit up all day, dude.
Yeah, the only one you didn't like is my roof rack.
That was a pain in the ass, dude. Fuck that.
That was a pain. And that's why, I mean, I want to put one on mine, but I don't want to do that again.
What was it?
I mean, it was just trying
It was
to drop,
a front runner rack. You can see it on that picture of the ZR2.
Oh, okay.
We had to drill into...
drop the rib nuts in.
Oh, yeah.
But
that sucks.
the whatever the fucking metal on the roof of that thing was not fucking.
Well, it's meant for like rollovers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like hardened steel.
Oh, okay.
Dude, and we went through so many drill bits trying to drill through that thing.
Really?
Like it was like almost like a drill bit per fucking hole. And we had to drill like 6 holes.
We even tried the drill bits that are like steel and it has like an I-beam steel, like carbide tips and stuff. Like they just chewed them up.
Yeah, you're just fucking leaning on. Got the oil out, everything.
Yeah, trying to keep it. Dang, that's crazy.
Going just killing batteries and shit.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was like that.
It's not a. I mean, the Land Rover is easy as shit, dude. That thing is like butter drilling through that thing.
It's aluminum.
Yeah. But
It's soda can, dude.
Yeah.
yours was a giant pain in the ass.
And the other reason why is I had the panoramic sunroof on this one, and so like I don't want to actually like drill through like a wire.
Makes total sense. Yeah.
You have to drop the headliner. I'm just like, I don't want to do all that.
Dude, cutting the roof off actually was so easy. You literally just set the grinders off.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
all
through it.
Well, that just cut crooked. Like, oops.
Yeah, we're making it a little bit wider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut more off the other side, guys. But that was easy. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all.
Nice. Right on.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys
Chat
for
with you
having me.
soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for
Definitely.
everybody joining us out here, and see you around.
All right, we'll see
you
you guys
later.
on the trails. Having stretchers for that sucks.
Oh, dang. I just moved this.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
What'd you say?
Having stretchers sucks sometimes when you wear.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
When I went shooting one time, I put them on and I was like, everything is so loud. And then like